whiskey flows. With Baker drinks, everybody knows. From the blends they taste to the streams they share. Saturday night, wishing you were there. The trash pallet challenge, what a sight to see. Other whiskey tubers bring their A game to be free. Judging blends, raising glasses high. It's a whiskey ride, let's touch the sky. Hanging out with Baker drinks, oh what a scene. Sipping on bourbon, living the dream. Whiskey flows and good times soar. Come on in, let's pour one more, one more. They got guests rolling in from every stream, blending up flavors, tasting the dream. No bottles too rare, no sips too small. With Baker drinks, you've seen it all. Late night streams, friends come alive, talking mash bills till 4:45. The laughs, the stories, the whiskey lore. Every pour's better than the one before. Hanging out with Baker drinks, oh what a scene. Sipping on bourbon, living the dream. Whiskey flows and good times soar. Come on in, let's pour one more, one more. One more, one more. From the nose to the finish, every drop so true. Raise a glass and we'll toast to you. A whiskey tube world where the legends are made at Baker.
Saturday night, the cameras are bright. Troy and Laura are in the spotlight. At Baker drinks, they're pouring it right. With 21090, the vibes out of sight. Raise a blend, it's a high proof delight. The transparent homie is out in for tonight. Laura's loving the show, keeping it tight. With C-Biotic, she knows she'll be alright. John cranks up the tune, he's strumming the air. He's pasty and white, but he doesn't care. And he's banging his head, lost in the groove. He banters with talk to set the mood. Raise a blend, it's a high proof delight. The trash burning homie is out in for tonight. Laura's running the show, keeping it tight. With C-Biotic, she knows she'll be alright. Talk cranks up the tune, he's strumming the air. He's pasty and white, but he doesn't care. And he's banging his head, lost in the groove. He banters with talk to set the mood. Raise a blend, it's a high proof delight. The trash burning homie is out in for tonight. Laura's running the show, keeping it tight. C-Biotic, she knows she'll be alright. 21090's got the barrel selected. Hazmat, Corbin, cash, let's all get lifted. Pour it neat, let the bourbon flow. On Saturday night, putting on a show. Lifelong friends sharing a fight. With glams and trams, it's a great night. Raise a blend, it's a high proof delight. The trash burning homie is out in for tonight. Laura's running the show, keeping it tight. With C-Biotic, she knows she'll be alright. Join us now, don't miss any fun. With Baker drinks and 21090, the party has just begun. Cheers to the night, let the spirits ignite. It's Saturday night and everything's just right.
Cheers, everyone. Gosh. Struggling already. Cheers.
You take a week off and you forget how to do
Oh,
everything.
we did take a week off. That's right. Well, cheers, everyone. Happy to be here. Happy Saturday. Let's see who is in chat. We got Rick Moreland, Piper John, Dave Vogelsang, Bourbon School, Mrs. Lori J, Michael Bortner, Joe B, Mr. Mom, Ragin' Cajun, Life from the Patio, And now I take a breath and another drink.
Take a drink.
Okay, Jeff Castle, Bourbon Hunter Lee, Gandy Road, I feel like I already said him. Peter White,
Cheers again.
Mike Meyer, whoever's here. Scotty, thanks for becoming a member of the channel.
Member. Thanks, Scotty.
Barrel Dave, cheers. And Shauna Carr, cheers. Bourbon Baller Lee.
What's up, Lee?
Nice to see you. Rob F, Shit Show Supervisor's here. And we got Tamara, cheers.
Scrolling.
You guys just are friendly.
Scrolling.
See lots of... And Scotty's here. Of course he's here. If he's became a member.
I would think so.
Who else do we have? Father Fortenberry from Life from the Patio. Cask 529. Rick Moreland.
You didn't want to say Gandy Road again?
I could... Hey, Gandy Road. Cheers.
Cheers again, Gandy Road.
Who else do we have? Simone Barkeep. Cheers, Tolly.
What's up, Tolly?
We got... Did I say Mr. Richie J? I don't think so.
You said Miss Lori J.
So there we go. Cheers to both of you. Michael Bortner's probably working. I hope you're not. Hope you got a Saturday off for once. Let's see. We got...
Time for a drink.
I like bourbon a lot. Cheers to you. Thanks, Rick Moreland.
Thank you
Social
so much.
sippers, making friends one sip at a time. Chip is here. You know, I just don't say that name, but your last name.
I want to say Idlet.
I think we've been over this before. It's like Groundhog's Day, and I think you're pretty close. Night Methods here. Cheers, Joe B. Thank you for the super
Thanks,
chat.
Joe B.
Appreciate it. And Buffalo Bourbon Enthusiast. And oh look, another super chat. Thanks, Michael Bortner. Take two drinks. Okay, if you insist. I mean,
he paid us to do it.
There's one. And I'm getting Troy to drink, I guess, it's kind of like tequila. It's agave spirit, you know, because it's
American-made
from the
agave
US.
spirit.
We got George Kane. Cheers to you. And I'm caught up. We got everyone.
Yeah, welcome to the show, everybody. Saturday night. I look so forward to this all week long. Last weekend we missed y'all. We were out at the Oregon coast celebrating Laura's birthday.
Oh, yeah.
The weather was beautiful. We did like a little dive bar crawl up and down the beach. It was a lot of fun.
Didn't drink too much good whiskey. We drank...
I drank a Pour Weller 12 at one of the bars.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Along with our well-drink Whiskey 7.
That is correct.
But hopefully Whiskey Wisdom took good care of you guys last week. He went live in our spot, and Matt always puts on a great show. So hopefully you guys weren't left wanting with us being gone.
Okay.
So shall we talk about what you got over there?
Yeah, sure. So one of our giveaways tonight.
Yeah, patron only giveaway tonight. Patrons at any paid level get entered in this automatically. Once you win, you're removed from the wheel, so everybody gets a chance to win. Tonight we're going to do the Barrel Craft Spirits Dovetail and Seagrass. What's next?
Well, let's see. What is next?
So pay attention on the next one. There is a new sticker tonight.
Everyone loves the stickers.
Yep, it is the Trash Pallet Army sticker. For every $5 super chat, you will get that sticker. Just email us if I've not sent you one before. $5 super chats, you're entering in for the Maker's Mark LEs. That's the Heart Release, the Lost Recipe, the 2024 Cellar Aged, and 2021's FAE 02, which was one of my personal favorites. That's why that's in there.
Next. Our tournament's coming up.
Oh, yeah. So Blend Vent is just a couple weeks away. You have until the 1st of November to have your blends to us. They need to be in our possession so we can get everything seated up right. We've had some entries start showing up already, but you're playing for the E.H. Taylor small batch there, the 2 etched Baker Drinks Glens, and that custom handmade barrel stave Glen holder. And we're also going to give away a bottle to someone else randomly that's in the tournament. It's an Old Forester Blue Label barrel strength whiskey. So lots of good stuff coming down the line.
And thank you, Dave, for the super chat saying for those Maker's Mark taters. And Rob F, I think he's in for the sticker.
Yep, stickers, guys.
Okay.
Got a big old pile of them to get out.
Do you have anything else we got to talk about?
We do have a fantastic guest lined up tonight.
Okay. Well, let's bring him out.
Let's do it.
I don't know
Hello.
about that. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I will say, though, you have the better half of 21090. Unfortunately, it's just me tonight. But honestly, guys, I'm the better half. So Andy has 2 kids at home. Andy, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. But cheers, guys. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're glad you're here. How'd you like that intro?
Dude, first of all, yes. How did you do that? How do you do that? How do you do that? Because I want to do that. And that's amazing. That was amazing. How do you do that?
So it's all AI.
That's amazing. Do you obviously, do you write the words to it? Because I mean, pale, and you had it to a T, like who we are. So I assume you write the words, or no? How's that work?
So I use like Chat GPT to kind of create like the basics of a song, and then I customize the lyrics.
Dude.
And then we use a website called Suno AI that makes the songs.
Amazing. I hope Andy's
But
heard. I will play it for him. That was amazing.
I think you just do the free version, right?
Yeah,
So
Whatever.
you only get a certain amount of songs.
yeah,
and,
with the free version, it'll make 10 songs a day. There's an unlimited version for like $5 a month or something
Dude,
like that.
that is amazing. Did the chat like that? I mean, I want that, and we're gonna somehow figure out a way to use that. Thank you for showing me that, because that was amazing. So cheers to you, and I'm happy to be part of the trash palette army. I'm certainly a part of that now. I'm sure. I love it.
Absolutely.
He tried to perfect that song. He spent all week.
Dude,
He had the lyrics, and then you only get 10 versions. So he would give it 80s rock or 80s metal, and it was just I don't know that that's right. And so then he'd run out of his 10 versions, and then he'd have to wait for the next day.
It would be like 90% perfect, and they would mispronounce something. Or
Oh, no. That's frustrating. I get. Thank you for doing it, because hopefully the chat enjoyed that. Stop Andy from Love. Yeah, barely. That was good. That was great. It was super. I can't wait for Andy to see it if he didn't see it, because it was that was awesome. Well done, guys. Cheers to you on that. And again, thanks for having me. I'm happy to have a good time here. Let's get into it. And what are you guys sipping on? I saw you had some drinks. What are you guys doing? Some old fashions?
we usually just start with a cocktail, and I didn't feel like making one, and so we had some canned cocktails in the fridge. So we're just having a Paloma to start.
All right.
10% alcohol.
This is from since we were at the beach last weekend. This is from Astoria, Oregon. They have a Pilot House distilling. So they made us a bunch of cocktails. It's normally tequila, but this is agave spirit, because they make their own. So it's
all right. Nice.
And then grapefruit, and I don't know what's all in it, but
It tastes good, right? It does the trick.
yeah,
It's pretty tasty. Yeah.
I'd say it's grapefruit, and maybe there might be even lime in it, and agave spirit.
I like that you drink that. You guys are into beer too. I like that. That's kind of how we are. We're not just whiskey, Andy loves wine. We started as home brewers, so we love beer, of course. So we're all things that you can kind of consume. So that's awesome. Yes, Ben, it's 11090. I might just take over. Do we really need Andy? I'm pretty sure, I can do this myself now. I'm sorry. I'm beating Danny while he's down. He's right now in a bad spot with both his kids throwing up, so I don't want to hit him too hard.
Yeah, I mean, there's priorities, right?
Yeah, he's having a rough weekend so far, so it is what it is. So let's not talk about that, because that'll put us all in a bad mood. So I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to see a lot of your viewers are also a lot of our viewers. I see Gandhi and Whiskey Uncensored and Sugar Kitty. There's a lot of Whiskey Knows. It's awesome to see familiar faces too. So that's pretty cool. Todd needs all the help he can get.
I love this community. There's lots of crossover supporting other channels, and we as channels support each other as well.
Yeah.
And I say it every Saturday night. The reason why we picked Saturday night to do our live streams is because if we weren't doing this, we would probably be out somewhere paying too much for drinks and paying for a taxi to get home. And here we can hang out with our friends, we can drink our own whiskey, and we don't have to drive anywhere or get a ride anywhere. So,
That's interesting because when we were thinking about back to when we started going live on Tuesday nights, we were not a whiskey channel, we were a beer channel. And we had no idea eventually that we would go live at the same time with one of the biggest whiskey channels, goes live at. So we're like doing this and people are like, why are you guys going Tuesday nights? We're like, well, we just picked Tuesday because it's Tuesday. Like, but no, bourbon junkies go at the same time as you and just don't do that. I'm like, well, we've been doing it for 2 years and whatever, it is what it is. But Saturday nights, I would think, you do really good. I don't go out on Saturday nights. So I'm at home looking at YouTube as well. And smart. I mean, like, I'm in my mid 40s, so I don't go out. I've got kids and wives, so I'm home. I'm not out going out, and if I am, I'm home by 9 o'clock. It's 6 where you are. So I think that's a smart idea, Saturday nights. I like that. I like it.
Well, and I think we really picked it because it was the easiest for our schedule because we were both off.
Well,
yeah, I mean, we both work full time and, kids and all that same stuff. So, but we do like to go out and have some drinks from time to time.
There you go. That's right. There you go.
Mostly with lunch these days.
Yeah, it's usually like a lunch drink. I guess that means
I
we're
don't
old.
I don't know. The older I get, it's like, if somebody asks me to go out, I'm like, I'm offended that you actually even asked me to go out. No, I'm not going out. And whereas, where's that the one comedian? What's his name? What is his name? Where he says, like, in the 20s, you're like, I'm in. What do you want to do? I'll set my house on fire. In the 30s, you're like, where are we going? I'm driving separately. And then at your 40s, and you're like, no, I'm offended you even asked me. And that's kind of how I am right now. I'm like, no, I don't feel like going out. I've worked all week. My kids are, home, and I can't go. No, of course, we like to go out, but everybody makes fun of me on my channel because I don't travel a lot, right? So, Todd can't leave Maryland. That's where we live. So, I don't know. Maybe I am that way. I don't know.
Hey, you like it, so might as well stay
I don't
home.
know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Everybody's gonna make fun of me now. 2 1090 packages hand delivered. Yeah. Oh yes, so we're doing for our patrons, not to plug, but we're doing a advent calendar. It's not where. So what we do is we have everybody pour 24 pours of one of their favorite bottles, and they send it to us. We then collate and make calendars to send back to them, so they get their own calendar. So we have 48 of our patrons sending us. My wife loves this. Boxes of 24 samples that we then will turn into 2 calendars for our patrons to do. And I think it's a fun thing to do. And that's what Dave's talking. Yes, Dave, I got your package today. So my wife loves this time of year because in our basement right in front of me, we'll have 48 boxes of 24 samples of whiskeys. And then we have to take them out of the box and turn them into like actual, it's like a sweatshop down here. I get my kids doing it. They take 1, they take 2, they take 3, and they make 24 calendars. We have over 1,000 bottles of whiskey, like 1 ounce bottles of whiskey in our basement. All through November, but it's fun. And yes, Dave, thank you for sending in your bottles early. So I appreciate that. Sorry. Side note.
Yeah, that's awesome. I saw your patron post.
Yeah.
That you were doing that, and I showed it to Laura. I'm like, this is like the most amazing thing ever.
Well, I didn't think it through. So I took part of one locally here, and I love the idea. And I was like, Andy, let's do this with our patrons. I didn't think it through 100% because there's a lot of work that goes involved once they send it to you, right? So then you have to I have to label each of I have to label them. I have to then take them out of the box. I have to then make the counters. I have to then put them back in the box. Then I have to ship it back to them. And everyone loved it. It was a lot of work, but I'm like, everybody loved it. So let's do it again. And we've kind of grown a little bit. So now we have 2 calendars. And my wife's like, how many are we going to do this year? I'm like, we're only doing 2 because I couldn't really do more than 2. It's a lot, but it's a fun way to like connect with your community, right? Instead of them just sending us whiskeys for a calendar, we try to involve them. And that's kind of what we're about. And you guys are like that too. You want to kind of involve your community, not just be, the center of it. That makes any sense. So it's cool. Child labor. Yeah. I have my kids, they enjoy it. They like putting the numbers on each one, because each box gets a day. Your day 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 24, and they have to number them. And then we have to make them. And they love doing that. Like taking 1, put it in the box, take 2. Then I have to quality control check it because make sure they haven't done the wrong, because you don't want to get 2 days in the wrong box. So it's fun. Anyway, there it just goes. Todd, how are you, buddy? I'm good, buddy. I'm doing good. Andy's not so well right now. Type 21090 in chat. Oh, free giveaway. What's the free giveaway?
Yeah, so we do 2 two free giveaways every Saturday night. It's 4
All right.
2-ounce samples from our personal collection, and they're just kind
All
of
right.
random. Could be bourbon, could be rye, could be single malt.
All right. Can I add to it then?
Absolutely.
So I'll do 2 ounces of our recent Corbin Cash single barrel rye, and then 2 ounces of our upcoming Old Line single malt that's coming out on Wednesday. So I will add those to the list of whoever wins. So we'll do 2 ounces of that.
Nice.
Old
I
Line
would do
single
the
malt
bourbon.
coming out on Wednesday.
Yeah, here
how
it is.
How does
Yeah.
someone get their hands on that?
There it is. So become a patron. So our Patreon, just like everybody else, it will be. This was the fun thing about this bottle, Troy, is that it was sort of a Patreon takeover. So we had like 23 of our patrons go to Old Line back in June, and we had 5 different. Whiskey Uncensored was there. 5 different. Andy went there early and pulled 5 barrels, whether they were finished. I think we had a Salterns. What was the Salterns? Help me out, guys. There was another finished. There was a VDN finish, and then there was 2 just regular American single malts. And we kind of voted as a group. Everybody kind of got their tallies in, and the regular single malt. It's an 8+ year, 125 proof American single malt. That's like a Tootsie Roll in a glass. That is beautiful, and that won. So that's what's coming out now. $59. I mean, to me, that's a great
Wow.
price point, right? It's 8 years. It's the oldest single barrel they've ever. It's actually the oldest juice they put out. When Old Line came to be about 8 years ago, they bought a company that had existing stock that was like
Okay.
9 years, and they made it. Their first batch was like a 9-year, but it wasn't their stuff, and they put that out. This is the oldest that they've ever put out under their own name. Put it that way. It's the oldest single barrel for sure, and I think it's fantastic. And the word, I hear everybody say you can't. Single malts are so hard to sell. Not everybody loves single malts. I don't think that's I think people just aren't familiar with it. And this is a great. And you were talking about your Westland pick, or Westward, right? Westward.
Westward, yes.
Westward pick, and I think they do it exactly just like Old Line, really well. And I think if you just try it to some of the distilleries that are doing it really well, you'll be hooked. I mean, if you don't like a Tootsie Roll, then I don't know what to tell you, right? I mean, that to me is that's what this is in a glass. I mean, there's more to it. It's layered, but it's so good. And so yeah, Wednesday, $59 too. And I think that's, with all the prices that are going on out there. And listen, we just had the Corbin Cash 9.5 year rye, which we'll get into. That was $130. That was expensive. I get it. This is $59, and it's 8 years. I know it's a single malt. It's 125 proof, and it's beautiful. So I love that.
Yeah, so we did, we do it with our patron. We do like a quarterly live tasting.
Okay.
Where certain tiers of the Patreon, we send samples out to them, and we get on a live stream together and taste through them all. And we did all American single malts one time.
Okay.
And none of the people in our Patreon at the time claimed to like American single malts.
Exactly. Right.
And we converted them.
There you go. So that's
At
a
least
challenge,
someone.
right? Yeah, we're trying to do that with this. Listen, I hear other groups that are much bigger than us say, "Oh, we're not doing American single malts; they just don't sell," and that put us at pause. But when you believe in it, we brought 23 of our patrons together to pick this. I think we'll do a good job selling this. I mean, the price is good; it's delicious. I mean, Giselle's was there. Jonathan, he helped pick this. He can tell you. I mean, it's really good. And I love the price point that, we wanted to keep it as low. And I actually thought it'd be more than that because they put out single barrels that were 69 and they said 59. And we're like, holy crap, really? And we're like, yeah, you like that? I'm like, yeah, I like that price. That's great. So, it's great for Old Line too. And you've had it because Myron sent you some, but not a lot of people have had Old Line. They don't even know who Old Line is. And they're in our backyard. They're very small. They're craft. All their distilling is actually veteran owned, right? 2 great guys. They do some in-house, but a lot of it's done at Middle West Spirits, by the way. So they send their master distiller to Middle West Spirits because they're much bigger, and that's where they actually run their distill is at Middle West Spirits, and then they ship it to Baltimore, and that's where it's aged. And I don't know. We love doing unique things. That's why we did Corbin Cash. That's why we did the Still Austin before Still Austin was big. We did their first really bourbon a year and a half ago, and then we did their first rye and Corbin Cash as well. We've got their first bourbon ever. You guys will drink that. You'll have the rye too tonight. I don't know. We won't do the most, but we like to do unique things, and I think this old line is it. I mean, you don't see a lot of old line single barrels out there, right? That's what I like about it.
Yeah, Giselle's is saying if you don't like a Tootsie Roll, you're getting your America card for vote.
I mean, honestly, it's true. I can't wait. I'll certainly send you guys a link, and you guys can try it. I think it's fantastic. So if you're not a single malt fan, you guys have some good single malts coming. I can't wait to try that. And this, just give it a try. That's all I'll say. I'm telling you, you will be instantly hooked. I've had some single malts that are American that aren't good. I get it. They're not. Some of the distillers out there don't do it well. These are two that do it really well. Really well.
Troy has a theory about
it's a conspiracy theory. So the Claremont Steep.
Yeah. Well,
so for me, it's fish whiskey. It tastes like fish. It's very fishy.
You're making him choke.
Nobody likes that. Nobody likes that.
So I actually on a live stream one night was like, so we had it on our punishment wheel. We were doing
oh no,
all the worst things we
that.
could find, and it was on there, and it was like one of the worst pours, right? Yeah. And I'm like, I'm gonna pour this. It's going away. I'm never gonna drink it again. And of course, one of the guys watching was like, "Don't drain pour it. I'll take it."
Yeah,
he's in the chat tonight.
All right, cool.
Rob F.
All right.
You got to get to your conspiracy theory, though.
Anyways, so American single malts are like growing pretty fast. They're definitely carving out their niche in the American whiskey market. You know, they're nowhere near bourbon and rye yet, but they're gaining. They're very fast growing. So all these legacy distillers are behind the 8-ball to come up with one. I feel like Jim Beam put out a bad one on purpose. They want their bourbon drinkers to drink that and be like, "This is so bad, I'm never going to try another American single malt."
Yeah, that's interesting. So it's funny you say that, because we went down to Kentucky with a bunch of group of Mash and Journey, It's Bourbon Night, Dusty Dan, a bunch of us with Shared Pour, and did a bunch of picks at Lux Row and at MGP, which was fantastic. We have all of them coming. And one of them that we picked was a Yellowstone single malt. Now listen, Yellowstone gets a lot of hate. I actually like their LEs a lot. And we have Matt coming on from Yellowstone, or actually from Lux Row next week on our live show. I did not like, and so we have a pick of it coming. I did not like the Yellowstone single malt that we picked, because it was nothing like this. It's nothing like, a Westward. It was fruit forward big time, very youthful, and did not have the flavor profile that I like in American single malts, that I think turns a lot of people off on it. And unfortunately, we have a pick of it coming. I'm probably letting the cat out of the bag. I won't be going all in on that, and that's just the way it goes. Listen, I'm being honest here. It was a group pick, and I'm not the one who ultimately picked it. I didn't really like any of them. That was the only one we did of 11 picks. At Lux Row, we did some great at Rebel. We did some great Ezra Brooks. We did an amazing Penelope. We did a bunch of great at MGP. But that Yellowstone single malt, it just wasn't right to me. It doesn't taste like it should. It doesn't taste anything like this or Westward. Nothing like that. It was just really grainy, really fruit forward, and just not my cup of tea. So you're right. I think Legacy, sort of Lux Row was trying to do at Yellowstone. It's not right. It doesn't taste right. So if you guys are watching this, don't pick that one.
Yeah, I think they're trying to appeal to their bourbon drinkers and transition easy. And it just, I've not had a great single malt out of Legacy yet. I mean, Jack Daniel's, their twice-barreled single malt's pretty solid, but they're the exception.
Yeah.
But I still don't think it's as good as like Old Line or Westward or Westland or...
Yeah. I 100% agree. And so we'll see. I mean, I'm interested to see what Andy. Now, Andy, of course, liked it. That's Andy. He's got a trash palate. That's definitely true. But he likes those more fruity sort of. It was so odd to me. It's not what I expected from an American single malt, and I don't know what they were trying to do with it. It was a bit youthful. Some people might like it. I'm not going to be. And listen, we have a pick. We have to sell probably 30 bottles. So it's this. Who else was there? We had like 6 groups, so it'd only be like 30 bottles of it, but. I'm telling you right now, you guys, I'm not going to be advocating for that one. So
you've got enough other picks to advocate.
We had enough other ones. We did an Old Ezra 7-year rye, that Old Ezra 7 rye, which was, oh my God, that was amazing. That's my favorite. I think we did, or maybe the 10-year Rossville Union MGP 95.5 rye, which was, oh God, so good. But anyway, sorry. And going to MGP we got to actually tour MGP or Ross and Squibb, which was pretty amazing. I mean, you don't get to do that very often. Talk about taking a walk in time for, like, just in general, a history of whiskey. That was it right there. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I loved the video you showed that just kind of did like a panorama of all those barrels. That was so big. It's just
that was just a
crazy.
fraction of what they had on site.
Small.
It is crazy. It is crazy.
Chris Tats is here watching from Australia. He said we met him at Copperworks when he was up here in the Pacific Northwest, and they also make great American single malts.
They do.
Yeah, so
as well.
I mean, do you find that talking to people? I mean, you've heard that, right? So we hear that a lot. Like, we're talking to our patrons. They're like, I'm not sure I'm in on single malts. Help me understand this. I'm like, well, what don't you like? And they don't really have an answer to it. I don't know if they haven't tried it. I don't know. That's kind of why we also did a big Patreon pick at there, because we wanted our patrons to taste it and kind of like say, oh, yep, stamp it. This is really good. So it wasn't just us who did this pick. Honestly, it was our patrons who picked this. And we had 23 of them, I think, there doing it. And I don't know. I love it. I'm a big fan of it. I think Giselle's mentioned something earlier, or Jonathan, about like the profile of it. And yeah, you're right. They're veterans. And we like supporting those type of people. And, you know, they're trying to make it in a very difficult environment. And we're happy to bring this to some people that maybe would never try it. So that's our goal.
Yeah. And that looks like a really dark,
I mean, look at this.
It's so dark.
It is honestly, if you don't like Tootsie Rolls, you're right. You're un-American. That's what this is. It's other. I just opened this today, so I've drank this much of it. I'll have more tasting notes. There are more layers to it. You know, there is dark fruits in there. There is a nice spice to it, like an oak spice that I really love. Again, they're using heavy char in their barrels, so sitting it for 8 years in a Baltimore environment, which is very similar to Kentucky. With the winters and summers, it's, you know, done really nice job of going in and out of those, you know, that wood. It's just beautiful. Honestly, if you guys want to know a little special tip about Old Lime, they also do a rum that's finished in American single malts that is out of this world. It is. Okay. I'm not a rum drinker at all, and they do like a 8-year Jamaican rum that's finished for 4 years in their American single malt casks for like $40. And you would swear it's an American whiskey or a light whiskey, and it's 138 proof, and it's absolutely bonkers good. And we're gonna do a pick of that soon. And it's, again, just something they do that we want to promote. You know, so hey, there's Daniel. What's up, buddy? He was at my house today dropping off stuff. I'm sorry I missed you, buddy.
I think Michael Bortner's wanting to know the yield of your barrel.
I think we have 140 bottles of this, so it's, you know, it's not a lot. I mean, it's eight plus years in the barrel, so there was some loss, but it's about 140. So that's what we'll have. Will we sell it all? I don't know. I mean, we only have 160 paid patrons, so I don't know. But we'll be on site at Old Line next Saturday. Sampling is out if we don't sell it all to our patrons. They have a big event. So we'll do our best to sell it and get new patrons in that way as well. So if you're local in Baltimore, go to Old Line next Saturday. We'll be there handing out your bottles that you bought, and then also sampling it to other people that never heard of us or want to try this single barrel. Try to convert them. So that's what we're doing, you know?
Heck yeah.
So
when we were at Westward, you know, we were talking to those people a lot about, you know, bourbon drinkers and whiskey drinkers and all that stuff. And the guy that we were talking to there, Jonathan Harris, he's like their head of collaborations and whiskey educator. Yep. So his job is to travel around the country and teach people about whiskey, basically. And he said that at Westward they're trying to convert bourbon people into whiskey people. Okay,
that makes sense. Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that's awesome, because, you know, we talked about how we did our tasting with our patrons and converted a few of them, and he's like, yeah, that's what we try to do too. I think a lot of bourbon drinkers, you know, you get a malty bourbon that kind of smells like Play-Doh, and I think that's what people have in their mind when they think American single malt, because that malty note in that bourbon, and it's nothing like that. It's just so fruity and chocolatey and
correct,
dark.
If it's done right, I agree with you. Yeah. So You mentioned before we started, like, how we started our channel. We started as a homebrewing channel. That's what we were. So, God, probably 7 years ago, maybe even 8. We started homebrewing, and we would go to the internet like everybody and go to YouTube to find out how you did things. And we would see people sharing their experiences homebrewing. I'm like, hey, let's do that. And the funny thing is, Andy, before we started, he was against it. He's like, I don't want to be on camera. I don't like doing any of that stuff. I'm like, well, we're doing it, so let's go. And he was, if you watch some of our early, and we're not good now either, but back then we were really bad. And he was so timid in front of the camera doing homebrewing videos. But, you do homebrewing videos for 2-3 years, and it's like, well, I'm doing the same thing over and over again. It's kind of boring. So then we said, let's just start reviewing beers. And we did that, and then we were getting a little bit of traction. People would watch that, and then breweries started sending us beers to review, and we started doing barrel-aged beers. And we would love barrel-aged beers. And Andy's like, let's find out why we love the barrel influence on these beers so much. And so he started drinking whiskey and said, Todd, try this. And I was like, I'm like, no, Andy, we are homebrewers. We brew beer. I'm not whiskey. And I'll never forget, the first whiskey I ever tried, this is probably 6 years ago, was a Old Granddad 114. And I had no palate for it. I tried it and about almost died because I thought it was fire, right? And now it's one of my favorite. I love everything about it. But, then he said, well, let's try something softer. So I tried a Larks, because there was a big barrel-aged beer, of course, is Bourbon County Stout. And they did a Bourbon County Stout Goose Island in larceny barrels. And he said, Todd, try the larceny small batch. It's wheated, softer, it's lower proof. And I absolutely loved it. And I could start pulling out flavors. And that was the slippery slope. So I tried larceny. So that was the first whiskey that I actually really enjoyed 6 years ago. And then tried other sort of smaller, proofs. And then Andy he went headfirst into it. He was buying barrel proofs right away. And I wasn't there yet. It took a while for me to get there, but you know how it is when you start your whiskey journey. That's how we started our channel. And then we started just reviewing the whiskeys instead of just doing barrel-aged beers. Then I was like, well, let's do the whiskeys too. And now we're doing probably 90% whiskey and maybe 10% beer reviews. And I still homebrew. I've got a Martin on tap right now. Andy doesn't homebrew anymore, but I do still homebrew like maybe 3 or 4 times a year. So I do that, but I don't put it really on the channel. I mean, it's kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of boring, to tell you the truth. I mean, we're boring to begin with, but, and it is what it is.
Do you barrel age any of your homebrews?
I tried. So, well, I should say that. So, a funny story. I tried to do it one time, and I don't have a barrel, right? So the way you a lot of times do it is you buy oak chips that they char, and you soak them in a whiskey for an amount of time, and then you throw those oak chips into a muslin bag and put it into your beer that's done fermenting, and you kind of like soak it in there. And I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make a barrel-aged stout that's gonna be awesome. And I tried all that. I soaked it. I think I used Evan Williams White Label for like a month. I soaked the oak chips, and then I put them into my stout, and I said, Andy, I want your honest opinion, so I'm going to blind these for you. And we actually have a video. He never put it up. I wish Andy could find it. So I blinded. Andy was on camera. He had no idea I was doing this. I put some heavy hitter barrel-aged beers up against my homebrew, and he went through the first one. He's like, oh, this is good. I get this. He went through the second one. Oh, this is really even better. I get this. He got them on, and he tasted it. He's like, oh, something's wrong with this. This isn't good at all. He's like, I don't know what this is, but this is not right. It's all over the place. And it doesn't taste balanced at all. And I'm getting too much of this and not enough of that. And this is awful. And then he went the third one and the fourth one. He's like, this is great. And he said, so what was the order? What did you have? I was like, well, this is this. This is this. That one was mine. Thank you. We're not going to be doing that anymore. So I learned the hard way. I'm not a professional brewer, and I certainly don't know how to actually barrel age beer or do anything like it. So I stopped. That was my last foray into doing that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, a lot of effort for it to be gross.
And it was. And when I tried, you have your biases. So I did it. So I'm like, oh, it's not that bad, is it? And then you go back to and you're like, yeah, it is that bad. And so I think we dumped that whole batch down. That was a drain pour. It was bad. So that was my last attempt of barrel aging beer. However, now that we're doing barrel picks, I should probably get some of the barrels. We don't ever get the barrels. We got one barrel from Still Austin that we gave to a brewery that they actually put a beer into. And we did like a big fun thing local here at Heavy Seas. But I should get one of the. But that's a lot of. It's a 50-gallon batch. I only brew 5-gallon batches, so it wouldn't really work well. I don't have the ability to brew 50 gallons of beer. So
there'd be a lot of beer.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of beer. It's a lot of beer. So
yeah. So you said you got a Marzen on tap now?
I do. Yeah, right there. Yeah, I love it.
Did you
I
brew
it
that
here.
for Oktoberfest?
I did. So I brewed that beginning of August, right? So I only brew one lager a year. Lagers are a pain in the ass to brew, right? Because with an ale, right, it's how you ferment it. I can brew it, I can ferment it at room temperature in 10 days, cold crash it, rack it, get it on CO2, and be drinking it basically almost 2 weeks later. With lagers, you have to have a controlled temperature fermentation chamber. So I use my kegerator. I make sure I don't have any beer left. And I can dial in the temperature of my kegerator, right? So I put the fermenter into my kegerator without any, and I put it down to 50 degrees, and it's going to stay there for like 3 weeks. Then you have to raise it up a point every day for like 2 weeks to get it up to temperature for diacetyl rest, so you don't get butterscotch in it. And then you have to lower it. It takes like a month and a half to ferment this damn thing, and then I have to cold crash it. I gotta transfer it to a keg, and then I have to lager it for like a month so it clears up. And so I brewed this in early August, and I'm just drinking it now. And it's a pain in the, but my wife loves it, so I do it every year. So
it's worth it. There you go.
It is worth it. It is worth it. It is worth it. Yeah, lagers are
huge
purpose,
fans.
but lagers are pain.
Yeah, we're huge fans of the Fest beers.
I love them too. Yeah, so this is really sweet, malty, crisp. It's great. If you like a good Martzen, it's perfect.
Yeah. So our last live stream 2 weeks ago was our
Trashtoberfest.
Trashtoberfest. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. That's great. That's great. Have you ever been out to Germany, like for like Oktoberfest? That's in September, by the way.
No, we were going to go in 2020, and then that didn't happen. So then we are going in 2026. So 2 years.
It's already booked.
It's already, well, kind of. I haven't paid yet. So we have reservations with a
That's
group.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got
That's
some
awesome.
whiskey in the glass here.
All
How
right.
about
Yeah.
you?
What are we doing? Yeah. So I've got, what do you got?
We poured your
Let's go.
9.5 year Merced Rye.
Let's do it.
And I've been smelling it, but I didn't want to interrupt the conversation. I just want to taste it.
She's been over here just like.
It smells so good.
All right.
Thanks,
I will
Nick.
say palate cleanser. I use Coke Zero. That's my palate cleanser, guys.
That's perfect.
I'm sorry. That's what I use. That's what I use.
I don't hate on it. I use all kinds of. I got black cherry sparkling water here. So
have you guys ever had Corbin Cash? I mean, you're out west. Do you see Corbin Cash or no?
So it's not in our area, but we do have the Bad Axe Bourbon, Bobby's pick.
There you go. He helped with these two picks. So he was there when we picked this and the bourbon. So he was very integral. And Andy went out all the way out to Oakland, California. We flew him all the way out there. He drove 2 hours to Atwater, California, met Bobby, and that's the great thing about going to the distillery and having a relationship with David. We had him on our show. We had a great time. Honestly, we never would have found it if it wasn't for Sean from Whiskey Wars and Bobby, because they kind of introduced us to. I had no idea who Corbin Cash. I live in Maryland. We don't get that out here. I didn't know who they were, and I tried it one time, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is amazing! What is this, and how do I get more of it?" And Sean and Bobby told me, and I reached out to David, and David was super generous with his time and talked to us, and then came on our show, and we just hit it off. And he said, "Anytime you want to come out." And this is at a time when we're not that big, right? This is a year ago, and we're still not big. And he's like, come out, we can do a single barrel pick. I'll make sure you get some really great stuff. And Andy flew, so we spent $1,000 for him to go all the way out, fly out to California and stay for 2 nights and do this and rent a car. And he gave us access to basically his best barrels, which we're super grateful for, because but if you see our channel, Andy goes up and there's a big sold channel on the ride that you're talking about. It was David's favorite barrel he had. He was saving it for a distillery-only release. And him and Bobby both tasted it and were like, wow, that is really good. Is there any way, And he was generous enough to say, you know what? You can have it. And we jumped at it. And I think it's fantastic. If you're talking about, a 9.5 year, 100% rye whiskey that just is so layered, and, I think every time you go back to it, you pick up new things. I just absolutely love it. I love what David does. He's good people. And I'm interested to see what you guys think. It's sold out, unfortunately. So, we don't have any more of it. But I'm glad I got some to you guys. And I'd love to hear what you think of it.
It smells amazing.
136 proof.
I love, so I do like MGP 95.5 ryes that are like minty and herbally and that kind of stuff, but this is nothing like that.
No.
It says
No.
like sweet, but it's also got
Yep.
this savory, spicy note in it.
Yep. And you're just nosing it now, right?
Yeah, we haven't
Yeah.
tasted
Yeah.
it yet. I've
Okay.
been waiting. But I
Some
want
of
to
the
taste
people
it.
in the chat have had this, so I love that. Yeah, that's a special, very special barrel he sets aside for himself. Yeah, well, you know, he was generous enough. So yeah, I'm interested in what you think about this. I think I've had Bobby's. Bobby's is fantastic as well, and I think this shows what an extra 2.5 years in the barrel does to it. And
Yeah, wow.
right, it's such a complex, layered rye, which I think is interesting. At 136 proof, I don't want to bias you. I think it drinks under it in a good way, which is great. And this is almost hazmat level.
Yeah, it definitely does not drink that hot, and it's very bourbony.
God, so good. Yeah, exactly.
So-
exactly.
So it
Yeah.
reminds me, those like honey sticks you can get where you like, it's just a stick of honey?
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of. That's what it tastes like.
Yeah. Okay.
It's decadent. It's dark,
Right.
rich, and it's viscous. Man, it coats my teeth.
So oily. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's what we love. I got vanilla cream, dark chocolate. I even got like a sarsaparilla sort of stick. Honey is another thing we get.
Okay.
David really got dried apricots. There's a fruitiness, like there's a fruit there, a light fruit that I get what he's saying there. That's what he really got out of this. But I like there's spice to it. There's baking spices. I don't know. We're huge fans of Corbin Cash, and we're huge fans of. We always say people before product, right? So David is
Thanks,
such
Lee.
a great guy, and I hope he does well. I hope everybody gets to experience Corbin Cash. If you guys are ever in like the Central Valley of California, please reach out to him because he would have you and you would have an amazing time. And I think you'd hit it off. And he loves just, talking with people like us and sort of advocating for his product. And I think you guys would hit off. So if you're ever down there, cheap plug, let me know and go see him.
Yeah. Every time I go back to this, it's different.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. It's
I
amazing. I think it's amazing.
I definitely can appreciate your sarsaparilla note because I'm getting that as well. It's almost effervescent.
Exactly. Yeah. I love it. And I think Mash and Journey have a pick coming out from them next month as well. And I'm sure it's amazing as well. So if you didn't get this, if you're a Mash and Journey Patreon member, that probably will sell quickly. They have a lot more than us, but that's
they're
going to be
huge,
coming
yeah.
out soon. However, we do have
Well,
a bourbon. Go ahead.
They must really like it because I think they've done a pick before too. So
They did. Yes. They did it last year and sold out very quickly. And I didn't get that. I haven't tried any of their stuff. I haven't tasted their barrel. I'm sure it's good. I don't know what it's like compared to this. Single barrels are all different, but I'm sure it's really good.
Yeah, he must have done a good job talking him into getting the one barrel that he was saving for himself.
Well, Andy, his day job, he is a salesman. He's in education.
Okay.
He's in sales. So I don't know. Listen, I've known Andy. I'm 48 years old. I've known him for 43 years of my life. So we went to kindergarten together.
Oh, wow.
We've been best friends. He's my best man at my wedding. And, he's like a brother to me. So one thing I know about Andy, he is a super, super personable person. He might act like a curmudgeon on our streams, but he is really one of the nicest, most caring people I know. Okay, enough of good things about Andy. But him and David hit it off really. I mean, David flew back out to us in July, just because he wanted to come and hang out with us and just hang out with us, like David Souza of Corbin Cash, and he brought early bottles of our Corbin Cash rye and our bourbon, which we'll try next. That we were doing an event at O-Line, and O-Line said, let's just promote our single barrel pick of this and Corbin Cash. And we had like 40 people come out and had never tried or even heard of Corbin Cash and just fell in love with what they do. So listen, I know I'm talking a lot about Corbin Cash. We're just a big fans of good people, and David's a really good people. And I hope he does really well in everything he does. And I think his product backs up how good of a person he is. So I'm a big advocate for him. So anyway, my point was he came all the way out here on his own dime just to hang out with us. We took him to O-Line, took him to get crabs, in Baltimore, and went to Sagamore and did it. We called up Sagamore and said, could we get in and do something? And they had tickets for us, and we did a tour. And I don't know. It's just, I don't know. We like people and that are good, and that's who we try to do picks with. So if you're a Patreon member or follow us, you'll kind of know who we're really going after in terms of our picks by who's on our show and who we really relate to. That's kind of how we do things. So if you see a lot of things coming from a certain distillery, that probably means we're probably having a pick coming from them very soon. We're big fans of K. Luke. Just so I don't know if you guys are, but
we're huge fan. So last year we did a tournament for
there you go.
For our Advent tournament, and batch 6 apparently was my favorite bottle last year because it won the tournament for me.
Got 6 over there. That's amazing. And Jonathan Mazziano, listen, he's an amazing blend. I honestly do. I put him up there with Nancy. Like, as when I'm talking about people who can really blend whiskey, I'm not saying he is Nancy Fraley. They're two different people, but I value what he does in his palate like I do Nancy Fraley. And all I'm saying is to our Patreon members, just stay tuned. That's all I'm saying. Just stay tuned. Stay tuned.
It's very exciting.
There's a hint. Andy actually flew down. He was doing business in Mississippi and drove 3 hours to Jonathan's house just to hang out and have dinner with him in his house. And he was trying some. He brought me back a 15-year-old K. Luke single barrel that he had. Now, it's not K. Luke. It's a single barrel from I forget where he said it was, but he tried all sorts of great things. And I don't know. We're big fans of K. Luke. We're big fans of people that we think do good stuff and are great people. So, you'll K. Luke toasted batch 3 tonight. Yeah, there you go. One of my favorite rides of the year. Big fans of Dancing Goat. I don't know if you guys are fans of them. I think with Adam out of Wisconsin, just doing some great stuff. Their 10-year rye, that's not really a rye. It's a 10-year rye mash bill that's in ex-bourbon barrels. So it's not new charred oak. So it can't technically be a rye, I guess. But it's a rye, right?
So it's like an American whiskey that's a rye.
I guess it's a rye. It's a 51% rye mash bill that's in ex-bourbon barrels. That's 10 years old, and it tastes amazing.
Like the Outrider from Wyoming, yeah.
Well, right, Wyoming is still in new charred American oak. It's just 49% rye.
Okay.
I love that bottle too. So it was supposed to be a rye at 51%, but who was their distiller back in the day? Is it Nally? Who basically said, I don't like ryes, and he did
he didn't like rye.
Right, so he made a 49. They didn't know this, but it was 49% rye. But it was really freaking good. I love that bottle, by the way. And so they don't necessarily. If you look at here, it is right here. I got that.
Could almost reach.
There it is.
Oh, right in reach.
It'll say American straight whiskey. It doesn't say rye. It doesn't say whiskey on it because it's 49% rye, and they can't call it a rye. But it's green, and it tastes like a rye, but it's not.
It does.
Yeah, it's not. So,
so many rules.
Yes, it is, especially the 10-year. So Peter White, Limousine Rye is Dancing Goat, but it is MGP. It is definitely MGP. I have nothing wrong. I love MGP. I'm a big fan of MGP. There he is. Look at the whack.
Jeffrey.
What's up, Jeff?
Whack.
Jeffrey, did you sell those backbone picks? Are they gone yet? I can't believe those backbones are still available. They did 3 picks with Dusty Dan and a bunch of other creators, and fantastic value and great pours. The Whiskey Uncensored was on that. I can't believe they're still available.
We just got their Sonic Boom Nashville Barrel pick yesterday.
There you go.
And,
how good is that?
That's a pretty fantastic bottle of whiskey.
That's still available too, which is crazy. Great stuff. I'm a big fan of Nashville Barrel. We were in when we went to Kentucky in July with all these creators. Stuff and Whiskey was there as well. And by the way, if you guys know, Josh is the nicest guy in the freaking world. By the way, like we had never met him before. Aaron couldn't come, unfortunately. But at the end of the night, we were all up in Josh's room somehow with all the creators in this small room. And Danny from Penelope also came up with us. And he was just smelling and tasting all the Nashville barrel picks, because it's MGP rye, right? And just blown away by what they were picking at NBC, Stuff and Whiskey, and just absolutely loved them. Like, I mean, really low, and they're really. And you guys said you're possibly. I don't know if I'm letting the cat out of the bag, but maybe.
Oh
Doing
no,
a
it's
pick with them?
okay.
Okay, right. You're doing a pick there, right? You're doing an NBC pick, which well done. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, we're excited for it.
Nice.
Hopefully, we get the same quality stuff that they get. I know. I mean,
Right.
I know
Right.
Josh is there all the time, so they're from there, same town. So
Yeah.
they have much better connection than
Well,
us across the country.
send Josh a little email. Say, Josh, do it. Throw us a solid, right? And just tell them that listen, we're friends. We're in the same, and make sure we get some good samples, right? I'm sure they'll do that.
Yeah. So we're working with Kelly O'Shea from
Okay.
NBC, and she said if we don't like the 4 barrels she'll send us more. But she said she's never had anybody request extra. So.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I mean it's hard to get to. We did one. I think our hard truth pick. We had them sent to us, and listen, we can't. You can't. Sometimes you just can't travel. It's hard to travel. I get it. It's hard to travel. Anyway,
Yeah, and it's
Jeffrey Wax
just a
is
long
there.
ways from where we're at. So.
Yeah. All right, so Jeffrey Wax is the double oaked rye. I have that bottle. I think the double oaked rye got. Everybody talked about the sticky icky, and of course the short barrel. Higher age statement bourbon sold out really quick, but that double oaked rye I have, and it's phenomenal. I don't think a lot of people talked about it. Everyone's talking about the sticky icky because it was like $49, and 5-year MG. And I've tasted it; it's very good. But that double oaked rye is something special too. So, guys, there you go. There's how many left. Get those sold.
Yeah,
yeah,
guys, and I can confirm that Sonic Boom is excellent.
There you go. The rye is my favorite.
I think we
There
just
you go.
drank it yesterday.
All right. Jeffrey, well done. All right, so Jeffrey, there you go. That was your favorite. I think it's amazing. It's a great. I mean, makes me want to do it. I mean, there's so many backbones that are coming out now, though. You guys just did 3, and then I think Mash and Journey's got. We're not probably going to go to backbone because of so many people buying them, but it's beautiful. It's such a good rye. So well done on those picks. I mean, listen, you had a lot of great palates there, not trash palates like us that were picking those. So good job with that. Are you guys going to NBC? So Steven says, are you guys going to NBC? You're not, right?
We
They're
are
sending
not.
you. Yeah,
No.
yeah.
They're sending
Yeah,
us
it's
stuff.
going to be a virtual pick.
There you go.
I think Backbone is one of the places I would like to actually go to. I hear that they like really have a great experience for when people do picks there.
Yeah, Shane from Storytime has tried to get us to go there a couple times.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can make that happen when he comes back into the country. So
I wish I got all the notes that you got, Todd. So, George, what are you talking about? The notes for the what? Are you talking about for the rye? The Corbin Cash? What do you get from him? I mean, what we get is not what you're going to get. Or are you talking about something else? Wish I got all the notes. George, what did you get from the Corbin Cash rye? Although you don't have the Corbin Cash rye yet. I still have your bottle, so I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, sorry. I'm reading the chat, and George is a local. I have his bottle of Corbin Cash rye, so I know he hasn't even. Well, he actually has tried it because he was at the Old Line event. So I don't know. I don't know what
Yeah,
you're talking
but
about.
you were reading the notes from like everyone, so they were all
That's true.
combined. It wasn't necessarily just like
That's
what
true.
you got if
That's
you were
true.
just sitting there by yourself. Because
So
I don't know
you're-
that I could get the dried apricot. There's definitely some kind of fruit there, but I can't put it to word.
I
What
100%
it
agree
is.
with you. That was David got that like right away. I was like, oh, I would never have gotten that either. My bigger thing was the sarsaparilla, the dark chocolate, vanilla cream, even maybe a butterscotch. But then there's layered spices on it. It's a layered whiskey for sure, and I think people are going to pick out different things, and that's what I love about it. Is that it's not just like a one-trick pony. Oh, I get mint or I get bacon. There is so much. The more I drink of these bottles and it gets down, the more different things I get. It opens up, of course. So it's just a well-crafted, higher age statement, high proof rye, and I absolutely love and adore everything about it. And I'm glad our patrons got it, and they're loving it too. So.
So we are out of Washington State. We're like on the border between Washington and Oregon. So a lot of people think we're from Oregon because we talk about Oregon just as much as Washington, but we're actually in Washington.
yeah, we
so
hunt
Owens-
whiskey. We hunt whiskey in Oregon because
It's cheaper.
It's liquor controlled and the sales tax and everything. There's no sales tax in Oregon, so the liquor tax is included in the price. So whatever it's marked at is out the door price. In Washington, it's the Wild West for bourbon. There's no control. Shop owners can charge whatever they want, and they usually look on the internet to see what the going rate is, and then we add 20.5% sales tax on top of that. So,
Whew. Yeah, Daniel,
highest.
He's from Maryland, so he's one of our local patrons and supporters, and he was at my house today. I'm sorry, Daniel, I'm sorry I missed you. I was at Costco when he dropped off his advent calendar pours, so thank you for the beer as well, by the way. So he's a great dude. Subscribe to Baker Drinks, please, guys. If you're a subscriber, right, and don't know, please subscribe. Great people.
Yeah, and any of our people should be subscribing to 21090.
I'm sure they already are.
Like
they
you said,
already are.
there's so much crossover between them.
I love it. Yeah, a lot of familiar faces.
So we got your hazmat in the glass now.
Oh, let's
That
go.
is very
All right.
dark. Very dark.
So let's talk about this. So Andy, so we were out there. Listen, we're not that big. I'm going to try. Oh, just screw it. I'm going to kill it. Fuck it. I'm killing it. There it is. I'm done.
Oh, wow.
I'm killing it. Well, this is coming out soon anyway. So we were out there to get the Merced Rye, and Andy got that. But David said, let me try. So Bobby was there as well from Bad Axe Bourbon. And he's like, you want to try some bourbon? And we're like, yeah, of course we do. He's like, I got a couple barrels that are kind of higher age, and I think you might like them. They're really high entry proof, so the proofs are really high. So when we tried this, it was 148 proof. And we tried 2 bourbons, and I didn't know we were even going for this. So I wasn't on the pick. It was just Andy and Bobby. I didn't make the trip because we didn't have the money to send me either. So it is what it is. And Andy could do it. So they tried it and were blown away. And they loved everything about it. Bobby called it the Coy Hill Killer. That's what Bobby coined it. Now, I'm not saying it's Coy Hill. I actually think it's might be better than Coy Hill. Here's what I think about this whiskey. Not to bias you. I think it drinks way... I can't believe it's 150 proof. When you think of 150 proof, that's up there, right? So I was worried that you wouldn't be able to pull out flavors, and this is coming out in probably 2 weeks. Probably 3 weeks. Where are we at now? The 10th, 12th? Now, second week of November is my guess is when this comes out. So if you're a Patreon member, it's coming soon. If you're not, there's a chance to join in. I think this is such an amazingly unique single barrel. Listen, they do Corbin Cash. They do a 4-year bourbon. It's fine. There's nothing. I have the shirt on. It's okay. There's nothing great about it. This is an 8-year hazmat. That is another level. And I'll let you guys drink it. I'm sorry. Go ahead. So there's some people out there who have tried this. So like George Kane has tried this. He's had it. So 150 proof means 3/4 of the whole bottle is pure alcohol. Yeah, well, that's true. There you go. That is true. That is true. 75% of it is alcohol. Cheers, guys. Hey, I haven't said cheers, but cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers to you.
Oh, there it is. Oh, that Fat Tony. God. I love that. It's 150 proof, mind you. 150 proof.
Definitely what I expect. Amazing mouthfeel.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, it does not really burn.
Exactly.
Like I would expect.
It's 150 proof.
Wow.
So we have a Coy Hill, so it's like 143 proof or something. It's way up there too.
Yeah.
And I do get similar type experience with the two of them. Like I think the high proof, and I pretty much get like a great mouthfeel, but I don't necessarily get all the flavors. It's sweet and vanilla, and I don't know that I get a whole lot more than that. But that's just because it's like everything else is like it's like oil in your mouth.
There's like if you were to mix red hot candy into like one of those soft chewy Brock's caramels.
Oh, I like that.
That's kind of the experience I'm having, and it's very slow, just oozing down my throat.
Yes.
This is thick.
It's thick. Yeah. And we're super excited about it because, listen, not everybody, you mentioned it, like, who was you saying that they were trying to turn into whiskey drinkers, not just bourbon drinkers, right?
Yeah,
Who
that was
that?
the guy from Westward, Jonathan Harris.
it's the same thing here. I mean, like we've done a lot of rye. So we did a rye with Still Austin. We did a rye with Corbin Cash. We're doing American Single Malt. This is a bourbon. So we're hoping that people will jump at this because not just because of the proof. I mean, this is an 8-year bourbon and Corbin Cash is known for their rye. They're not known for the bourbon. Like that's not what their forte is. I'm telling you,
I didn't even know they had a bourbon.
Neither
exactly.
did I.
This is something that I think is amazing, and I love it, and I can't wait for our patrons to get it. I hope you guys like it as well. I think it's a great, and the reason why it's 150 is they have I think what is it 125 it went in. I think it went in at 125, so it's a higher entry proof, and then they're in the desert of California, the Valley of California that has very hot summers, and I think the yield on this is 140. We have 140 for this as well, 40 bottles.
So when did you pick it?
So April. So we picked it in April. It was put in a tote though because we didn't want to get.
Okay.
We didn't want to go too much higher than 150. Like
that was my next question. Is it still in barrels or is it in a tote?
It's not. It's now bottled. So it was in tote.
Okay.
So we pulled it once it hit 8. It turned 8 years in June or July. It turned 8 years. They put it in a tote, a steel tote, and then it was just bottled. And the problem was we were waiting for. They don't have a label for it. They've never done a single barrel bourbon. So we didn't have. So they have these labels for their rye. They've never done a single barrel bourbon. The only single barrel bourbon they've done is with Lost Lantern. They did a 7-year of this at 138 proof. We also tasted that, which was nice. We picked this, of course. And so David has to get. We finally got the labels approved and it's out, their front label, and it's coming across the country hopefully next week. And then it takes forever for some reason. I don't know why to ship across the country. We use Shareport. Shareport is in DC and it takes forever. I don't know. It will be, my guess is for our patrons out there, anybody who's interested, we will have this available. My guess is the second week of November, this will be available. So what do you guys think?
I think it's amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I might I don't know. I think it's a mood thing, which I would prefer more, the rye or the bourbon.
That's a great question. I love that you're bringing that up because I'll tell you, I prefer the rye better more. So does to me the rye. I'm a rye guy, so I'm more of a rye fan. But I appreciate this, and I think people are going to go nuts over this because it's a bourbon. It's 150. It's 8 years. It's Corbin Cash, and I think it's great. I think I prefer the rye better. That's just me. And look, I'm a terrible salesman because this isn't sold yet, but whatever.
I don't think you'll have a problem selling.
I was going to say this will sell out on the first day probably.
Oh, it'll sell out very quick. Our rye sold out for us. It was an expensive bottle. It was like 130 some bottle. I think it was $138. Listen, we don't have a ton of subscribers. Like, we're not that big. And our patrons stepped up, and it sold out the day we put it on sale. It made it to the last level and was gone. And I think this may not make it very far into our last level because of what it is. It's 150. It's not going to be more than the rye because it's not as high of an age statement. So, and it's not rye. So, if anything, it might be less. I don't know what the final price of it is, but it's going to sell like crazy. I think people are waiting for this. So, there's some people that have had this. I know George already sold out before he goes on sale. Yeah, George has had this. But George came to he's local. He came to our Old Line event where David brought this bottle. We were pouring this to people. He's tried it. He knows how good this is. You guys now have it. We were on the Whiskey 6. They were all about this as well. So I don't know. I love that we're able to bring, like, we're not big. So we love that we were able to bring this to our patrons and I don't know, it's something special, right? So a lot of the big channels get very, very good barrels. I think we got a special barrel here. We got 2 special barrels from Corbin Cash. So I'm happy about that.
I think you did for sure.
Yeah, they're both fantastic. I think everyone that buys this bottle will be very happy to get it. I mean,
there you go.
I don't know how often you can drink 150 proof bourbon, but
that's true.
It tastes really
true.
Good. It's a great experience. Either way.
May have poured off more than I could chew, but it was probably an ounce and a half. I'll sip this the rest of the night. How's that? That'll be good.
Yeah, you're feeling real good.
There you go.
Yeah, so it's funny you mentioned the TTB labeling process, because that's been one of the hangups with our Westward picks.
Oh no.
So Westward on their bottles, their single barrel selections have like this little copper plaque that's on the bottom of the glass on the front.
Yep.
And you get like 4 lines to put whatever you want on there. Well, it's not really whatever you want, because once you put something on there, it goes to TTB for approval.
Yeah.
And you can't have, so like one of the bottles is called Cherry Sex Bomb.
Oh, that's awesome.
And they're like, you can't say cherry, because the average consumer may be
may think there's cherries in it.
That there's cherry in this product.
Wait,
we're like, well, do they think that there's TTB?
The TTB said that. And then our other one was called chocolate hazelnut brownie, and they're like, you can't use that because people may think there's chocolate and hazelnut and a brownie in there.
What about you guys doing your own labels, like after the fact?
So we're going to make
yeah.
tater stickers, and
there you go.
So and another thing,
yeah.
Westward said once it leaves their facility, they don't have control over it, and they wouldn't tell us the shipping partner. So we're going to actually have to mail tater stickers out to everybody who buys it. So kind of a pain in the ass, but they're killer tater stickers. So we're
right.
Happy
you want
to do
that?
It.
I love the names too. All right, there you see. That's how. See, you guys are good people. That's something we would do as well. You'd bite the bullet and pay for that, right? You're buying the stickers and then you're shipping them out to people. That's awesome. I love that. I love it.
Yeah, and well, part of it had to go to TTB because they're
Cheers, Scotty.
They normally, their single barrels, they proof them all to 125.
Oh, okay.
And so then they also had to get the proof changed and.
Yeah, but what did you try it at, though? Like, that's the same thing with us. It's still
like
awesome.
127 or something.
Yeah, it's like 127. It's like barely.
But we just wanted it what we tried. We didn't want to, you know.
So I will tell you this. We did this. Still Austin does the same thing. So we've done 2 barrels with them, and they proof it to 116, right? So we tried them at like 119, 118. You can't taste it. It didn't taste that different. It was fine.
Yeah.
It was. So you'll be fine. What you tasted is gonna translate to what you get. That's not gonna do it that much. So.
But they're actually going to barrel it at what it is.
Yeah, we got the proofs approved. We didn't get the names.
So they are going to do it at barrel proof then. So it's not going to be.
Yep.
Yes, they are.
Oh, well done. Very good. We couldn't get that until Austin. They were like, no, we have to proof it to 116. That's what our labels say. I'm like, oh, okay. If you're not Nancy Fraley, you have to be at 116. We're like, well, we're not Nancy Fraley, so okay. So all right, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Yeah. Scotty, have a great night if you're still listening.
Yeah, Scotty. Cheers, buddy. Yeah.
So guys, we've got
I think that was brownie. There you go.
64 people watching right now.
That's
45
awesome.
Yeah, 66 people now. 45 entries for the free giveaways. Hashtag 21090. Type that in and we'll collect those for a few more minutes.
I'm adding some
and then
old
we're going to
wine
give away
and
some free
cash.
whiskey.
Yeah, let's do it. I love that. Hell yeah.
Yeah, this has been a pretty good. So we usually have like a whole bunch of interview questions and stuff that we ask our guests. And no, this has been perfect because we haven't had to be like, okay, where do we need the conversation to go?
I talk a lot. Hey, listen, we get along. Hopefully, next time we meet, we'll be in person somewhere. I don't know where, but let's figure that out.
I would love that.
Hell yeah. And Andy will be here.
We're gonna have to go. We're gonna have to head east.
We'll meet in Kentucky.
No one's coming out here.
We'll meet.
There we go.
We'll meet. Well, actually, you say that, but Andy travels with his company all over the country, like even the Pacific Northwest. So even up to Seattle. So he's in education. So not to get into what he does, but he travels a lot, and so we will certainly let you know when he's in the Pacific Northwest. Or you guys are in Southern Washington or Northern Oregon?
Yep.
Southwest Washington.
Washington, right. How far are you from, what's the closest city you're next to? Not to give too much away.
It'd be Portland.
Portland, okay, yeah. All right, I think so that's something, yeah. All right, so it might not be me, but Andy travels a lot, so, for work.
And Seattle isn't that far away either. We're
go.
between them, so.
Is there a good,
either way.
Besides, Westward, and how's the whiskey scene out in the Pacific Northwest? I know the beer scene is fantastic. Like you have amazing beer.
So Washington is one of the top states for craft distilleries.
Is it
I
really?
think they're they're
yeah.
either number 3 or number 5 in the country for
Shit.
craft distilleries.
Yeah.
But the biggest ones, you know, Woodinville and Woodinville,
Yep,
Washington. There's
Yep.
Westland in Seattle,
Yep.
which makes amazing single malts.
Yep.
Copperworks in Seattle is an up and comer.
Bull Run in Portland.
Bull Run in,
Oh,
in
yeah.
Oregon.
There you go. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's
Yeah,
all about the
there's
water,
quite a
right? That's why there's a lot of good breweries. It's all water. Yeah, you have good water up there evidently because
And we
That-
grow grains.
We grow great grains.
there you go. All right, I'm moving. I'm going. Let's go. I'm moving out there. That sounds good to me. I'm in Maryland. Well, we have I don't know, good grains. Well, we have good rye. We have good rye grains, and we have some corn, but not as good as you guys, I guess. So
I think
water is not as good.
we have friendly rules for craft distilleries, so that's why there's so many of them, because they're able to do tastings at their distillery, and it's just they're more friendly to that than other states.
I
are.
get it.
Yeah.
As you sip on this 150 proof, if I would have, honestly, what do you think this proof is around? Like, if you would try this, not knowing it's 150 proof, what would you say it would be? I would say like
I'd probably be like-
128.
I was gonna say like 125.
I would say right around 130. Yeah.
Yeah, right. I mean, isn't that crazy how they do that? It's very sweet too. I think there's
Very
a sweetness to this and syrupiness that's just crazy. I'm sorry, I'll get off of it, but I love
Yes.
this.
No,
this bourbon.
that's a special bottle for sure. You guys hit that one out of the park with that pick.
Again, it's just you know how it is. You make relationships, and Andy going out there. That's the only reason we got this barrel is because he went out there, and Bobby was there too. So, and Bobby had a very good relationship with David, and he vouched for us. And Bobby really Bobby's like, you need to do this, and we're like, well, we were only supposed to. We called Jay from Shared Pour up, and we're like, Jay, I know we only have at the time, I think we had like 90 patrons. We're like, we're only supposed to do a rye, which you've approved, but we have a bourbon. He's like, I didn't even know they did bourbon. What do you mean? Like, and he's like, well, it's an 8-year. He's like, that's good. He's like, it's hazmat. He's like, sold. He's like, I'll take it. We're like, really? He's like,
He knows
yeah,
it'll sell.
He's like, oh, that'll sell. It's high age statement, high proof. If you guys say it's as good as it is, I'll buy it. So that's the way it works with these. We don't purchase it. You guys, it's not us purchasing. We're picking it. They're buying it, and then we give it access to our patrons, and that's the value there. But we were like, oh, okay, that wasn't as hard as we thought. So
Yeah, that's pretty good. So since we didn't get your old line single malt,
I know.
I grabbed a single malt that one of our subscribers sent us. So we're gonna switch over. This is called the Bear Fight. It's a small batch single malt at 90 proof, and this is coming from Mr. Mom 310 Orlando.
Oh, nice.
So thank you for this sample. We're gonna let you know what we think of it.
I've already taken sips.
Oh, have you?
I didn't know I was supposed to wait. Just drink it over here. It's I guess I didn't know what to expect. I've never heard of it. Where's it from?
Yeah, where's this from?
I know nothing about Bear Fight. It's called
I've
Bear
never heard of
Fight.
him.
And so he's in Oklahoma, I believe. So maybe it's a local Oklahoma thing. Orlando,
Nice.
if you could put something in the chat about the Bear Fight, let us know.
Yeah. Daniel, he says, all this talk about bourbon states got me break out my Detling sing. I love Detling. Have you guys have much Detling?
I don't know that I've ever had a Detling.
I think they're Alabama.
I've heard
think,
people
and
talk
just
about them, but I've never had
amazing
it.
It tastes like Japanese whiskey.
Oh,
Yeah, it's very
really?
interesting.
Is that a
It's
single
like
malt? What is that? Is it
It
single
is
malt?
it's an American single malt, but it's got kind of
very
a
light.
a
color.
very
Fruity.
very light.
like a very fruity with like that light Japanese peat,
Like just
So that's
barely. It's just
way
on the
different.
back end.
just a kiss of peat. Yeah.
Way different than this then. Because this
Yes,
is not
yes.
anything
Yes.
like that. Way
If
different.
I was drinking this blind, I would say this is 100% a Japanese whiskey.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I mean,
Wow.
it kind of looks like a what I would expect a Japanese bottle to look like. It's kind of got like the stripes that some of the Japanese
All right.
bottles have.
I've never heard of that either. Never heard of it. Never heard of that. Jeez.
Kentucky. Where is it?
It's given me like
Yeah, Buffalo bourbon enthusiast. Yeah, I've had a Detling
The
pick as
Hakushu?
well. We're trying to do that as well, but it's not easy to get in there. But they have amazing juice at Detling. I don't think people. I mean, it's really their picks are so good. I've never had
Okay,
what you're
so this-
drinking though.
This says it's triple. There's maybe this one.
Oh, look at that.
Triple
Steven's going
oak?
to throw in a sample of Detling in my. Oh, look at that. Nice.
Oh, I love that. Thanks, Steven.
Okay.
Oh, he's going to. And his. Oh, there you go. Yeah. So
blend
if
thing.
you guys have never had Detling, you're going to love that. Steven, well done. It's great. I drank my
this,
only single barrel head.
This bear fight, it says it's triple oak finished. So, 3 different types of oak barrels, experimenting with peat and sherry, resulting in a distinct depth of flavor.
Oh.
It's very interesting. It's very good. It's not like overly peaty. It just is like just a hint of it. Just so I'm like, oh, I think there's a little peat in there, but it's not overpowering. But it's only $47. It's
Wow.
really
Oh,
cheap.
I love
a
that.
great model for that price.
Isn't that crazy? We say $47. It's still like $50, but that's cheap nowadays, which I love. I have a question for you guys. Here's a question for you guys. We're almost to the end of the year. I'm curious. I know you'll probably put out your best ofs at the end of the year. What are some whiskeys, Laura and Troy, that you guys are really loving so far, knowing we're at the end of the year, that you would have some of your whiskeys of the year, so to speak? Is there anything you can think of off the top of your head that you've tried, that you've bought, that are in the contention for whiskeys of the year from Baker Drinks? I'm curious.
So
Not to put you on the spot.
definitely feeling
definitely
on the spot.
the Russell's 15 is
Yeah,
is like
that's me too. Yep, there you go. I'm with you 100%. That's my number one so far. That's my number one whiskey I've
it's
tried.
just so amazing.
It's amazing. So amazing.
We got these cellar aged this year.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's really good.
I've seen
Really
some
good.
negative reviews on it, but I think it's fantastic.
Negative. Oh, all right. Okay.
Yeah, Bourbon Junkies hated it.
Well, who cares? That's all right.
Maybe they had dirty glasses.
They're obviously trash palettes, right?
As we are, all are. That,
All of
so,
us.
So,
All right.
and here's a sleeper pick. So you've heard of the Jack Daniel's Hero Selections? Yes? No?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
So
Forgot about that one.
Mark from Northwest Bourbon, he works at Joint Base Lewis McCord up
Yep.
north of us, and he was able to get us 2 different single barrels, the Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof Rye this year for the Hero Selections. It's like liquid candy.
Yeah. So I don't put single barrels in my top because of
Okay.
that reason. Because I've never had that, and like I know single barrel, they're single barrels, right? So I get you on that though. I'm sure that is amazing. I saw him talk about that. I saw his review of that.
Okay.
Because he had that on his channel, right? I saw that he
Yes,
had
yes,
that
yes.
live.
He's got like 5 different ones now.
Yeah, that okay? Yeah, so maybe I don't know.
They
yeah.
are really good. Really good.
Yeah, and Buffalo. Yeah, I know. I'm a story. I agree. I get. Listen, if I were to do that, but like I have to put our picks in there or other people's picks, not pick related. Take out picks. Single barrels.
take out
of the
picks.
Take out picks.
I would say.
Have you had Disco 12? Have you had Disco 12? Bardstown Disco Discovery 12.
We've had a sample of Disco 12, but we didn't. I slept on it. I didn't buy the bottle.
Oh,
You
you didn't
screwed up.
like it?
Oh,
No, I
you screwed
loved
up.
it.
we didn't have. We had the
Good.
sample after we passed on.
So
not buying it.
you know, Sealbox puts out their hey,
Yep.
Disco 12's out,
That's
and
how I got it. That's how I got it. Yep, that's how I got it.
you know, discos are so hit or miss lately.
This one's not a
didn't-
miss.
I didn't
Yep.
know that it was like mostly old turkey,
Yeah, there you go.
so I slept on it, and now I can't get it. I mean, I've had a couple of people say they would meal one to me, but Sealbox it's sold out. So
9 or 10. I'm not sure which is better, but they'll be. And then the rye is another one that the toasted rye from K Luke,
so we
I'm
did
a
get
huge
batch
fan.
3 toasted rye, fantastic.
right?
Peerless double oak rye is fantastic.
I didn't get that. Oh,
Oh,
I'm
I
sure
like
it's
that
yeah.
one.
I didn't get that. Yep. Nice.
Westward's Milestone.
Westward's
don't
Milestone
have that.
2.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness,
I would-
it is such a good bottle.
Oh God! Now you're making me jealous. I don't have that. Oh God, that's probably really good. Damn it! Disco 12 bourbon of the year. I'm telling you, bourbon and ball. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree. It's we're gonna blind our top 5, but that's certainly one of them. I actually liked, and a couple of people have shit on it a little bit, but the little book, The Infinite. I love that bottle. I love that bottle. Love it.
It's like a bourbon and rye one, right?
No, we haven't had the Infinite, but
Oh.
we did have Little Book, the Boo Rye one.
Oh yeah, this is the Little Book
so
Infinite
chapter
is
8.
fantastic.
Is there another?
I
little
love
book?
it.
So yeah, Little Book, the Infinite
Oh.
came
Oh,
out.
okay.
Have you guys tried this? The Smoke Eye Hill blue
Smoke
corn.
Eye Hill. That's another one. Yes.
Oh,
It's very
so
interesting.
freaking good.
It's
love
it was not what I was expecting because everyone was talking about that it beat George T. Stagg, so I thought it was more like bourbon flavor friendly.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's very
I didn't say that. Yeah, I heard.
It's very like Texas or Georgia or one of those like hot
blue
states where. And it's the barrel
MGP.
influence, I think, as well too. So it's,
True.
it's
I don't think it's a GTS killer like the Ascot Awards claimed, but I do think it's fantastic.
yes, fantastic.
And I wish I would have bought 2 bottles.
I'm with you, Troy. 100%. Yes, love it. I mean, so we're starting to think of like what we love, and those are some things. Yeah, I'm with you on that. That's great. I'm curious, and what the chat thinks. Like, what is the chat's favorite whiskeys of 2000? We're getting there. Now we're in October. Sean, yes. Have you guys tried that? Yes.
Murray Hill Club Special Release Batch 4 was fantastic. We did a sample of that.
I don't remember.
I think it's my favorite. So I only do whiskeys that I get a bottle of. Thankfully, I have Patreons that are really good to me, and I found that. I had a sample of it, loved it, said, can anybody find it? And somebody found it for me. I paid a lot of money for it, but it's my favorite finished whiskey of the year. That
Nice.
That Murray Hill is
Like
special
Rick's
number 4 is fantastic. Smoke Eye Hill is awesome. It is awesome. My question is, so we had Ian Sturzman on our show last Tuesday. That was like they don't have like, so that's MGP blue corn bourbon that they don't have a lot of. So like, what's next for Smoke Eye Hill? Like, you did that, everybody loves it. What's next then? Like, so MGP's not pumping out blue corn whiskey. They don't have a lot of it. They haven't. It was a one-off thing. What's next for them? Are they going to be gone? Like, is that it? They're. I mean, I hope not.
That would be sad if they were a one-hit wonder.
But he said that was a special run. We don't produce a lot of blue corn. He's like, the one funny thing is when we did that, our fermenters were all purple because it's blue corn, and it stained our stainless steel tanks. But like, I don't know. Smoke Eye Hill barrel proof, like the best whiskey I've tasted. So Bourbon School, listen, it's up there for me. I loved it.
It's
like,
very good.
And the only reason I was on a plane with Dusty Dan going to Kentucky for this MGP thing and Lux Row, and I had never even heard of that. I had never heard of Smoke Eye Hill. And he's like, I was an Ascot. Dan said he was an Ascot judge, and he tried it blind, and it was his number. He tried like 100 whiskeys for this Ascot Awards. It was his number one, and he said I had never heard of it. And I'm like, Smoke Eye Hill. He's like, it's blue corn bourbon. It's MGP. I'm like, MGP blue corn. What? He's like, yeah, I know. He's like, if you can find it, try it. And sure enough, we're coming back, and Sealback's at it. That's how I got it. Is that how you guys got it too?
Yes, that's exactly how we got it.
And
they dropped
good.
their post, said that it was best to show in the Ascots. I'm like, I gotta have it.
I agree, and it's a good price too. I don't think it was that expensive. I don't remember what the price was, but it wasn't that crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it was under $100 shipped to us.
Yeah. Russell's 15, MHD number 4. Yep. Obtanium 10 year. Okay. A toasted rye from Elijah Craig is. You know what, Sean? I did not love the Elijah Craig toasted rye. It wasn't bad. I
thought it was like one of those really sweet, crushable type of bottles. Like, you don't think about it. You just enjoy what's in the glass and like
it's
drink
very
it.
very basic.
Can you put that on real quick, Rob? This is Rob. What is that? My camera sucks. Batch 10, right there.
120.2 proof.
No, batch 10.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Rob. It's my second bottle of this. I love this batch 10. I thought I loved batch 9, and then I tried batch 10. I think it's better.
See, Dave liked the rye as well. Had it last night. Drank like water. See, it's very simple and sweet. It's enjoyable. I probably wouldn't put it. He's talking about that toasted rye. I wouldn't put it as like whiskey of the year, but I enjoy it.
I did not get the maple cask, Michael, but I have the 9 year. Have you guys tried the 9 year from Sagamore? I just got.
Haven't even seen it yet.
I didn't know they had a 9 year out.
It just.
I guess last year they came out with the 8 year.
Last year they had the
sense,
8. So
okay.
It's
9-year-old.
Again still MGP juice, but it's amazing. It's a rye of the year. I mean, it's in my top 5 for sure for ryes. So
Are they
good.
going to come out with a port finish again this year?
Oh,
'Cause,
yeah.
I hope so.
We
have.
finished. Oh, they already did. Or I mean, I guess next year, because it's been less than a year since we got that bottle.
Yeah, so we
It was so good. We shared it with patrons, and
already
so
killed
we
our
killed
bottle.
our bottle, and it was
Yep.
so sad.
All right. So I will send you this year's port finish in the sample I send with the old line single malt because I owe you that. I'll put a little. We have so much Sagamore here. I live literally 8 miles from the distillery, so I'll
Oh,
send you
that's awesome.
a nice Sagamore. Like I have a bunch of old stuff from them, so I'll send you a good sample selection. You guys can do on live streams and whatnot and taste all that goodness. So
That would be
No doubt.
amazing.
Yeah, their stuff is great. I'm
They
always
are.
jealous of people that are like, oh yeah, we just there's another distillery only bottle. I'm like, oh,
So
they're so good.
if you guys ever want, and listen, I'm dead serious. If you see something, email me. I literally live 8 miles from there, and we have contacts there. I can probably get you what you need. So tell me if you want. I'll go pick it up for you.
That's
Just-
awesome.
I'm just
That's
putting it
awesome.
out there. Let me know what you want.
Yes. So that port cask, I had to
So good.
I had to buy it because it was like, so it was distillery only, or they would ship within the state of Maryland.
Right.
So I bought it online and had it shipped to Myron. And
Yeah.
then I messaged Myron. I'm like, hey, there's a bottle showing up at your house in my name.
if Myron can't do it, I can do it. So now you have two contacts in Maryland. There you
Perfect,
go. Look at
perfect.
That. You're covered. Yeah. So everybody talks about like Midwinter's Night Dram. That kills Midwinter. And it's
and it's
what,
cheaper.
$50 cheaper at least. It maybe $60
Yes.
cheaper. So it starts.
It's just
so
raspberry
very
jam.
funny.
It's so
yeah, so good. Agreed. Ben was at the old line pick of this single malt. I don't know, what was your favorite, Ben? Say in the chat. Was it this 8-year or something? I think we had a port finish, we had a Saltern finish, a VDN finish, and 2 single malts. I'm curious. Anyway, yeah, I'm still awake.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go, guys. What else we got?
How much of that 150 proof you got left?
That's much less.
Okay. You're
Yeah.
taking your time with it, which
I'm taking my time.
is good. That's
Bottle's
good.
gone. It is gone. I'm going to try to get every ounce of this. So again, the Hazmat Corbin Cash Bourbon will be coming, I'd say the second week of November. This is coming on Wednesday. So $59. I don't know anything about the price on this yet. I assume it'll be no more than the rye. It shouldn't be. It's a lesser age statement, and it's a bourbon. So this was $138. I hope this is cheaper. I'm hoping. Or at least it's definitely not going to be more. I hope.
So going through shared porter, they set your price.
Well, yeah. I mean, they work out
Okay.
something with the distillery, and then we just put it up. So yes.
Yeah. We had no say on our pricing with the Westward either. So it was, they're just
Yeah.
like, the price is the price, and
So that's why we
That's
like
fine.
this. This is $59. I mean, it's an 8-year single malt at 125 proof. Come on, man. Like let's go. That to me is a great value. 8-year.
that's such an amazing value. Yes.
Right.
And,
I can't wait. I can't wait to send you guys this. It's so good. I'm so proud of it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to trying it for sure. And we haven't
Cutting
really
the
talked
toast,
about our picks yet. So
Yeah, talk
for
about it.
for all of the people that are watching, that are our patrons and subscribers, we did get some updates from Westward in the past day or two. They said that the product page will be available next week, and they didn't say what day. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to launch the barrels through all 5 of our channels: Whiskey Corner, Bourbon Drop, Whiskey Wisdom, Echoes in Eternity, Baker Drinks. We're going to launch the bottles noon Eastern next Friday in our Patreons. They'll be Patreon only for a week, and then they'll go to the public if there's anything left.
There you go. Let's buy them up. I'm sure they're great.
Yeah.
They're both delicious. I
They're-
can't wait
oh
to
my
get the
God,
bottles.
they're just-
I'm sad we don't have a bottle.
Oh,
I guess we could have driven down there and been like, give us a bottle or something.
Well,
They probably
I
would have.
actually emailed Jonathan today and asked if we could pick ours up at the distillery.
Did he say yes?
He didn't reply, so
Oh.
I'm sure he's not working today.
Probably not. It's the weekend. That makes sense.
So yeah. Anyways, next Friday, noon Eastern, through all 5 channels, Patreon's bottles are going to be for sale.
Let's rock. We're a big fan. We had a Westward. It was a single barrel pick from a place here in Maryland that was finished in stout casks. Oh
Okay,
my god!
yeah.
It was called Malt Chocula. Count Chocula.
Yeah,
And
I
it
would
was
imagine it's quite
so-
chocolatey.
Oh my god! It was so good. So good. So good.
Do you remember
So
what
good.
stout they used? Because they use a lot of local Pacific Northwest stouts.
It was somebody out there. I can't tell you who. I mean, I don't know if it was something from Fremont or what's the other big one out there?
So
Who's it?
yeah, they do one.
Fremont's the
So
best.
many Portland.
Yeah, they do like Crux Fermentation Project. They
Oh,
do Terminator.
I don't
know.
Doesn't ring a bell.
I don't know.
I bet Breakside.
Breakside probably. He said there's like 4 or 5 of them that they rotate. So
I have no idea. It was It was so good. I'll never forget because I actually started drinking American single malts, and I wasn't like a lot of people. I was like, it's okay, and I wasn't having I was having Legacy, and so Andy's like, I'm gonna blind it. I want you to just tell me what you think of that. I'm like, well, this tastes like a chocolate malt ball, and I love it. And he's like, yeah, this is what. And he showed me what it was, and I'm like, oh, I guess I do like American single malts. He's like, there's more out there. Like, let's go to Old Line. And so and it was in my backyard. This was a few years ago. I love it when Todd asks a question and doesn't read the answer. Where's the answer? What did I ask? I'm
So
sorry.
he said his favorite was the Sauternes, but the bottle you picked was his second favorite. So win-win.
That's true. I do remember that. Yes, but Ben mentioned they had their own bottle, their own Sauternes. So when we were there that day, we had 5 casks that we were voting on. But then afterwards, they had a Sauternes finished cask, bottle your own, and also the rum that we all gone apeshit over. And Ben did try the Sauternes. It was better than the one we had, whatever. But we didn't pick that one, so it's okay. And Ben did. Yeah, I think it's a crowd pleaser because it's so chocolate forward. And I think it's gonna be great. I can't wait to get it out there. Right, Ben. I hope you buy a bottle. You help pick it for Christ's sakes. And it's $59. Anyway, sorry, Ben. It's not my show. I can't control anything.
I didn't interrupt him and read your comment. So it's
said
my
the
fault.
Yeah, Detling said they only do. Yeah, I know it's very hard to get a Detling. I did one of the local stores around me did a Detling pick around breast cancer. So proceeds went to breast cancer research, which was fantastic. There was a little pink bow that went around it. And it was all women who did the pick, which I thought was fantastic. And it was such a great pick. And Andy's got a bunch of Detling picks as well. We're big fans of it. I wish we could get one.
Yeah, that sounds. I mean, I don't know.
Ben,
it
stop
sounds
it.
good. People like them. I've just never. I don't know what they taste like.
Detling's out of Alabama, I think. Correct? That's Alabama. Correct? Am I wrong on that, guy? Ben will fact check me there. Fake news. I think it's Alabama.
So Steven Scone, who said he was going to send us a sample of it with his blend vent entry, lives in Alabama. So
There you go. I'm pretty sure it's
I think
Alabama.
that tracks.
Yep. There you go.
So I think we're going to go 2 more minutes on the hashtag 21090.
It's
and then
gone,
we're going to
buddy.
give
Gone.
we're going to give away some whiskey.
2 minutes.
Okay. Yeah.
We're actually going to keep track of that because you said a couple minutes. I don't know. It's got to be at least a half hour ago.
These are whiskey minutes, guys. So it's going to be 2 minutes unless we start talking about something else.
There you go. There you go.
That's how it goes. People know. Don't trust the time. Unless I bring it on the screen, then they know time's up. 'Cause I'm going to click that button. As soon as it hits the screen, I'm clicking the button.
Yeah, and then after the freebies, will we do the patron or will we?
Sure.
We'll do the patron giveaway, then we'll do the super chat giveaway, and then I think we're going to just hang out and do a quick hangout, not a super long one. Todd, you'd be welcome to hang out with us or
down.
get on with your night.
Yeah. I'm down with. Yeah, I'm not doing anything else tonight. Yeah, I'm down with it.
We like to invite some people on screen with us and get to know who's
Love it.
watching. So
Let's go.
Although sadly, we only have room for 10. We don't,
10
I'm
on
not-
10
I
on
can
screen,
only
2
pay
backstage,
so much
right?
for this stuff. No,
I love it.
they deleted
Oh,
the
they
backstage
did away with the
stuff.
backstage. So
Yeah,
okay,
they
sorry.
wanted me to upgrade last time. I was like, I'm not paying
Yeah.
more.
Look, Buffalo bourbon enthusiasts. So they must do a lot of things with like breast, like cancer research, which I love. They don't have a lot, but that's great because the bottle I got from them for a single barrel was for breast cancer research, and so they must do a lot of great outreach with cancer research, and that's cool that Buffalo bourbon enthusiast said his pick was also for F cancer, which is great. I think Penelope just put out something for them too.
So
Yeah.
Ben from Whiskey Uncensored wants to know if there's any of those left. Brian
There's not.
From
This
Buffalo
was-
Bourbon.
Oh, maybe yeah, that's true. Mine's not Ben. Mine was like last year,
they're not.
and I drank the bottle. It's fantastic. Cisco
No.
12 is super limited and amazing. Yeah, it is super amazing. Is right, George. It is amazing.
We got to find the groups that are doing those for breast cancer stuff so that we can get one for Ben.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I should actually. So we've got a lot of. If you didn't know, Laura and I are both registered nurses.
Oh, that is awesome. I work in urology, so we have a huge
Okay.
urology nurse practitioners in urology it's a big thing. Like we have
My
urology
least
shortage.
favorite thing to do is
Yeah.
work
Yeah,
in
I get it.
urology.
So there's a urology shortage, right? So workforce shortage. So like a lot of it's falling on APNs and stuff like that. So you guys like a lot of the stuff is going to the nurse practitioners.
Yeah. So Laura's in the operating room, and I actually work in a cancer center.
Okay.
So we have lots of people that come through all the time wanting to like donate and do special fundraiser type stuff. I wonder if I could reach out to anybody about getting a cancer awareness pick.
I think they must be. They're definitely
Maybe.
up for that. I think that's the way to go. I mean,
I never even thought about it until they started talking about
Yeah,
this on here.
I bet you could. I mean, I think they're doing a big push for
Yeah.
raising money all the time. I mean, all the time.
So
I think it's-
October Breast Cancer Awareness Month, obviously.
yeah. I think it was last October I got this. Yeah. Rob says he has found a Detling single barrel on the shelf here in South Georgia. Well, there you go. Rob Rhodes.
And Danger, oh no, we are bakers, just not the kinds that cook things. That's our last name.
Prostate massage. I am not Ben.
So
fun.
I see Arthur, Artfully Bourbon. Hey, we watched some of your stream last night. That was a good time.
Nice.
Cheers to you.
So we promised to give away some whiskey. Let's do it.
And
All right,
Jen's
let's do
here.
it.
Oh,
Cheers,
Jen Clifton. Cheers, Jen.
Okay, so now we're gonna.
These are the freebies. We're gonna spin the guys. You've watched our channel before. You know how fast Laura is. So hashtag 21090. We're gonna do 3 of these. We've got 2 that we normally do. Our 4 2-ounce samples from our collection, and then Todd's gonna do a special one.
I'll do the Corbin Cash 9.5-year rye, and then the Old Line 8-year single malt pick. It's coming out on Wednesday, so you'll get samples of both of these.
Yeah. So we'll do our 2 free ones first. Then we'll do
Perfect.
Todd's, and whoever wins Todd's, you'll have to reach out to him for
Yep.
for the arrangements on
Yeah,
that.
I mean, if you send it to us, we forward it. But,
you guys can send that.
either
Yes,
way.
either way.
We'll
Perfect.
eliminate the middleman if we can.
Okay,
That's right.
I want to
will
click the
s-
button.
I will
Can
send
I
out.
click it?
Yeah, I'll send it. Oh, sorry.
I'm surprised you haven't already.
I'm
She's
gonna
like,
click the button.
she is just like, here it goes, boom.
What's this for? This is for your guys' pick, right?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. Free stuff.
Kim.
So Kim F, are you still present?
I haven't seen her in a while.
Yeah, I don't even think I ever saw that name.
I didn't see that
Danger
either.
Oh no said the whole time he thought one of us baked for a living. You know what? It's understandable with that as a last name. It was me not
great.
being original and just trying to come up with a name to create an Instagram like 5 years ago, and then I created a YouTube, and here we are.
That's funny.
Yeah. So at Artfully Bourbon, there, are you Scott or are you Arthur? Because if you're Scott, I apologize. I've been calling you Arthur all along.
It's like Scott doesn't even exist.
Well, we've
I
done
mean,
it before.
honestly, I just assumed Artfully Bourbon, it's Arthur, right? And Scott's the sidekick, but that's just my assumption. I apologize.
Hey,
Well, most of the time when I chat and things, a lot
Kim's
of
here.
Kim F's here.
Kim's here.
There you go.
Yeah,
Okay.
Kim.
So,
So-
Kim, you just where's this? Email us, and we can get you stuff.
Yeah, email's on the screen. It's also in the description of every video that we put out.
Here we go. Scott Fully Bourbon. So, I mean, we get the same issue. I comment in people's videos, and if they aren't like real like big fans of us, they don't know who is talking, and everyone just assumes it's Troy, and they'll be like, "Oh, hey, Troy," because I am the Baker Drinks.
Laura is Baker Drinks. I'm Troy
and
from
so
Baker Drinks.
he's Troy from Baker
Ah,
Drinks. So,
there you go.
so everyone always says, "Hi,
There you
Troy," and then there'll be people that like really know us, and they'll be like, "Hi, Laura." Okay, it doesn't matter.
See, I'm in
Okay.
chat every time, and people know that Andy never is, so it's always me. So that's Andy, sorry, Andy, I'm taking a shot at you again. Sorry. Anyway,
He's not here to defend himself, so
he's probably
that's
cleaning
how
up
it goes.
puke right now. I apologize. Yeah, sorry.
I hope he's not. I hope they recovered
I
quickly
hope so.
and he's just enjoying his evening.
I don't think that's happening right now, but okay, we'll go with that.
Okay, I'm drawing again. Another free
Here we
one
go.
from us.
All right, I love this.
He says they're both watching, so it's both of them.
All right.
It's not
Roger
just-
Randall.
Roger Randall.
Congrats.
So, Roger, are you still present?
Someone's probably messaging him and letting him know.
Roger, you won. Come back and claim it.
Come on, Roger.
It definitely happens.
There you go.
Yeah, so Artfully Bourbon, I did email you guys about joining us after the first of the year, so get back to me.
Or don't.
Or don't.
Understandable. Not everyone wants to come on a live stream on a Saturday night.
Why not? Right?
Why?
Here we go.
There's Roger.
Roger
There you
Randall's
go.
here.
All right.
Yes.
And Roger, I've already got your contact information, so you don't need to email.
Okay, so the next one is for his samples, and it was
It was a
Two
Corbett
picks.
Cash. Yeah, 2 picks from Corbett Cash and Old Line.
both fantastic, I'm sure. I mean, I haven't had the
We
old
haven't had the old
but
line,
I'm
but that
sure it's
Corbin
amazing.
Cash, I can confirm, is
you go.
fantastic.
I love it. Thank you guys. Perfect. Let's see who wins.
Okay. I love this
Winner.
Sugar Kitty. And then there's that one time that Andy uses the common email and
That's
he goes
true.
crazy over Barry Manilow.
That is true. Rick Moreland. All right.
Rick Moreland.
Are you
You-
here, Rick?
I think
sure
Rick
you
just
are.
commented
He's
not too
been
long
here.
Yeah.
ago.
He's
Yeah.
been here commenting about his blends and all that stuff.
Love it.
He's
All
probably
right,
waiting
Rick.
for hangout. He usually pops on to hang out with us, so I'm sure.
Awesome.
Yeah,
he's
he's
here.
So if
Knew you were
wanna-
here, Rick.
Rick, email me at 21090 brewing. Yeah, that's when we were brewing. 21090 brewing at gmail.com, and we'll get your address, and I'll might put some more goodies in there for you. Why not? You know, we have a couple other picks that we're doing, so I'll send you some good stuff.
We really appreciate you
No,
donating
it's awesome.
to the
No,
cause,
of course.
Todd.
Listen,
That's awesome.
I can't drink all this whiskey, so what the hell?
Oh
No.
my gosh.
You know how it is.
That's
Everyone out there
why.
knows how
That's
it
why
is.
we give so many
I mean,
giveaways.
Honestly, that was going to be one of the interview questions I asked you. I've seen some of your live streams where you like give away 3/4 of a bottle.
Can't drink it all. Can't drink it all. I'm not the only one. You guys, I mean, listen, I don't have nearly as much as people like Bourbon or anybody, probably you guys, but I still can't drink it all. So give it
Yeah.
away. You know,
We give away more than we drink for sure.
for sure.
Yeah.
I love it. It's fun. It's a slippery slope, though. I mean, like, listen, literally 4 years ago, I wasn't really drinking whiskey.
4 years ago.
Probably not
Is that what
now.
you said?
4 or 5. Yeah, 4 or 5 years ago, I was not drinking whiskey, and now I've
Wow.
got a lot of whiskey. I mean, like everybody else, it's a slippery slope, and it's a great slope, and I'm glad I'm on it.
I mean, honestly, just the friends that we've met online through doing what we're doing here tonight, it's amazing. People that I've never met in person, but they're like almost at that best friend level because we
Yeah.
chat and text,
Yes.
and you know, it's such a cool community. Not too long ago, probably 4 or 5 months ago now, Laura had a workout injury.
Lucky me.
She went to spin class after work with some friends and ended up with rhabdomyolysis.
Oh
And
my
then I
God.
got, like a week in the
Spent
hospital.
five days in the hospital. She's still not fully recovered. But
Oh my God.
this community came together with like a fundraiser to help us pay some doctor bills. And it was like totally, we did not ask for it. It was other channels put it together for us. And we're like, here you guys go. We love you. That's just the level of people that are in this community. It's so amazing.
No doubt. Cheers, Art. Yeah, that is amazing.
Also, speaking on that, I know Hazmat Compton's not here tonight because he's in Florida and he's still without power, but he did reach out and said he was wishing us a great live stream. And
Hazmat
crazy.
Compton is in Bradenton, Florida, which was 20 miles from Ground Zero. So Siesta Key was Ground Zero. He's on the other side of the bay from there. So his house was literally Ground Zero. He was mandatory evacuated. Him and his family got out of there. They just returned yesterday. Minimal damage to his house. He said his fence was decimated. The house had minor damage. No power. So he was unable to join us tonight. He was drinking bourbon to candlelight and wishing us a good stream.
That sounds so romantic. I should do that. Yeah, there you go. Maybe my wife will be like, you're so romantic, you know?
Okay.
Yeah,
So
prayers, yeah.
now we are going to do our Patreon
Yeah.
giveaway. So we
go.
don't have any new Patreons since last week. So it's just everyone that was on the wheel before.
Minus
and
Dave, who won
minus
last week.
people
Like I
that
said,
have won.
once you win, you come off the wheel.
And what are they winning tonight? What are they winning?
So tonight you're going to get Barrelcraft Spirits Dovetail and Barrelcraft Spirits Seagrass.
Yeah, buddy. Let's go. Hell yeah. I can't see it, but yellow.
Yeah, it looks like
Gandy
Road.
Road.
Gandy.
There we go.
All right, Ron.
Enjoy,
Way to go,
Gandy
Ron. Ron. Winner, chicken dinner, Ron. Nice.
He was thinking he was going to be the last one to win.
See that?
Nope, he's
Ron's
not.
such a nice guy. I love Ron. Gandy's a great guy.
Yes, he definitely is.
He supports
So-
everybody, I think.
And I just love that he lives on Bourbon Street. Or Bourbon something. Bourbon Avenue, Bourbon
something.
Street,
Yeah,
Bourbon
I think
something.
it's Bourbon Avenue.
Don't blow
yeah.
the guy up.
I didn't say what town and all that stuff. I just said a street. I'm sure there's more than one place that has a street that's Bourbon something.
It's crazy how many people in the bourbon community live on like streets named after bourbon.
Yeah. I don't, unfortunately. Dang it.
We don't either.
I've never seen one around
So
here.
Laura's going to take a minute to put all the super chats on the wheel.
Let's go.
Todd and I are going to entertain everybody. How about
Let's
that?
do it. Well, we can do it. No doubt about it. I mean, let's talk about. All right. So, do you have any disappointing pours, Troy? Like, is there anything you've had that you bought this year that like, oh God, I wish I didn't buy that. Not to put you on the spot.
I mean, aside from like A124 ECBP,
Okay. All right.
I was not the biggest fan of that. It was pretty good, not great, and that was the hashtag we used in our review for the giveaway. But then I compared it to the B524, and it was just very astringent. It was kind of sad. I've not had the C924 yet, which I
Neither
heard
have I.
is pretty good.
I've got a bottle coming hopefully early next week, so we'll see. I don't like to try to like look at people. That's the thing. Like I don't. It's hard. I see all the thumbnails, but I don't watch the videos because I want to try it myself because I think there's biases that come in when everybody starts putting out these reviews, whether it's great or not, and I want to make sure that I want to see what I think of it without everybody else. And I know I do reviews. That's terrible, but I don't know. It's kind of how I roll. So.
Yeah,
I feel the same way. Troy will be like, oh, I saw these reviews, and then I'm like, oh, I didn't watch any of them, so I am just going off of what I taste. And a lot of times we have very different ideas of what we taste. He's like, I don't taste anything that you taste, and I don't taste anything what he tastes.
So Laura's a much more adventurous eater than I am. She's been exposed to a lot more flavors and foods and stuff. And that's kind of what tasting is all about, guys. You taste something and it triggers a memory based on something you've had previously. You know, when we say we're getting like caramel or raisin or something like that in there, it's not actually like if you were to eat a raisin or eat a caramel, it would not be the same thing. It's just something about that sip that you had triggered that memory. So Laura is great about pulling out all kinds of stuff because, like I said, she's a much more adventurous eater. She's eaten a lot more things than I have.
There you go.
And that's it. It's just kind of one of those things. But
Do you guys
I
disagree?
do my best.
Yeah. Do you guys disagree
Oh,
on like a lot on like what you like and don't like? I'm curious. How's that work?
Probably not that
So-
often, but definitely, we definitely do disagree on
Laura's not a big
things.
Wild Turkey fan like I am.
I mean, I like it, but
What?
I'm not. I don't. It's not my favorite. It's his favorite.
Laura,
He
I thought we were
absolutely
best
loves
friends.
it, and
Well, Troy,
you know,
it's-
I'm more like.
She's the Jack girl.
I like Jack Daniels and I like Jim
like that
Beam. I
too.
like that nutty
that too.
profile that these
I like
that they
that
get,
too.
and so
Why can't you
so
like
I
both?
prefer that more. You know, I do like both. I do like both,
Okay,
but
all right.
like if
That's
we were to
fine.
have both sitting there, I might prefer one and he might prefer the other type of thing.
High Five Urban said most is put
I
Knob
lost
Creek
my-
Rye
lost my hearing
10.
here.
Knob Creek Rye
Don't
10.
touch my ear. There we go.
Haven't had that. I tell you what.
So
the
Knob Creek
Go ahead.
Rye 10 was okay.
what about the Knob Creek?
I
Blue
was
Rye?
so you know how like there's a huge difference. Again, it's okay.
Yeah.
Did we buy that?
We did. I was expecting like Knob Creek 9 to Knob Creek 12 was a pretty big upgrade on
Correct.
the bourbon
Yep.
side.
Yep.
I was expecting a similar big upgrade on the rye side, and it was better than the 7-year, but it wasn't like amazingly better
I gotcha. Okay.
going to the 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, it was fine. I didn't dislike it. I'm happy we purchased it. As far as like real disappointments go, and this is probably gonna like shock some people.
Oh, geez, are you bringing up?
Rebecca Creek Spanish
I
Oak.
knew it. I knew you were going there.
Oh, I have not had that. So I know that a certain group loved it.
Most people do.
I mean,
Yeah.
I catch hell over this all the time. So they're single barrels, right?
What didn't you like? What didn't
And
you
it-
like about it? What didn't you like about it? Like, what didn't wow you?
So I like the bottle just fine. The way it was hyped, I was expecting to have my socks
What?
blown off, and it didn't blow my socks off.
How dare you, sir?
I-
Oh no.
I think it's highly overrated, at least the bottle we got. And I found out after I made those statements and everybody hated on me that initially there was some older MGP that was aged in Texas, and those were the first single barrels that were released, and those were the amazing ones.
Yeah.
And then the one that I got is obviously not one of those. It's,
Right.
It's just not
Right.
as good. Because I've
Yeah.
had a sample of a good one.
He didn't share it with me. It was so good. He drank the whole thing without sharing it.
Laura.
Dave Vogelsang sent us a sample, and his was pretty darn good. The bottle
Dave-
we have though is not.
I think Dave sends more samples. I've never seen him. He does great. Like I see Dave, and Dave gets on our Patreon at least, and probably he posts pictures of what he like picks or finds. I've never seen somebody picking more amazing whiskey, and he shares it with everybody. He sends it to us. He sends it to
Yes.
Dusty Dan. Like he sent me bottles to give to Dusty Dan, which is because he lives 5 minutes from me. I think Dave is the most, I don't know, nicest guy. He shares so much of his stuff. It's great. Does he share with you guys? I'm
Very
sure. as well.
generous.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very generous.
Dave,
Yes,
Dave
very-
Vogel samples.
Yeah. And you don't just get like 4 samples.
Yeah.
If
Oh,
he
no,
sends you
no.
samples, you get like 12, and then you might get a bottle with those 12 samples, and it's just like, what is this?
Look, it's the great Dave. Look, here's one. I haven't opened it yet because I haven't
Yeah.
got to it. My camera sucks, but
I,
it's
Yeah,
a
so
DV.
you're not wanting to
I
focus.
recognize the label though.
TV.
What is it? I couldn't
It's
quite read
it's
it.
the Dark Arts Whiskey House, barely legal bourbon, aged 6.5 years, 116.2 proof, and it's got the DV on it. So like, my camera sucks, so you can't.
Yeah.
Come on, there you go. There's the DV.
Oh, there we go.
I see it. Yeah, there
It
it is.
did. Yep, there
Get
we go.
that DV in that corner. Yeah.
But I've got a few other ones. Don't worry, I've got a few. I haven't gotten to them yet because I can't. I love doing I do a lot of shorts every day, so I love like doing my shorts with them. But Dave, thank you for everything you send. You're amazing.
Yes,
Going
we
back
love
there
it.
we
We
go. I
do
will, like,
like
Okay.
every Monday we do one of us does like a blind
Poor guesses.
guess. Yeah, we try to
nice.
guess
Yep.
something about
Yep.
it and say
Yeah,
if
yeah.
we like it or not. And we release it on Patreon, and then the next week it goes out to channel members, so it's either one can watch it. And a lot of the samples are from him. There's
Wait.
so many. We have so many
Oh.
samples. It's like we got to try to figure out what to do with all these samples we get. I mean, we can't just like randomly drink them all. I'd be drunk all the time.
We drink,
you know.
we drink like 5 samples every live stream. We drink the samples in the poor guesses stream where we're doing like blinds that people send us. We try to get through them all, but you just can't.
I hear you with that.
Definitely
And
got a
Dave said he-
backlog.
Hold on. Breaking news: Dave Vogelson said he's changed his labels. What, Dave? You sent me what you use for your labels, and like
Yeah,
I'm
no,
using
he's got a
that now.
logo on there now.
He does.
Oh,
Do we have any with the
Dave.
logo?
I have not seen that yet.
Now we're gonna have to
Dave.
get more samples so we can see your logo. I know
Dave.
you sent Troy a text, but I haven't seen. He didn't show me your logo.
I'm a big
The
fan
last
of
ones we got
DVDA.
no logo.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody's a big fan of that, Ben. I want to know though, Dave, are you,
Tried to do
what
a
you
super
sent
chat.
me,
YouTube was
I've
being-
got what you use. Can I put a logo on mine, Dave, or is that not possible? Dave will help me. Logo, bourbon, and the rocks with Dave. David, can I put a logo on mine? I think I can actually because it's through the app. Anyway, sorry, we're getting off tangent here. Sorry, getting way off tangent.
Bourbon
I'm trying
on
to
the
finish
rocks
this.
with Dave. Dave, are you creating a YouTube channel? Is that
he-
what's going on
So
here?
he is inching closer to that every day.
Is that what your retirement's going to be when you quit working?
So we actually had the first Dave Vogelsang appearance. He did a live stream with us like over a year ago. He had sent us a flight of Lucky 7. And we had him on. He was so nervous and scared to come on, but he did it. And now he shows up on these backstages, and it's like he's been talking on camera for a million years. He is a natural. He should have his own channel for sure.
I've met Dave in person.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he sent us a picture of you guys in the hotel room.
Yes,
you and
we were.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were in the
Dusty
hotel
Dan,
room.
and yeah.
Yes, and stuff and whiskey.
I
We went
made
to
a
dinner.
I made a video with it.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
The Taters on the Run video.
There you go. Nice.
music video. Yeah.
All right, Dave. I will figure out how to do that. Perfect. Thank you, Dave. Nice.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Troy, you're gonna have to
he had the
start
best
putting
whiskey
logos on our
life
samples.
without a channel. That's true. Anyway, that's awesome.
I got to upgrade our label printer, I think.
Oh, I got what Dave has. Put it that way. So I'm hoping that'll translate.
I thought we had the same thing.
So-
I thought you had the
Well,
label
well
printer.
Dave asked me what I was using, and I told him Nimbot, but he bought the upgraded Nimbot.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
that's what I
got the
got.
you got the cheap
Yes.
Nimbot, and he got the
Yeah.
nicer Nimbot. I got
Yes,
it.
I got what Dave has. I went with what Dave had. I said, Dave, what are you using? Because I want that. He sent me to it, and I was like, I'm buying it. So that's what I got now. Dave is the Iceman. That's hilarious. Look, this is turning into a Dave Vogelson like love fest. I love that.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's usually where our live streams end up. Everyone gets a little tipsy, and then they're all loving on each other.
Well, we are drinking 150 proof. We're drinking 150 proof whiskey here, guys. So that
Yeah,
exactly.
So you live right next to Dusty Dan, huh?
I literally can drive to Dan's house. I've done it many times. He's like 5 miles from me. Yep.
Yeah,
Very close.
he's supposed to be our guest next week.
So
Maybe you
Dave,
can have him email us back because he disappeared.
I will. Dan is, I will say, he is one of the nicest people you will ever meet. And I love Dan because, one, he's nice, but he has some really, and hopefully he sends you some Dusties, old whiskey. I've never met a person who has really expensive Dusty whiskeys. Well, I shouldn't say that. Ben does do Whiskey Uncensored. He will share as well. He has Dusties and stuff. But I've never, like, he came to it, for instance, he came to a Ravens tailgate and was giving out some really old Dusty whiskey to people he've never met before, saying, try this. And I know it cost him a lot of money. He didn't even know who these people were. And he said, I want you to try it. He is such a nice guy and has a great palate. And I love him. He's a great dude. So I'm glad he's coming on. You guys will have a blast.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. We got a 13th Colony Double Oak sample from him last year. That was pretty amazing. Not a dusty old one, but pretty amazing pour. So this is Crittenden, a cut above. and it's
It's not for me.
toasted
Wait, what are you
pecan
drinking now?
sherry.
No.
It's Crittenden, a cut above, toasted sherry and pecan from Echoes in Eternity bourbon.
I don't taste
It's
finishes. I taste like
It's
grass.
not living up to what we've had previously, which was the Corbin Cash, by the way.
No worry. Hey, well,
Yeah.
there you go. I can.
It tastes grassy.
Oh no. Well,
Yeah, it's okay.
What's the proof
Some
on it?
whiskeys taste like that.
I don't know.
Don't even know.
This person sends samples with nothing on it, and
great.
then he gives us a number on the top.
That works
So
out well.
I'm sure there was a list somewhere.
There is a list. It's in the baggie,
Okay.
but it just says what it is. It don't say like the proof or anything.
There we go. It was not for me either. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's for someone. It's just not for me.
All right. So
Okay,
should
I
we do
think-
the super chat giveaway?
Yes, please. I'm ready. So I usually shuffle 3 times, so I'm going to shuffle 3 times.
Look at that. Well done. And what's this
And,
giveaway for? What are we giving away
this
here? What are you guys
is-
giving?
I don't
this
even
is
remember.
the Maker's Mark LEs.
All right.
We're just
there
giving
you
away
go.
something. So
there you
it's
go.
Lost Recipe Mocha Cellar Aged FAEO2 and
Nice.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's almost
Look
like they
at
were listening to us.
yeah, Dave, congratulations. You
That's
know,
hilarious.
he got an extra entry from someone else too. So there you go.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Enjoy. Rigged.
Congrats.
Rigged. That's
Yep.
so good. I love that.
So I guess I'll.
The thing
get
is,
rid of
Dave
that.
probably has all those pours. Like he's got I've got
No,
backup.
there's a couple of them in there he don't have. I know
Oh,
he
there you
doesn't
go.
have the cellar aged. He's been looking for it,
There you go.
and I know
Well
he
done.
doesn't have the lost recipe.
Nice.
Well, those
See,
are
Dave,
the
look,
two
I
best
never went.
ones in the.
Good job,
list
Dave. Good
there,
job, Dave.
so enjoy.
Yeah, congrats, Dave. I never win. You won last time we were on too.
There you go.
I love it.
There you go.
All
There
right,
you go, Dave.
so we're gonna put the link in the chat
Oh,
now,
nice. Let's do it.
and we're gonna let some people come on with us. We only have spots for 10 guys, so if you try to join and it says it's full, try to join again in a little bit because people drop out all the time. So
Yeah.
So usually at the end, we like to ask our guest, do you have anything coming up that you want to share other than, I mean, you have shared your pick coming up. You got anything else
So-
you want?
I will say this: we have this, of course, Old Line coming out Wednesday. We have the Corbin Cash Hazmat Bourbon 150 proof coming out beginning of November, and then we went to Kentucky Lux Row, picked 11 barrels that we're splitting between us, stuff, and whiskey. There's Dave. Dave was there.
Todd.
Dave, what's up, brother? I love you, man.
Hey,
Brian.
Todd, that package you got today was that Bernheim that I
Oh,
donated to you.
oh, that's not your.
No, yeah, you
Oh,
got
shit.
those last.
I got
week.
them already. Shit, I didn't. It's upstairs. Thank you,
That's
brother.
okay. Oh, absolutely.
I'll review that. I'll review
so
that
glad
probably
I could
Monday.
get it for you.
And then we have a bunch of MBGP and Lux Row. That's it. Whatever. Nobody cares about us. Oh, it's Gandy's here. Oh hell yeah!
Brian,
What's up, Todd?
Let's rock and roll. What's up, Gandy? What's up, Ron?
my
Brian, what's
favorite
up, buddy?
teacher, Brian.
How's it going, Todd? Hey.
Cheers. I'm getting drunk. Evidently, I just drank
Oh.
150 proof, about an ounce and a half.
We're right here with you, buddy.
Yeah,
Let's go.
we got some catch up to do.
Yeah.
Apparently you do. I've been drinking this whole time.
I've been drinking this whole time too.
You know what? I have not. It's been 0. This is my first pour all day. So.
But Brian, you've had the Corbin Cash Hazmat. You've
Oh
had that.
Jesus! I
Right?
wrote early in the chat that rye haunts my dreams. Like
Oh,
it is.
the rye's gone. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God! It's
I know,
amazing, and the bourbon was great too. It was
Great.
fantastic.
Yeah. Cheers. Cheers to you and cheers to everybody.
Yeah, I just drank your rye.
Nice. You like it,
Yeah.
Dave?
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I'm
good.
not a rye guy, and I love
it's
it.
it's not ours. It's Corbin Cash. We just looked into
Well,
it.
I
Listen,
know.
we
Yeah.
did nothing. We drank it. We did the same thing you did. Like that's the thing. Like we drank it. Yeah, it's great. I didn't produce it. We picked it. Listen, we didn't do anything. We just drank it, and it's Dave. I mean, Dave. Yeah, Dave Souza. I love what
Souza,
they're doing out
yeah.
there.
I mean, you can't be
Hey there,
disappointed
buddy.
picking something like that good. Yeah.
Hey,
Hey, Rick.
Cheers,
how are you doing?
Rick.
Rick,
Yeah.
cheers. I'm going to send you some whiskey, Rick. You won something from me, so I'm going to send you some stuff. How's that?
I don't know about that hazmat whiskey. I mean, I just don't usually drink that much over 146 proof.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Over
You send it to
146,
me
you
then.
can't go to 150. Is that what you said?
come on, Rick. Come on, Rick. You can do it. You can do it.
You'd
man.
never know it, Rick. It's not. It doesn't
Thank
even
you.
drink close to that.
So,
There you
someone
go.
said
Make
Trash
sure I get
Pallet
that
and Rob
email
F
before we
showed
get
up.
off.
There you go.
Hey, be
What's
nice
up,
now.
Rob?
How's it going, guys?
What's up, Rob?
Well, it's been a while. How you guys doing?
We're doing good.
Good.
That's great. It's been a fun podcast so far tonight.
Absolutely.
We
Awesome.
Well,
appreciate
thanks
that.
for watching.
Yeah.
Todd's been
Just
a
don't
great
let-
guest.
Try not to miss it.
Don't let Todd drive a boat, though. I don't know if you've seen the video of him driving that boat. It's his twin. It's your double.
It does look like me. It does look like me. And that's kind of what I would do as well, by the way. Run us into this wake or whatever.
I'm going to have to find this video.
Oh,
It's
Oh, God.
Todd driving
I
the
think
boat.
it's the
and
boat
some-
crash.
Yeah, the boat crash. And he like
boom.
goes down.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what video you're talking about. Yeah,
Oh my
I've seen
God!
that video.
I love that video. Is that? God, it totally does look just like.
So I look like any white, pale, bald guy. That's me. That's what I get. That's what it is.
I'm right
That's
there
what it
with
is.
you.
Speaking of pasty white, how'd you guys like the intro video?
That was amazing.
good.
I loved it.
Oh, that
so
was
good.
That
Great.
was totally cool.
It was
Yeah.
cool. Very good job. Well done.
How long? Hey, Troy, how long did it take you to make that video?
I know, right?
So, I probably went through 20 different versions of that song before I landed on the one that I liked.
So good.
Oh man, it was sweet.
It was really good.
Troy, now you got me. I got to get busy now because my buddy Richie J said you outstaged me because, you know, that's my
Oh.
intro on Cast 529.
That's a good song, though, Rick, on the Cast 529 you did. That's pretty awesome.
That's the one. That was the Friday after 4th or right before after the 4th. We just jumped in here. All of us just started playing, and that's what came out. I mean, it's raw. It's not even mastered, really.
pretty nice.
Well, our music's not even real. It's
AI.
so whatever you created, I'm sure is better.
Todd,
love it.
I just put my email in the private chat.
All right, brother, I'll get it. Thank you. I will email you. Yeah, perfect. Thank you, Brent, man. Appreciate that. Yep. I will email you right now, actually.
So,
Yeah,
Brian,
Brian, I said-
show us them special glasses you guys got.
Yep. Those look
Hold
nice.
on, I'll get one.
Oh, so here's the thing, Scotty. It's much different. So the I love the 1917, but I think it's like 5 or 4 years age statement. The extra age on the Corbin Cash 9.5 year. It's so layered. I mean, Dave's had it, Gandy's had
It's
it. I'll let
good,
them.
yeah.
Ryan's had it. It's a completely different animal. Unfortunately, it's gone. So like, you can't buy it. So.
You know, now that I'm sitting here thinking about these two pours,
Hello.
I think that I probably prefer the rye because I would drink it more often.
I can't argue.
I
with
mean,
that.
I think I
Right,
usually
that's
reach
true.
for rye more often than bourbon,
love
and
that.
it.
I love that.
But I'm sad that I won't have a bottle now.
Can
since they're all
we solo
gone.
Brian?
Solo Brian.
Yeah,
there.
let's solo Brian. Show us this bourbon
Those
school
are pretty
glass.
sharp.
Hold on, I'm slow.
Those
Okay,
are our
yeah,
Bourbon
look at that.
School burn
yeah.
strand glasses.
Nice.
I love it.
Their little round
Yes.
logo on them.
Love it.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
that's the logo is done by my daughter. I told her, like, we had that old square rectangular one. I was like, Mackenzie, we need like something round that can go on our YouTube. And she like whipped this up in about 5 minutes. And as with everything else on our channel, we just were like, okay, let's go with it. We didn't really
That's
measure.
awesome. It's cool.
Now,
yeah.
what's
All
that
attention
bottle
to the-
next to you?
Troy, what's
Yeah.
that? Oh, this one?
Oh, is that a Jeb?
Yeah, I've never
I'll
seen
follow
that.
Okay, so let me tell you about this bottle. So this is
Jeff
Jeff Creed.
There
It's
you
a
go.
single barrel,
Oh,
and so this is from. Is everybody out there or any of you familiar with the group on Facebook Bourbon Together?
No.
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 Okay. I'm going to tell you right now, this group they have the best picks that I've ever had, and they find stuff that's like kind of off the beaten path, and they keep it real cheap. And so this one, they call it their sticker. It's called Grandma's Bakery, and I'll tell you right now, this thing is like sweet, really super rich, sweet, and it's got like a fresh baked bread kind of aspect to it. And look at the color. I mean, it's
Is it
like
a bourbon or is it their 4-grain?
Dark, man.
It's a bourbon. Let's see.
Which one did we try?
Because everything
Yeah,
I've
it's
had
4
from Death
grains.
to
It's
Creed
a
has
4
been
grain,
absolutely god awful.
117.46 proof.
So
But-
now,
Yeah, because we just did a blind with Whiskey Wisdom and Jephthah.
Oh.
I was
Finished
just
last.
going to bring it up. If you can pull that
it
up
was,
out of
it
our
was,
email.
it was
Oh,
horrible.
hold on.
It was the
So,
worst.
This
so
is an
we're going to
amazing
share. Laura's
Hold
going
on.
to
You-
pull something up here in a second.
You
Okay.
got to give me a couple minutes because
Yeah.
I'm slow.
But
But
we
you know,
just
some
like
people like it. I
Dave
know
and
people-
Gandhi just said. We just did this blind with it was a patron only thing with Whiskey Wisdom.
It wasn't that specific
It
bottle.
was not a pick, but it was a Jephthah Creed. I actually picked it as my number one.
And the rest of us
Okay.
picked it as the worst.
Which
of
says
the
a lot
lot.
This
about you,
blind, it was probably the worst blind I've ever tasted in my life.
Like every pour was
Every pour got worse than the one before it. Like people's stomachs were hurting. It was,
Come on now. Come on. Don't kill
so so what Matt was trying to do was pull a bunch of like Georgia whiskeys. There was one non-Georgia, right?
Jephthah Creed's not Georgia. It's
Okay,
Kentucky.
No.
so it was Jephthah Creed and then a bunch of Georgia whiskeys, and we all drank this. There was probably 10 of us on screen. I don't remember now, but overwhelmingly, everybody hated the blind, top to bottom.
Oh no.
Sorry, Matt, if you're watching.
Yeah,
Oh man.
It was fun. It was a good
was-
time.
it was
a
fun.
great time.
We
had
had a
great
lot of
time.
fun
He
with
filled in
it.
for you
It was
last
fun.
week, and look
It
what
was
you
fun, but
repaid
we all
with.
hated it. We all hated it. It was fun, but we all hated it.
So immediately following this blind, I created this sticker.
I survived the blind. Whiskey Wisdom.
That's awesome.
I love how he has like he's got a crutch in his arm.
Never forget. Never forget.
Never forget.
Never forget.
So
good.
Hazmat Compton, who's in Bradenton, Florida, he was on with us. It was like the night before the hurricane hit, and then he like got mandatory evacuated. He's driving. He's stressed. I sent him a picture of that. I'm like, you survived the blind. You can survive this hurricane.
That's great.
Yeah, he had spent the day boarding up his windows and packing stuff, and I think he also got laid off from his job on the same day.
geez.
And he was expecting like some good whiskey at least, and then it was like, and then it was this blind that he was like, this is bad. Oh, this one's even worse. Like, I was like, sorry.
Sorry, Brian. We didn't mean to crap all over your Jephthah Creed, because I'm sure that single barrel is way better than what we tasted.
Whatever one
Quite
we
good.
tasted.
I really enjoyed it. The group overwhelmingly really.
Oh,
actually,
Matt's in the chat.
there he is. Yeah.
Matt, we love you, buddy.
Hey, Matt.
Jump on with us.
Come on, Matt.
Todd, you still drinking the 150?
No, I drank it all. Done.
Oh, you
Go on.
It's gone. Bottle killed.
I'm doing
Well, I was
the.
gonna jump in with some 140.
Let's go. Come on, Rick. Come on. Let's do it.
Let me get me a little. pour
Is this
of it.
your
What-
is this your blend, Rick?
My OB1? Would you believe that? As far as I know, today Brews will release this OB1.
Okay.
Now y'all know how long
Well-
I've been calling this OB1.
No.
Yeah, so this is his own blend that he barrel aged, and it's like
barrel right
140 proof.
Oh.
Yes, but what's unique about it is the way
I
he
wanna try
seasoned
that.
the barrel.
Oh. Okay.
Talk about it a little, Rick.
So, it's a from Amazon, something oaks something oak. Anyway, it's a 3-liter oak barrel. I can't remember the name right off. So what you got to put the hot water in these little barrels to seal them up. So instead of putting plain water in there, I use brown sugar, cinnamon, some vanilla,
nice.
a couple of a lemon tea bag and a regular tea bag, and then poured that hot water in the barrel and let it set for about 2 days, and then dumped it out, and then put basically Evan Williams bottled and bond in it.
Oh.
And then I put some higher proof whiskeys in there too, as the Angel share it. These little barrels really lose a lot, man. It'll go down halfway in a hurry.
How big are the barrels? How big are the barrels? What do they hold?
This is 3 liter.
Okay.
3 liters. That's 4 750s.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, but it came out really good, and of course I emailed the bakers and asked them what proof point did they like best, and they said around 115. So I took some more Evan Williams and used it to proof it back down to 115 for them.
Rick, I'd love to try that at 140.
It's most people like it now. Shauna
the 140
got
is probably better.
In her shoes the other night trying it. What's that, Laura?
The 140 was probably better. So, when you send us your next thing, don't try to guess what we'll like, because you never know. Sometimes we'll like something that's lower proof. Sometimes we'll like something higher proof.
You have a blind coming.
I'm going to pour some Old Johnson Mill right now, Rick. This is his blend. Proof
nice.
down to 115.
I'll have some of that too.
Oh, there you go.
Fantastic is what I remember. He didn't win the our tournament, so he's thinking that he didn't make a good whiskey, but it was really good.
He was just in a tough side of the bracket. What's up, Mr. Richie J?
Richie!
Is this
How's
the first
everybody
time
doing
you've
now?
joined us?
This is the first time I've
think
seen
so,
Mr. Richie
yeah.
J.
Yeah, well, cheers.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here.
He was sipping on what's in this. I got honey cast.
Yeah, big old beard.
I seasoned it with honey.
He's got more facial hair than I've ever had on my head, by the way. Jesus Christ. God.
So Todd, I mean, I take my hat off. We see the same barber.
Yeah, listen, I haven't had a haircut in probably 10, 15 years. That's the terrible thing about that.
I'm getting there. I told my wife once this meets up with this.
But Brian, I did this 15 years ago, buddy. I did it.
I think Troy started going bald when he was like 20.
I mean, I'm on like 30 years, so.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Listen, my wife likes it. She doesn't like a lot of hair, so I'm good. But it'd be nice to have something like, God dang it, man. I couldn't even grow a beard like that. It would suck too. Jesus.
I would trim my beard, but my wife doesn't want me to.
God.
See,
Ricky,
I guess the women that are with the bald guys like the hair, less hair.
Yeah, that's what it is. There you go, Laura. There you go. That's what my wife is.
It's hypoallergenic.
You could French braid that beard.
We'll keep telling ourselves that, right, Troy? We'll tell that. Yeah, that's we'll say.
There you go. The good Lord made a few perfect heads. The rest of them he put hair on.
There you go. I love it. Yes, Cass.
And that's coming from a guy with hair.
God.
Oh, this is fantastic.
Yeah,
Rick. We haven't had it, I think, since our tournament.
I mean,
so
I've had it a couple times since then.
he sneaks the whiskey.
No, you go to bed and I stay backstage with our people.
Laura and Troy, when does your blend contest start? When does that start?
So we got to have the samples by the 1st of November.
Okay.
We got Shelf Turds coming on that first Saturday in November, and then after that, for like the next 2 months, it's Blend Vin.
Is that all right? There you go. Love it. Very cool.
This is my blend. I'll be entering this year right here.
Oh, you got it picked out. Nice.
What are you calling it, Ron?
Come on, Ron. What do you call it?
You don't want to know.
I do want to know. I mean, your last one was so good. The PB&J. So,
PB&E.
PB&E, yeah.
PB&E.
Come on.
Peanut butter and egg.
I was going to say, Troy, Brian has no hair. For 520, yes, 529.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he is bald. That's right.
I think he just always has
I did not mean to interrupt.
No, I just had a brain fart. I'm sorry, Brian. You are bald.
So the name of my blend is going to be Dickalicious.
Okay.
Okay.
And there's
You
no
know how
dickle
we're
in
dropping
it.
dick
There
in
is
it.
no
Yeah,
dickle in it
there's
whatsoever.
There's no dickle in it.
And,
Yeah.
and I picked it because I just want to hear Troy say it every time he has to drink.
You know
Well,
what,
and
Candy?
you know Troy will spend the time to create like a tater sticker type picture for every blend based on their name. So I can't wait to see what he creates for Dickalicious.
I gotta say, Andy, I admire the confidence. He's like, I want to hear him say it so many times. How do you know he's gonna say it so many times?
Well, it may be once, but that'll be enough.
That's enough.
Yep.
Just once.
I like some of the names we've gotten though too. Myron sent one in called the Clear Winner, and he's like, even if I lose, you got to say it's the Clear Winner.
Clear win. Oh, that's smart. I love it.
Yeah,
That's
we've
great.
got a
reminds
few
me,
of them already. Yeah.
Troy, that statement reminds me. I was watching. I don't know if you've ever watched YouTube, some of the music stuff, but this guy's, and I'm going to butcher his name, Davidas. And he gets on there and plays all these songs by himself. He has a beat machine and all that. Anyway, he was at Sweetwater, big music store, and he was trying to get a whole band on stage. So he asked for a bass player, and this young girl came up to play bass. And she said, well, we got to grab a bass. Well, they're at one of the biggest music stores there is, so they grabbed her a bass. And he said, are you in the band? She says, yes. He said, what's the name of your band? Headliner. So regardless of where she played at,
Headliner.
she was the
This is the
headliner.
headliner.
I love it.
Love it.
Smart.
Hey, I'll be right back. I'm
Steven
gonna
Scone
grab
says he
another
needs to
fork.
come up with a name still.
Yeah.
Yeah, come up with something interesting. It doesn't have to be related to what your taste, what we taste.
That's like
Just
one
a
of
fun
the
name.
few rules. It's got to have a unique name.
I would tell you mine, but I just want you to, when you get the bottle, I just want you to read it.
I don't know that there's ever going to be a better name than your last blend. Todd, his last blend was called Old Rick Van Wrinkles.
Oh, there you go. There it is. There it is. That's the winner. That is good. That's very good.
And this was before we really knew Rick. He's like, I'm old. My name's Rick. I drive a van and I have wrinkles.
That works. Who won
He
last
doesn't live by
year's?
the river though.
Yeah, that's right. Who won last year's event? Like who won it? Who
I
was
actually
it?
did
So the
live
last-
by the river, the hill.
The last one was Cask 529 with their
Oh.
old wooden wagon.
My bald
And
friend.
they
I
refused
love
to
it.
enter this time
They
because
wanna
they
go
want
out
to
on top.
go out on top.
My bald friend. I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
I'm like,
That's shady.
Matt, if you're listening, you talk too much trash about taking them down. It's your fault, Matt.
That's great. So Ron, Gandy, how's your blend? You confident?
I like it better than last year's. Let's put it that way.
All right.
How many bottles did you have out on the counter?
You know, it was not a 3 a.m. PB&E that I did.
Can you give out how many bottles went into this blend? Or no, that's not. You can't say. Can't say.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
More than
6.
three.
Oh,
yeah,
Jesus.
it's more than 3.
Oh, wow.
It's 7.
Wow.
So way
Wow.
less than last time.
Oh, way less. Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think last time I had like 11 or 12.
That's too many. It's too
I
many.
counted 14, Gandy, when they read it off. I counted 14.
I actually only had three different things in my blend at first, and I really liked it, but I couldn't get the finish right. It just didn't have a really good finish.
That's a lot of times what happens when you have a whole bunch of
Can I ask a question? So, Ron,
bottles. It seems to
and
like
Rick,
screw up the finish.
I have a question
that's,
about this.
That's what we noticed.
I have a question. So, you guys are blending. So, listen, mad props. Like, I can't. I like drinking whiskey. That's about it. I can't blend. So I can
we
brew
blend,
beer.
but we're not very good at it. We still
All right.
like
So,
to blend.
so when you talk to like Nancy Fraley, she has a pyramid, right? So she finds like A's, B's, and C's, and she works all. So how did you do your blend? Like, how do you go about your base of your blend? So, are you looking for something that's? So I'm curious. Like, how do you start doing that process?
I'm looking for a note. When I first
Okay.
start, I look for a note that I really like.
So
and I
from
start
one
from
whiskey,
there.
from one whiskey, or a combination of multiple.
Just what? Well, usually it's from one whiskey because
Right.
I get that note off of one whiskey.
Okay. Is that your
And,
A, and that's what you build off of that, and then try to okay.
And from there, then I just try to build out the palate. I just try to make
Okay.
sure that,
Okay.
what I think, at least in my experience in this stuff, which is limited, but I think finish is a big thing. It's
Sure.
it's one of those things,
Yeah.
it's a lot. It's easy to get a
6.
one note or a good note on something. It's hard to get that finish all the way through. So
All right.
Finish was what did a lot of blends in the last competition.
Okay.
Well,
Like they had
Todd,
really
my-
good flavor, but then it was like, what
Rick?
is that finish? That finish is just really gross. And
Rick,
so,
did
well, I wouldn't say gross. It was just not. It didn't hold up to the begin. The
Laura.
flavor, the beginning of flavor.
No, so a lot of times when you mix a lot of whiskeys together, they go real astringent. They just
Yeah.
fall apart, and that was what did a lot of blends in. So if
Yeah.
you can come up with something that tastes cohesive from start to finish, you're gonna do well in the tournament.
So
I
Rick,
see
what were
that
you
grin on
gonna
your
say?
face, Richie.
Oh, what is that? What is that? Oh, there it is. There it is.
Delicious.
this is
right.
going to. I'm meeting up with Dave on Tuesday.
All right.
He's coming in town. So I'm
Ron,
gonna
I need
give
to
this
sample
to you.
that. Ron, I want to try this. I got to try this.
Okay.
Come on. Rick,
Yeah,
what
it's
you-
not-
Rick, you just- Rick,
Approach- Yeah, my approach is basically kind of a lot of what Gandy said too, but I kind of come up with like a theme and an
Okay.
idea, and it's kind of funny that I came up with like a trio theme this time. Before they said the rules were going to be a minimum of 3 whiskeys had to be blended. So
Okay.
I actually had already come up with the idea of doing 3.
there you go.
But then, I had my blend probably almost the week that they announced this, and it's
Okay.
just been sitting here, just like everything marrying together. And I actually, like Gandy there, I had extra, so I've been sampling it. And a couple times I'm like, I need to change it, but I just stuck to it. I left it sealed up and just
Yep.
stuck with what I did. Troy was like, "Hey, you got till like November the 1st." I said, "Yeah, but I'll just go
I got it.
deeper down the rabbit hole, just keep pouring more at it because
That's the hardest
my
part.
problem is
when
I
to
can't
stop.
smell.
Yeah.
When to
We've
stop.
not
We-
met before, Todd. So COVID
Yeah.
in 20 got my smell and has came back really.
Oh, you kidding
just-
me? You're
No,
kidding
I
me.
just randomly have a sense of smell just randomly. So
Yeah.
that hinders me to no end.
Oh,
so
shit. Yeah,
I have
bet.
to do a blend that I actually can smell.
Yeah.
And then of course my taste was messed up too. So I go for
Damn.
the initial palate, and then the
Yep.
finish is really hard. And
Okay.
I kind of disagree with the bakers a little bit, talking about how a lot of the blends didn't have no finish because, man, I've got thousands of dollars of whiskey here that I can't taste the finish on. Well, it ain't, somebody blended it, barrel bourbon, and so whoever. But and I'll take that back because I love the barrel bourbon. But anyway, y'all, and
Well,
the
it
finish
wasn't
is
so much that they didn't have a finish. It just maybe it went bitter or something changed in the finish. Was
Went
where
south.
it usually.
Went south.
What
Yeah.
I'm saying
Like
is just
one
that
would
finish
win
is
over the
hardest
other.
part.
Yeah.
It seems the finish is the hardest part to me.
Now, Troy and Laura,
Yeah.
do you blind? Like, do you know who is like? Do you know like, or how do you do this? So how do you
So
judge?
so
it?
for the last competition, we knew what the matchups were, and it was
Okay.
like we used AI to set up the head to heads.
Okay.
But we don't know what's in the blend. We
Yeah.
just know
I get it.
who
I get
did
that.
it and
You
what
just
the
know who
name
did
of
it.
the blend is.
This one is all going to be blind. We're pulling
Yep.
2 out of the box.
I like that. I like that.
It's going to be a random head to head.
There you go.
So you're not like doing the matchups ahead of time.
I've got to make all of like the thumbnails ahead of time, so when we pull them out of the box,
That's when you'll. Yeah.
that's when we
Wow.
know who's against who.
All right.
Troy apparently has a lot of free time to do all this kind of stuff.
Now you are
Because I don't do any of it.
I make time for y'all.
I love that.
Are you, Troy, are you doing like, you're going to know whose is whose, right? Like you're not just doing it by the name of the blend. You will know like who's matching up when you pull them out of the box.
I mean, when we pull one out of the box by the name, I'll probably know
Yeah.
who sent
Okay.
it. Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't
But
matter.
I
You
won't because I don't memorize that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
You won't know what's in the
Baba Yaga, cheers to you, buddy.
So the people who win, you don't say what. So if they lose, do you reveal their blend? Is that how it works?
Yeah. So when they lose, we reveal what the blend was,
Got it.
and then the remainder of they're sending in 10 ounces.
Got
so
it.
the remainder of that is going to be gifted out to people.
Oh,
that are watching.
That are watching.
nice.
Yes.
All right. I'm on board. Let's go. I can't wait. I'm
Yeah, I think Life from the Patio ended up with probably like 10 of the different, between all the people in their channel, I think they ended up with like at least 10 of the samples. And they were like blinding them and like, okay, yeah, I could see why they like this one, and why, how could they not like this one?
and so we'll actually score the whiskeys. Laura and I each taste them, and it's not just I like this better, I like that better. We come up with a score based on our Baker Drinks scoring system.
All right.
And then, like, it's the composite score that's the highest will move forward. So
yeah,
we actually had a couple times during the first blending tournament where,
we disagreed
on which one was better, but based on the score, one advanced.
I got it. So you're both scoring them, and that's what actually puts one through. Okay, that's perfect.
Yeah,
I love it. Love it.
This would take up a lot more time, but I mean, it sure would be nice to hear, like, you know, the different, like the nose, the palate, the finish. At least those three things.
Yeah. We will do
Maybe
our best.
Color.
The first couple days where it's like 5 matchups where we're tasting 10, it makes it difficult because we also don't want it to be boring where we're for you guys, you know, it's a lot to talk about in a couple hours. But we will do our best to give better notes next time.
Yeah, we actually considered for this next tournament having, like, my son join us. And if, like, Laura and I pick one over the other, like, maybe the loser could super chat and have my son give it a second opinion to see if it moves on. But it's not about your money, so I think we're not going to do that. But we had considered that, right?
Well, he's in Texas anyway, so it's not going to work out.
But we just wanted to make it fun where we could, like, mix things up. And I think we're just going to keep it straightforward where, you know, we're going to score them and the best blend moves on.
I tell you, it was a great time last time. I'm sure it's going to be fun. I always have fun just doing blends anyway, but it was great when you guys were doing it, and the funny part was, like, if your blend was going up against somebody else's, and then you guys would get on some kind of story or some tangent, then you're sitting here waiting. It's like, who won?
Yeah.
You gotta wait. We're gonna talk about something else.
There was some long, drawn out conversations in the middle of it.
But it's a lot of fun.
As a matter of fact, there's a little bit of a punch at y'all on my wife's entry that probably I didn't even think about it. I'm just now that he just brought that up, it just kind of come to me in the back of my mind. It says, "Drink the dang whiskey."
I love it.
I love Rick. I like Rick. God, me and Rick have to pour together. I like you, Rick.
Mark Gill, cheers to you, buddy. We drank your Old Soul Bruzel pick tonight, and it was pretty good.
Ooh. Love Old Soul.
The one regret I have about Blend Sanity is not making more of my original blend when I done it, because I ran out way too quick.
Yeah. So how much do you make? So Gandhi and Rick, how much do you make of your blend? You have to send them 10 ounces. So you doing what? How much are you doing?
I made 16 on Blend Sanity.
Okay.
It depends on how much I have or what I'm blending. It's
right.
Where I ended up at. Right. If you're filling in so many bottles, it's like, okay, do I have any more of this bottle? And I got one bottle that's kind of low, and I'm like, So
no.
Maybe we don't want that in the blend.
I don't know how much extra I'll be able to blend, but I'll probably blend all that bottle out.
The watch party sounds cool, Cass.
Nice.
Hey, Mark. Yeah, I just got home. So.
Well, thanks for being here.
Yeah, well, you guys drank my Bruzel pick. What did you think of it? You guys liked it?
I did like it, actually. It was pretty good.
Can I get another splash? I can't remember.
You can tell Bruzel that. I'm gonna
I
say-
don't want to swell his head.
I'm going to say something. I've had now YouTube picks from Sean, from Bruzel, from Beyond the Row, and I'm looking forward to yours. And they're
Thank you.
all as good a whiskey as you're going to find.
So
You
what
know-
you need to be looking forward to is 21090's Old Soul single malt and Corbin Cash hazmat
Old Line.
bourbon.
Hold on.
Or old line, yeah.
Old Line.
I
Old line
appreciate
single malt, Corbin Cash hazmat
Corbin
bourbon.
Cash bourbon.
Who's doing the Corbin Cash hazmat?
21090 up top.
Right here. Hey, Mark, how are you, buddy?
The reason is that I have to get 2 bottles. I have to buy one for me, and then I got to send one to Sean at Echoes.
There you go. Well, come join us.
You know, I'm
Oh,
gonna
God,
have,
how
You'll
big
just
that
have to
Come,
Can
on,
you,
come over to the dark side.
come
There you go.
join his
Patreon. I love
Patreon.
it.
He's
There you go.
it's coming out real soon.
yeah, for
November.
$5 a month. You know, I can do that.
$3.99. It's even cheaper. It's even cheaper. We're cheap.
Look at that.
We're cheap.
Whatever.
Save that dollar.
But the
That's
thing
right.
is, no, the thing is, seriously, I've been trying to get Sean at Echoes a high-proof Corbin
Oh.
Cash
Dude.
bourbon.
Well,
150 proof.
It's 150 proof. You're not going to find anything better than
Pretty
that.
high, Mark.
Yeah.
Well, you know, that's what Sean likes. You guys know Echoes.
Yeah.
He likes some
Yes,
hot
he
rye.
likes it really high proof. That's what he goes
High-proof
for.
fries. That's what he likes.
But Brian, it doesn't really.
This
and
is
you
a
guys tried
bourbon.
tonight. It doesn't taste 150 proof. That's the crazy
Absolutely
thing.
not.
No, of
Yeah.
course not.
You would, if somebody told you it was 150, you'd think they were nuts.
Nuts.
Like
I would
it's
never think
not
that.
even close.
Nope. Which is great.
Sounds
It's
like
crazy.
OB1, don't it, Richie?
I just drank an
Oh,
ounce
yeah.
and a half of it. I'm feeling it now, but that's all good.
Yeah, yeah. That's the dangerous thing about it is
Yeah.
you're like, oh, this is nothing, and you have
Yeah,
a pour, a second pour, and then you're like, oh shit.
I'm fucked. Yeah. So there you
Yep.
go. Sorry, I didn't mean to cuss. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Oh,
It's all good, buddy.
All right.
Hopefully we're all adults here.
Yeah. I don't know how. Yeah.
I think everybody here is.
I bought that Green River store pick last weekend. Rick got one too. At,
Oh, nice.
High Cotton in Oxford, and it was 130 proof. It doesn't drink anything close to that.
It's crazy.
Sure don't.
But
I love Green River.
it'll
You love
show.
Green River, don't you? I mean, I'm
Green River's
finding
really
Green
good.
River to be the new Bardstown. You know, the new up and comer, like Bardstown was a few
Bardstown
years
bought
ago.
them.
Yeah, they're one and the same basically.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I had a wheel horse pick. You know, I got 3 bottles of David and Jamie's wheel horse Green
Yeah.
River pick.
It's a good bottle.
I heard
That
that.
wheel
I
horse
had
pick
3
was
of them. We
phenomenal.
went through 3 of those bad boys.
Woo!
I wish
There you
I
go,
had
Mark.
one, Mark.
I
I got a wheel horse. Yeah.
Hey, I need a party with Mark. Mark seems like a fun guy. Me and you,
Oh, Mark's a great fun guy. Yes.
I'm ready to party with Mark.
I think Laura and Troy sold more of that pick than they did.
I do think we sold a lot of their pick for
I
them.
bought 3 bottles myself. So
I just watched-
talking about it.
David
Me
just
and y'all
did like a
three all
bar
together,
tour in his new home, and he showed the box where he's like, "These are the leftovers of our wheel horse pick." He goes, "I stopped advertising because this is all that's left."
But yeah, I do think
Did,
we helped sell a few of those
Without a
bottles
doubt.
for sure.
We met
Hey,
those
did any
guys.
of y'all get their? I'm curious. Did any of y'all get their 13 colony pick?
Mm-mm.
No. Mm-mm.
Didn't get it.
Nobody did.
No.
I got one. I got one of them. Man,
What do you think of it?
It was something.
Yeah.
I was just curious what somebody else would think about it.
Didn't get
Was it a rye or bourbon?
It was
Bourbon.
a bourbon.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
137 proof, right?
I heard it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh.
When I first tried it, it was, I mean, ethanol out the wazoo. But then,
Oh, really?
after it settled for a little while, you know, it's like anything else. It got pretty good. So it's pretty good now. But boy, when I first tried it, it about knocked the socks off.
You know, I got the same thing off the regular cask strength, and I wonder if it has to do with the bottle and the neck pour of the bottle.
Oh, that's a
Because
good
once
point,
Once I
Gabe.
let that open up, it was
That's a
fantastic.
good point.
But
It's a
That's
weird
very
bottle
good.
for sure.
It is a
that
weird
bottle
bottle.
was
It's a
something
long
weird.
neck. Yeah, it's a long neck.
Yeah.
But I'm going to use it. You know what it's great for? Cocktail smoker.
Ooh.
Like you get the smoke gun, pour the cocktail in the bottle,
Yeah.
hit the smoke in there, let it sit because it's not going to come out that tube.
Right.
Let it sit and then pour it right into your glass.
Ryan, you're a genius. Genius.
Well, I only saw it. I was at Buffalo Distilling a couple weeks ago, and they did it, and I was like,
There you
"Oh,
go.
shit, that's a
There you
great
go.
idea." And I've got a bottle that's almost killed here, and that's what it's going to become, my cocktail smoker.
Oh, good.
So, Brian, I told a story a long time back about how to get the smoke flavor in your whiskey.
Yep.
And
Okay.
it's actually the magazine that Shauna was talking about that I sent her for her to get some of her trivia questions out of. Is where I read about it. And you just put you some water in a pan on a grill and let it get the smoke flavor in the water, and then you freeze it into an ice cube. Put the ice cube in your whiskey.
Oh, that
okay.
sounds sweet.
That's interesting.
Like putting the water in a smoker.
you
Also,
had
you
David
can
Ice
take smoked
Cube.
water, like if you're making some soup or something, and give it a smoky flavor.
Okay.
So,
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Someone was watching and said that it sounded like I was muted.
No, you're
Oh.
good.
I think there was a couple times that I saw your mouth moving that I didn't hear you, but I don't know.
You were talking about
Well,
taters, so we actually muted you.
No, I was
That's
trying.
what it was.
I was trying to tell Rick that I opened up that Allman Brothers 3 chords the other night.
Is that good?
It was okay the first time, but I think I went back to it because he had said to let it open up a little bit, and it's better
Yeah.
the second time for sure.
Can I-
yes,
real quick.
yes. Actually,
Larry-
Mr. Richie J there on the screen is the one. He's the one that got me to try it the second time around because
Is that the
he
Eat a
got
Peach?
one of the bottles that I got.
Yeah, the peach
I
one.
shared it
Yeah.
with him, and we opened my bottle. Well, I had, and I tried it, and then he came over here and sat down, and we both tried it, and I was like, "Man, yeah, it's a lot better than it was neck cold."
Yeah, it was a lot better. It was really. It's kind of astounding how much better it was after that second time I tried it. You know?
So you
Yeah,
guys
And I hadn't been
enjoy
drinking
that,
anything else either. So.
It was kind of
enjoy
muted.
that 3-quart Allman
Yeah.
Brothers then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then I have to buy it because I only saw the Allman Brothers like 4 times. when
Oh,
they
that
were playing.
Mark,
That's
that's
all.
amazing. That's amazing. That's awesome. That's
Man,
freaking
I've
amazing.
seen him
You
like
should've got
20
up on my
times.
lazy butt
20
and seen him a few
times.
more
I'm
times,
going
Mark.
to date myself, people.
Damn it,
New
that's
Year's
awesome.
Eve, 74, the Cal Poly Palace in San Francisco.
Oh
we
man.
We had Charlie Daniels,
Oh, my
Marshall
God.
Tucker,
Oh,
the
my God.
Allmans, and the Dead. And they
Can
played
you
Oh,
right
man.
up
Can
till the morning.
you imagine what that was like? Just think about that right there. What he just said. Can
What
you imagine?
what venue?
The Cow Palace in
Cow
San
Palace.
Francisco.
The Cow Palace.
Wow.
Mark, Mark,
yeah.
how do you remember anything from that night? Is my question. How do
Well, you know,
yeah,
after
exactly.
many, considering
God,
what we
you
were
ain't heard
doing.
half of it yet, man.
I know there's somebody here.
Fortunately, I was only smoking illegal shit in those days.
There you go.
I was too young to drink, and you know that's all we were doing.
That's awesome.
Hey,
I
in
love-
74, I was only a year old.
I love Mark. Mark's awesome.
Yeah.
I was
Hey, on
just
that
gonna
vein, I'll tell you another one that shocked me about after it was open for a little while. Has any of y'all tried the Hell House? Talking about Leonard Skinner. Have you tried Leonard Skinner's
No.
Hell House?
No, I haven't.
No, huh?
The first time I tried it, me and Rick got some, and first time I tried it, I was like, no.
No.
But the next time when I went back about 2 weeks later, it was great. It was almost like apple pie. I mean, it was
Really?
crazy. Yeah, I mean, it was
They
crazy.
tricked me on a blind with it, and I liked it.
Yeah.
There you go.
So what's the deal with 3-quart then? When you first open it, it's not that great, but you let the bottle.
It's a lot of ethanol and kind of a bitterness.
Yeah.
But it kind of
Right, and
fades
then you
and
let
goes
it
away.
open, you know, a week or 2 later, and it sounds like the stuff is totally
No, 2 or 3
awesome. This
days.
stuff's not that expensive, from what I can tell.
No, it's
No, it's
50
not.
bucks. It's only 50
only-
bucks.
The only
Yeah.
3-quart I've had is the corn whiskey that's finished in the honey barrels, and that was on Laura's
Yes.
recommendation.
I got
And
that.
that is good.
That was solid.
It's very
Yeah.
good. Very good.
It's a good light, like I mean, it's not light and
Yep.
proof, but it's a nice
Yep.
light summertime pour. Like I
Agreed.
drank that all summer last summer.
Can I say something? Larry 3R in the chat mentioned Benchmark Foolproof. I wish I could find one of our patrons sent. I can't find it in Maryland, but for $19.99,
It's
Benchmark
fantastic.
Foolproof is
Yep.
probably one of the better. I mean, how do you beat that for that price?
You can't.
Holland Barn.
You can't. You can't.
You know what we
The
do
benchmark
here.
ball and bond is really good too.
I'm
Yeah.
going to give you guys a thing that we do here in our house.
Yeah.
We'll take the benchmark foolproof and we'll mix it 50-50 with BTAC, with Buffalo Trace.
Really?
So that way,
BTAC.
because it's the same mash bill, and all you're doing is proofing it down and giving it a little more age.
Yeah, give it more age. Yeah, I like
You're
that.
proofing it down. Let's see. What are you proofing it down to? Like
Mark is a
110
mad scientist too.
My blend
Not
last
the Buffalo Trace, which you could stand to do.
Yeah, my blend with the Bakers the last time was the Benchmark Full Proof, Eagle Rare, and John J. Bowman Single Barrel.
Oh,
and they
Yes.
rated
the
it
Area
like
51
100.
Alien blend.
Yeah, they rated
It was
it
good.
148, but cask 529s was rated like 151 or something.
See,
I
my
got beat out.
mistake. My mistake with them was I gave them all 4 really
What's up,
high
Dennis
proof
Trish?
whiskeys.
Haven't seen you in here yet.
You know, I gave them an Old Soul sample. I did a blend with Larceny. Was it Larceny, Old Soul? Everything was like 117 to like 125 proof.
right.
That was just too hot.
Not for them.
No, I mean, seriously,
Never
I
know.
had
You never know.
I had a Blue Note store pick that Adam sent me.
Nice.
I have my
Brian
Larceny-
likes that.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian loves Blue Note.
Oh, we went.
Oh man, send me all the Blue Note.
Brian,
Send him all. Send him samples.
You know what? Blue Note almost like I had. So I will say Wheel Horse too. I only had the Wheel Horse like standard, like what is it, 101 proof, the standard bourbon. I had that and I thought it was terrible. I had the Blue Note and I thought it was. I had 3 different Blue Notes and they were all terrible.
Oh no.
And it
Oh,
almost stopped me from drinking any Green River. But these
Oh, no.
these Green
Appreciate
Rivers
it,
with the
Dennis.
Horseshoe are, I think they're all good. I haven't had a bad
There you
one
go.
yet.
There
Yeah,
you go.
well, the higher the proof, because the Wheel Horse we had was 117, and that made a huge difference.
See, the standard 101 just tasted like honestly like corn liquor. It was just, it tasted super young. It was not.
It's
good.
all just corn liquor, Brian.
Well, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Right.
Seriously, on the
An
Blue
astute
Note,
observation. Thank you.
The roommate really
That
loved
whiskey
it.
road
We went
pick,
through
that was
2
good.
bottles. I got one from Major Zero. I did a Scotch trade with him, and then I did a trade with Sean for one of his. And the single barrel 120 plus proof Blue Notes were really nice.
Like
Yeah,
I
I've
said,
got-
I've
I've got
had
a
3 and I don't get it. In the Blue Notes, I was so excited about. Like people were saying things like snickerdoodles and butterscotch and
Yeah, that was
blah, blah,
me, Snickerdoodle. Yeah.
And I was like, holy
Ours like
shit,
popcorn.
this
Ours is
hot
like buttered
trash.
Yeah.
popcorn.
So our Blue Note single barrel that we got was, straight up buttered popcorn.
Really? I wish I could find one like that. I
got the
haven't.
Crossroads. I didn't care. I got the Crossroads, and I didn't care for it. But some of the stores was pretty good.
The Crossroads is the French oaked one.
I'm
think
not
so.
really sure.
I think
Double
so,
bear. It's double
Yeah, I
bear.
think
It's
it
like a finished one of some kind, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Brian, a long time ago, I sent you a sample of their cask finish series or something, and I don't know. You liked it, but you said there was just too much going on.
Yeah.
Because there was like 4 different finishes in it or something. But
Yeah.
I really liked it, and I went with Major Zero about 2 months ago to Blue Note, and they actually had like a case of it left, and I was able to get another bottle of it.
Oh,
because I
nice.
really like it. But that one's definitely different from those that you didn't really like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And they've got a honey cask series now, which is honey cask bourbon and honey cask rye, and the rye is actually 117 proof, and it's pretty good actually.
I just saw somebody posted a picture of it, and I was like, and then like I'm not going to get fooled. It's like I'll try.
I'm
a
afraid
sample.
to send you one.
I'm not
afraid
going
to
to
send
get
you
fooled
any.
by it. It's like the Jim Beam. Like everybody was high on the Jim Beam, the black 7-year, and I bought it, and I was like, oh, this is fine.
We were not.
And then, like
We
I
were
got
not.
fooled again, and then like this Winter Reserve, I'm like itching to buy one, But I
I've
know
not
I'm
even
old.
seen one, but it's so rated highly by everybody.
I think
know,
this
and
is
it's
the
only
first I've
better-
heard about it. I don't watch enough
It's
whiskey
better
to
than the
apparently.
7-year. It
I
has a
see
lot
the
of cinnamon in it.
Sunshine Blend everywhere. I've not seen a Winter
Oh,
Reserve
geez.
anywhere.
Yeah.
I feel
I just
like I
saw
have no
there's
idea
a
what you're
store I
talking
went to
about.
today had a bunch on the shelf. It was $35, and I was like,
Yeah.
and then I
Sip it
stopped
out.
myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Todd, you remember when you were asking me about like the most disappointing whiskeys?
Yeah.
You can add that Jim Beam 7-year
Nice.
black
Oh, yeah,
to
that's
that
right.
list.
I didn't. I didn't try that.
Especially after everybody.
I bought a 375 for $11. So
No.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's cheap.
good
It's
pro-
definitely cheap.
I mean, it's cheap. Yeah. So how
it's a
disappointing?
primer bourbon.
Yeah.
That's one that Mr. Ricky let me sample.
The BTAC and the Old Forester 100s, which are two low-proof, cheap bourbons that we keep in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Those are our drinkers, and it failed.
Oh.
Roommate didn't like it either. So we'll just stick with our BTAC and our Old Forester 100.
Well, there you go.
You mean Buffalo Trace?
Can't beat
Regular
that.
Buffalo Trace?
Yeah, just regular 90 proof Buffalo Trace. And like I said, we like to mix that with the benchmark full proof because it gets you a little bit higher proof. It gets you like 110
Yeah.
proof.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It proofs
You're
it up
basically-
and gives it a little age. And
For
that's
20 bucks.
in the sweet spot.
We put it on a rock, so it really, it gets rid of the ethanol, and it's really nice sipping thing.
There you go on the rocks, Mark. I hear
put
you.
Buff-
Mark
you
is-
put
Mark
Buffalo
is
Trace
like-
right in the sweet
Nice
spot.
man
there.
earlier, Dave.
We're gonna change the world.
No,
Dave,
no.
I got a question for you. What was I going to ask you? Oh,
Was that your question? Do you want him to read your mind? Is that the question?
Yes.
Oh, I was
Try
going to ask
walking
if you
into the
went to
room
Old
again.
Dominic with Major Zero. Did you guys get to Old Dominic?
Yes, had that old fashioned made with the duck fat infused
Duck
bourbon.
fat.
Oh my God, was it?
What?
It's the best old fashioned I've ever had in
I
my
can
life.
only imagine.
It was so good.
So,
So what
so
do you
we
think
just
of
had a
Old
fat washed
Dominic?
whiskey,
Oh,
a fat
Yeah.
washed whiskey
Fat washed.
cocktail.
Yep.
So
Where
what do
was
you
it?
think of Old Dominic? Are they
Is
good?
it bacon?
Oh, I love the cash
don't-
strength.
it
I've got
was-
two
Butter?
single
Was
barrels
it
that
at
are
Pilot
awesome.
House?
All right,
Now-
so I'll have to wait till
No.
somebody does another YouTube pick because
Maybe
Old
it was a
Dominic
Rogue.
doesn't make it to L.A.
Oh, I think you'd like it.
It was
I
amazing.
got a
Mike-
132 proof one. It's just fantastic.
I can
Mm.
imagine.
Is it correct that they are phasing the Huling station out?
Yes. Yep.
I
Yep.
have one like half bottle of that left, and it's so good.
That's all I have, and that
Yeah.
like this is almost 2 years. I have nursed
Yeah.
this thing. I love
It's
it.
like one of the best wheat whiskeys out there, man.
Hello again. Whiskey friends are doing a pick of that.
Oh, really?
The Huling station.
Yep.
Oh.
Fueling station. They got a pick coming out.
So good.
Wow.
Really? Wow.
Yep.
Andy, you got a link you can post us?
Do I?
That's trash.
Mr. Richie, did you ever try my store pick from NT's?
Which one? The Hewling station?
Yeah, I don't know if you did.
I got one from there. It's
The
pretty
yellow
good.
label? The yellow label?
No, I didn't get the yellow label. I got the red label.
Mm.
So is the
Yeah.
red the wheated? Because
Uh,
this one is
Grab mine.
52% corn, 44% rye, 4% barley, and it's good.
I don't know.
You know, it's sourced. All the Hewling stations
Yeah,
are sourced.
it's
Comes down to
MGP.
something. Old Dominic's going to be their own juice. You know?
Yeah,
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
and is that why they're phasing it out? Because they don't need to source anymore, basically.
I
guess
think so.
That's it,
Yeah.
Really. Yeah.
That's
But I've got
114.
an Old Dominic pick from a local store, and it's I can't brag on it. I mean,
Oh.
I can drink it, but I can't brag on it. Now I want to try another one. You know.
So the that Bourbon Together group that I'm in on Facebook is they actually have an Old Dominic pick coming in November or December that they're pretty high on. So we'll see.
Yeah.
What was the name of that group again?
It's called Bourbon Together. It's on Facebook. And I have no
was
like
typing
it
away
is.
after you said
I'm
that,
not
but-
affiliated with it other than being a member who buys the picks. So
It's called Poor Decisions, and
They do. We don't have a Facebook group.
Is Brian Fisher involved in that?
he is not involved in it, but he's the one who invited me. Like he was in it before I was. I honestly, I think the guy who runs it is down in Florida or something.
Oh,
is that the group he got kicked out of for
No,
dogging on a Woodinville
that's
pick?
the group. That's the group where he got his name from. So it was the Buffalo Bourbon Enthusiast, and they kicked him out, and he was like, "Screw you guys, I'm the Buffalo Bourbon Enthusiast."
Oh wow, that's hilarious.
That's great.
Good for
Yeah.
him.
Funny.
I cannot even find this group. There's
So-
so
I
many
like giving him
bourbon
crap.
groups.
So
I
he
can-
sent us
you-
that Woodinville pick that he hated. It was not that bad.
No.
Well,
and
okay,
that's
the
what got him
problem with
kicked
that
out.
pick is every sip it got worse though. So normally, a lot of times you like build on what you taste, and it kind of just like every sip got worse. So if you
That
were
doesn't
drinking
sound
a
very
lot
good.
of it was not. Yeah, it like started out like this is good, and then by the end of the glass, it was like this is meh.
But he had like a visceral reaction to that pick, and it was just meh.
Yeah,
He's pretty animated anyway. Whenever he drinks, whenever he has a sip,
Yes.
whether he still
Picked
likes
out.
it or not, right off the way, the way his facial expressions are.
I mean, he was talking like it was the worst thing he'd ever tasted, and it was not great, but it was not bad.
Yeah, no. And the thing, like, in the whole issue with that is the group got all butthurt because he said, "This is like
They
honestly."
kicked him out.
His first reaction was just to give some notes that weren't necessarily game. He didn't trash it, but they kicked him out because they didn't want to hear it. And I'm like, you know what?
Wow.
If you
I mean the notes had to have been really bad to get kicked
really,
out.
really bad.
We
Like
appreciate your
this
feedback.
tastes like garbage and sewage.
If any of you guys get our Westward picks and you trash them, I'm not kicking you out.
We're out.
no trash.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
We've had picks and people don't like them, and I'm like, that's fine. Like who cares? Like, don't drink it. I'll buy a second
Yeah.
bottle.
Exactly.
Hey, Troy, there's no way that Dave and I are going to trash your Westward pick after you blinded us the way you did with that one.
Yeah. I'm a cast strength
You know,
lover now of that.
I mean, you're talking a guy that's drinking Kilcoman Sangria tonight, and I love American single malt. Now, explain that one. Like Dave being a bourbon guy drinking American single malt.
I mean, good
Yeah, he
whiskey's
tricked
good
me,
whiskey.
though.
There's
You
no
know,
explanation
exactly.
necessary.
It's
You
just,
taste
you know,
it,
when-
it's fantastic.
When you
That's
make
it.
good whiskey, it doesn't matter what people are normally used to. They're going to drink good whiskey.
Yep.
Speaking of picks, can I share something?
Absolutely, please do.
So I got a bottle of Old Soul in Massachusetts, and I absolutely loved it. Like, killed it like that. And we did a review video that got hardly any views. But then I did a bottle kill short. It was, I do this done or buy another one, and it got like 11,000 views. I have no
There you
idea
go.
how or why. I don't know
This is
what
short.
the secret formula was.
Just short.
But the guy who is like distribution for Cathead Distillery on the East Coast contacted me and said that we just got distribution in New York State and we're looking for a store who would want to do a pick. And I talked to the woman down the road at the local store, and that store in Bourbon School, we're going to be doing the first Old Soul pick in New York State.
Congrats,
Nice.
that's awesome.
Congrats.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Pretty excited,
Midnight
yeah.
Liquor?
So I mean, it's
That's
only going to be
cool.
available locally, but I mean, hand deliveries can be arranged. So
I was
but
going to
I'm-
say,
I'm-
we know a guy.
yeah,
That's right.
Good stuff.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm pretty excited. It was a good week. We hit 2,000 this week. Our glasses came in. We did the Old Soul pick. It's been a good week, so I'm happy.
We
Cheers.
have got to
Hey.
get Baker
Nice.
drinks to 2,000.
Here's the-
Oh, they're
We're-
they're
I
getting.
know someday.
We're never going to
Oh
get
my
there. It's
gosh.
fine.
Oh, you'll
It's
be at
killing me.
3,000 soon.
We've
Me and
been
Rick's
like
about 2.5
1950 for a year.
Oh, are you kidding me?
No.
You'll get there. That's-
Todd, hey, Todd, you got to put it out on your channel.
I will.
They need to subscribe to Baker Drinks, and
Hell yeah, let's
and
get them to see that.
They can't get any of the hazmat pick unless they
There you go.
subscribe.
That's
You
right.
only let them buy a hazmat if they subscribe to
Gandy,
Baker.
you just went off for yourself. That's what it is, because you know you'll get it all then.
I've already
That's
subscribed
enough
to
of
both,
that
so
70% muffin.
The goals
Yeah.
are Baker's to
Honestly,
2,000.
we got to get Farley Stacy to
Yes.
1,000
That's
That's
crazy.
the
That's
other
a
one.
crazy that she
That's
doesn't
true,
have
too.
because
that.
she puts out
That's
way
crazy.
better content than we do.
No
Baker's
doubt
to
about that.
2,000,
No.
Stacy to 1,000, and then
Holy
Buffalo Bourbon
Stacy,
Enthusiast
that
to
was
she's my
1,000.
Irish guru, man.
She's awesome. I love Stacey.
Yeah,
Thank you for the kind
Farley
words.
Stacy, right? Is that what you
Yeah,
guys said?
Stacy.
yeah.
Four Leaf Whiskey is her channel
I've never
name.
come across her, so I'll go look it up. Thanks.
Yeah,
Oh.
you
She's
are-
in chat right now.
Go do
Meet
it.
her
Four Leaf
in
Whiskey.
person.
Yeah.
She is the Irish whiskey guru.
Oh,
without
absolutely.
a doubt.
Absolutely.
Without a doubt.
She's got an
Troy, can I
amazing
get your
palate.
ear for a
Not even
minute,
Irish.
man?
She has a great palate for everything, not just Irish whiskey though. I don't know. I mean, she does know her Irish whiskey, but she can hold anything really.
And an
Her
incredible database of
description's
information.
way better.
Correct.
than-
Yeah,
Correct.
we did a live stream with her. It's been a long time ago now, maybe close to a year, where we had sent her some Irish that she had had before,
Okay.
and she got the samples in, and she did so much research on them. She was like talking way above our heads.
Oh, really?
And we're like this. We're these people like, yeah, it tastes pretty good.
Yeah.
So she is so knowledgeable about all things Irish, though. It's amazing to just hear her talk. She knows so much, and she knows so many people in that Irish community.
Did you guys see her like Instagram when she went over to Ireland like a week and a half ago? Oh my God, it was amazing. I like live vicariously through her like posts.
I think she actually got
Instagram
voted
lately.
one of the top ambassadors.
She should.
by the Irish distillers. Actually
that-
voted her as one of the top ambassadors of
Really?
Irish whiskey. And
Yeah, it was
That-
like an award or like she was nominated for an award or something, right?
Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
she's a real
Very
deal.
well
I mean,
deserved. Yeah,
Yep.
she is the real deal.
yeah.
Super nice too.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
love
believe
it.
it actually
Right.
does, and she's
You
really cool.
got a subscriber for her tonight, so good job.
Yeah,
Dave.
Nice.
all right.
Thanks, Mark.
She usually goes live. She usually goes live on Sunday night at
She goes live on Sundays. Yep.
6. Yeah,
Stacy
Eastern.
is
never
Stacy
seen that
is
one.
knowledgeable.
Whose time?
Eastern, 6 Eastern.
Forget it. 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Sunday in LA. I'm out and about.
She's knowledgeable.
That's
She's classy.
That's okay. You can watch the
Go.
replay, Mark.
I love replay.
There you go. Don't everybody speak at once.
I know.
She's dropping knowledge in the chat right now.
Yep, dead rabbit. Yep. She's just like boom. That's the thing. You name a whiskey and she's like, oh, that's da. And you're just like, I want to know if it's good or not. But she'll tell you where it's from, who distilled it. Like, it's incredible.
And if it's good or not.
Yeah, and if
After
it's
all
good or
that
not,
stuff.
I
absolutely.
just hope you all stay away from proper number 12. That stuff.
Why?
That stuff is.
That
That
is
is
terrible.
Traveler. I
Proper
think those
12
people-
green apple.
No, proper 12 Irish.
We have the green apple.
The
It's
green
gone
apple's
now.
not
Oh
bad.
no, his son drank it all. That's right.
No, that
The
proper
green apple's not
12
terrible.
And that Traveler's whiskey, those two things belong in the same place, a trash can.
Okay.
Hey, Troy, did you understand my email?
Let me look at your email. Hold on.
Stacy is at 884. If anybody in the chat is not subscribed to 4 Leaf Whiskey, go do that. Let's go.
Please.
Do it. Let's go.
All right.
Rick, I don't have any
I'll-
email from you.
Well, I guess I'm number 884
You
then.
didn't get one
There
about
you go.
the bottle? I sent you a couple extra bottles with extra samples.
Oh, yeah. You sent the shipping information and said there's a couple extra in there. Yeah.
Right. So those are extra bottles that you can either give away, like you was talking about extra
Yep.
bottles to give away, or I sent the samples so that y'all can try the samples without having to open the bottles. If you want to keep one of the bottles, that's perfectly fine with me too. Or you can keep both bottles and send out samples, whatever.
Okay.
That's
Sounds good.
That's awesome. We appreciate you, buddy. We will.
And you have a blind. I sent you a
Yeah,
blind.
you said you got an updated blind in there as well. I tell you what, that last blind you sent where it was like one of yours and then 3 others, that was
I think it was 2 of his and then 2
Was it
picks
2
from
and 2?
someone else. Yeah.
Okay. That was a pretty cool blind.
Except for that Crittenden. It was gross.
Yes, Laura's just not liking the Crittenden.
Not at all.
It's not for me.
You don't understand. Was it the pecan?
Yeah,
Was it
Yeah, that one was the
I
pecan
like
was in the
it.
blind. I didn't
Yeah,
like
I
that
like
one,
the
and I
pecan.
don't like this one either.
This was toasted pecan and sherry or something like that.
I don't know. I think
Might
it's,
have been the same thing.
maybe it's their base whiskey. I
Same
don't
thing,
like.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same one.
Oh, it's the same one.
Okay, well I'm consistent, I guess.
Yep.
All right,
So, guys,
Well, I'm actually
we're
sipping
running.
I'm sipping on a pour of one of the bottles I sent you.
Okay.
Extra bottles.
Awesome.
Not
Awesome.
one for the contest. One of the extra bottles.
Right on.
They have Crittenden's has a cigar cut now,
Ooh.
and I got one of those last weekend. It's pretty good.
Okay.
It is
What do
good.
they do that makes it a cigar cut?
It's got like it's been in
Gosh, I
like
don't
4
like it.
different barrels. It's
Cognac, Armagnac.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. It's like
Dave's got like an armload of whiskey there.
He's doing a blend right now. We got K. Luke. That's a good choice. K. Luke.
Is that match one?
Dave's just silently flexing there.
Oh my gosh.
He's gonna. What else?
In
We
his,
got?
in his bat
You're
cave
muted.
of bourbon.
Yeah.
That
There
was
you go.
batch 1
I got that
Batch
up
one.
here.
for Laura.
Jack Daniel's 12. Oh yeah.
Nice.
And for Troy.
So
Russell's 15. Is this gonna be your blend?
Is this your blend, Dave?
Don't pull him up reflecting there, Dave.
Go earlier.
I'm sure it's gonna be awesome.
Well done, Dave. Well done.
I got the ultimate flexed on when one of the streams we went backstage or whatever, and they're like, well, let's see your collection. And so I kind of took people around to see my puny little collection, and they're like, Dave, let me see your collection. And then Dave
man.
starts showing his collection. Oh, you want to talk about flexed on, man? It was
It
all
takes
over
like an
the-
hour to get through it all.
That
A lot of
first
shelves.
That
I wanna
first
go-
shelf, I was blown away.
I want to go to
After the
Dave's
first
house.
shelf.
I want to be at Dave's house. That's what I want to be.
I'm telling you, don't we all?
Come on,
I
Dave.
told
Good night.
Gandy though, my blend this year, the components are all better than the actual blend together. We'll see what Troy and Laura think, but we'll see.
I love that when we had you on, we were talking about your shelf space and that you were out of shelf space, and it convinced your wife to let you have another shelf. And I feel like you've had a couple more shelves since then.
He's taken over the whole basement.
Yeah, she said I could have 3. I've got 4 now, and I'm working on the bottom shelf of the 4th one. So we'll see what happens if I get a 5th one or not.
Come on, Dave.
And they're deep too. They're not
I see you
little
looking
shelves.
over
They're
to the
deep.
left there.
She's gonna make you give up some guitar space.
No, she's been really cool about it. I've got. Let's see. I'm retiring the end of May, so
God bless you, Dave.
I'm.
Yeah.
That's why I'm going hard and heavy. Actually, going to Kentucky and Tennessee next week. Going to see Gandy. We might hook up with Whiskey Weather too on Tuesday.
Oh, nice.
Brandon, yeah.
That sounds
so,
fun.
So that'll be fun and. A
How
lot of
cool was
hunting.
that when he called you guys out live on TV?
Oh my God! It was so.
It was fun.
In the middle
I've
of
got
this weather,
Yeah, we both
there's
did weather
there's
for
something
that
going
night.
on up here, and Gandy Rhodes watching from Kentucky, and
They said there's a like a something northerly going on. Yeah.
I think we just need to plan a meetup at Dave's house.
I think there you go, Ryan. You're onto something.
Hey,
You're
a
onto
retirement party at my house. How about
Not
that?
even
I
your
love it.
There you
neighborhood
go.
or your area, just your house.
Yeah, just your house. Let's go. Ryan,
Let's do
I'm
it.
with
I'm
you.
there.
Me and Todd will
I'm
spearhead
there.
it.
We are. I'm down with that. I'm down with that.
So everybody on screen, maybe except for Todd, has a blend and blend vent.
I don't have a. Yeah, I don't. I'm not Lancey Flaherty or Jonathan Mazziano. I don't
Are you-
pretend to blend.
Are you filled up, Troy?
You don't have one, Rob?
No, I started putting a couple together, and it just didn't taste right.
Because
And
you were
I don't have
using
a- I
Claremont
don't have a-
Steep.
Absolutely.
There's the rabbit hole.
Absolutely. It had a fishy.
That's great.
It had a fishy taste to it.
I've never heard that on a whiskey. Never heard that at all.
Trout.
That's great.
Hey, I just sent 3 bottles of Russell's 15 to Troy, and you got it.
There you go. You send me 3 bottles of Russell's 15, you win.
That's right.
Oh wow.
End of story.
Maybe a couple shots of Jack Daniels in there, and maybe champagne for Laura.
Well, that's 3 bottles. I mean, he just blends them together. He has his 3 bottles of blended
Cheers,
together.
Keith.
It can
What's
be
up, Keith
all
B?
Russell's 15 and just a splash and a splash of whatever else you want on there, right?
Russell's 15 with a splash of Russell's 15.
Yeah, the funny thing is we don't see
Well,
Russell
the next
15 here
thing.
like on the shelf. If it does, it's like $500. Like that's
Right.
crazy.
Over
Yeah.
here we see it for $400, which what's it
Oh,
supposed to be
geez.
in the tubes?
$250.
$250.
I paid
I've only seen it in Dave
$249.99.
Burbanks front seat.
How
And
did
that's
you get
retail,
that in
right, Troy?
Washington? We never see that.
We got it in
here.
Oregon. We didn't get it in Washington.
So one of
Well,
our
we didn't
patrons
get
got
any
this
of it
for
in
in
California.
Oregon. One of our
It
patrons
never
got it in Oregon
showed
for
up
us.
in
$250.
California.
Yeah,
Is that ABC
And-
controlled or something?
and we got a tip when it was going to drop, and I showed up at the store. I was like 3rd in line. It was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
You were
That's
lucky.
great.
Good. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I looked for it here and it never showed up.
It's so freaking good. I've drank half the bottle
Yeah.
already, and I don't want to drink
Yeah,
any
I
more of it.
think Troy got lucky that he got the tip that he heard it was going to drop, because I think there may have only been like 3 bottles and you were 3rd in line or something. It
Oh,
was
there
like,
you go.
Oh, right on.
yeah, it was
Hell
very
yeah.
good luck, good fortune to
Better be lucky than
told
good
that.
sometimes.
Right.
Better be lucky than good.
But now, since it's like allocation season, every time Troy has a Wednesday off or a Friday off, because those are when they get their drops
Yep.
at the store closest to us, he makes sure he like goes down there and is there by the time before they open.
That
And
sounds like dedication to me.
yeah, and it has been the lines have been getting longer. So he's been having to show up just a little bit earlier each time, to make sure he's near the front
I
of
mean,
the
I'm
line.
making lots of good friends, and it's a really fun time down there. I typically don't buy anything though, so like the last 3 or 4 times I didn't buy anything that they dropped, and it's always like Blanton's Eagle Rare, Weller
Yeah.
Special Reserve,
Come on,
McKenna
Troy. Come on,
10,
Troy. You can
all
tell
all
us.
these
Go
tater
ahead.
bottles. I just
go
go down
ahead.
there, I hang out. So basically,
We want the like ultimate tater bottle. We don't want these basic tater bottles.
Right, exactly.
when Coy Hill shows
You want
up,
the
I will
loaded
be a
potato.
buyer.
There you go.
Yes.
Yes, I like the fully loaded baked potato.
There you go.
But honestly, it's more just about hanging out with like-minded people, talking whiskey in the mornings, and just having some fun. The store opens up, we all go and we take a look, and I usually just like, guys, I'm gonna pass. I'll see you later.
We're talking about whiskey on here. I must be on the wrong channel. I'll see y'all.
Talking about Russell's 15, that's the first release I've ever seen that was so highly anticipated and actually lived up to expectations.
Yep.
Everybody I've heard from, and I listen to a lot of Whiskey Tube, Bourbon of the Year.
Yeah, it is mine.
And
It's
that's
mine.
the first time I've ever seen that kind of thing.
I mean, Ron, you've tried it. What do you think?
Yes, I've been fortunate enough to have a sample of it. Yes.
And does it live up to the hype for you?
Yeah, it's good. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But that's it. Just you look at like the OGD 16.
Yeah.
There was a lot of back and forth with that one, right? I mean, everybody, the expectations were really high, and it just for some people it didn't live up to it. So
Yeah. Well, you'll get to try that Tuesday.
There you go.
I love when Dave comes in town. Let's just put it that way. It's a good time for me.
You guys in need of a new riff?
Yeah,
Dave, I'm still contemplating that Nashville trip.
Yeah, I'll be there Thursday. I know that's a long drive for you, though, Rick.
It's not too bad. It's about three and a half hours, but I'm just not sure I need to do it. But
Right.
I'll let you
I
know.
understand. Okay. We'll get together sometime. We got to talk guitars and amps and all the good stuff.
There you
Yeah.
go.
And
So
Troy,
has
he just
anybody?
gave up on getting his band started. I mean, Steven's
Yeah,
not
we
on
got-
here. He works nights and
Yeah, we got to do the Baker's intro music.
I'm
we
telling
gotta
you, you
come
guys
up with
record something for me. We'll put it on the
Yep.
show.
And Richie's a guitar player and a first-class singer. He has a
Oh,
wonderful
awesome.
voice.
Nice.
Wonderful. He's
Hey,
got the
we should
beard
have had
for
him.
it.
We should have had him singing for your 44th.
I should have, yes.
Oh. There. Stacy just said about the malted rye. So in our Facebook group, people have been posting, has anybody had its new riff, malted rye, barrel proof, finished in sherry casks?
Yeah. Oh, Gandy's got it all there.
I got,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Everybody's been raving about it. Is it that good?
Jeffrey Wack loved it.
It's
yeah,
awesome.
it's good. It's good.
Okay.
I like the they did this. They do that once a year. I like last year's better because it's a little bit higher proof. But this year's really good too.
Yeah, this one is what, 111.5 it
Yeah,
says?
last year's I think was like 128.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So,
So,
but
Troy, where's
you can't
our
find that
drummer band? I
anymore.
haven't seen
Yeah,
Z-Man.
Stacy, the sherry finish one. Yes.
You
Yeah.
need a drummer.
Z-Man,
Who's it?
where's Z-Man been? I haven't seen him in a while.
I was gonna say we haven't seen Z-Man tonight. He was our drummer, right?
I made Troy
yes.
get rid of his drum set. So otherwise he could be.
You're so mean.
Nobody
Sounds
wants
like
to hear
Troy was a
drum beats.
12-year-old boy.
Nobody wants to hear that in the middle of the night. He just like, I just hitting those. It just. We don't have a big enough house for a drum set. It needs to go outside, or it's got to be gone.
The drum set was actually right here where our studio
We
is.
had to get rid of it. Dang, so sad.
I'm so sad, too bad.
We can tell you're all tore up.
You can just use a snare drum, Troy. We'll do Ohio or something like that.
Right. So Complexopedia just showed up. He's asking what pours we had tonight. So we had a 150 proof bourbon from Corbin
There
Cash,
you
8
go.
years old.
There you go.
136 proof rye from Corbin Cash.
There you go.
And after that, there was some good stuff, but it's
It's
All blurred
it just-
together.
yeah, it got blurred.
it
got
yeah,
blurred.
it don't stand up to 150 and 136 proof
Yeah,
Corbin Cash.
exactly.
Yeah. The rest of what you had was cute. It was a good attempt.
Disagree with that statement. I did have some OB1 at 140 proof.
There you go.
Yeah,
I am drinking Green River store pick, 119 proof.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
Can't beat
I'm
that.
not sure why we're chanting
Obi-Wan
Ohio, but there you go.
140.
we will say Ohio.
Yep.
If only
Hey,
they
whoa,
would have
whoa, whoa, whoa.
beaten Oregon.
What's wrong with Ohio?
I don't have a problem with them. I wish they
the-
would have beaten Oregon.
The only
I just-
thing wrong with Ohio is they let the Ducks beat them tonight.
Oh,
And I
Ohio State.
cannot
Oh,
stand
you
the
guys-
Ducks.
Oh, Ohio
You
State.
guys are
Yeah.
Washington fans? University of
I
Washington.
didn't know you. I
Yeah,
didn't know
they're
you were talking.
UW fans.
You're talking to Ohio State. Oh,
Right.
that's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, no.
Yeah, they're big.
I would agree
Ron's
with
a
that.
Cincinnati man through and through. He doesn't. He's not an Ohio State fan.
Hey, Ron, what happened to the Bengals
okay.
last week? Ron, what happened to the Bengals last week?
Hey, buddy,
Uh,
you watch your step.
How did you lose that game? How did you lose that game?
With a lot of tears.
I think what they did was I believe they actually there's a school for the blind and deaf in Cincinnati, and I think they recruited there.
He tried to hold the snap of the extra
Yeah.
point, and
Yeah, listen,
I'm
Yeah.
I'm putting the blame solely on Joe Burrow's frosted tips.
I would too.
Yeah.
Brian, I would
Good
too.
God.
I would just shave
I mean,
it
what
off.
does he think?
I
What's he
think he was
thinking?
going for like the Eminem look. I don't get it.
It didn't work. It didn't work.
Awful.
No, it
Didn't
did
work.
not.
So I guess
mean-
I'm the only lucky one.
Got lots of people in Ohio.
Dennis
My
Trish
college
is in
team is
Ohio.
5-1 after going 3-9 last year.
Who are you talking about, Mark?
Arizona State, my alums.
Oh, okay. All right.
They're pretty
Yeah,
good.
What
They're
were
pretty
what
good.
were those 3 wins though? Because they almost beat Washington last year.
Almost.
I know. Well, we did beat Washington last year. 2 years ago we beat Washington.
2 years ago you beat Washington. Last
Yeah.
year you almost beat them.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, and now this coach got 60 new players in, and we're in a new league. We don't play you guys. We don't play Washington anymore, and we're 5-1.
No, because they're in the Big Ten with Maryland. Does that make a lot of
They're
sense?
in Big
No.
12.
Okay.
We're in the
Oh.
Big 12. We're in
Arizona's
the
a Big
Washington's Big Ten.
No, but Washington's Big Ten. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Washington can't travel. They win at home. They lose anytime they're not at home.
Because they got to travel across to Maryland now, for Christ's sakes. Jesus.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. What is this college football? Are they supposed to be like in school? Like I don't understand.
It's called big money football. Big money.
Exactly.
College is
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
for
true.
a football player.
I remember
Huskers
last
are
year's
trash
really
this year.
hashtag was always UW.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Stacey.
It was.
It's college football is going to be the Big Ten and SEC, and that's really all that matters. That's what it's going to be. It's what it is.
I think they're actually working on some kind of super league.
That's what it is. It's the Big Ten and SEC.
They're-
That's what it's going to be. If you're not in these leagues, you're done. You're done.
They're working on it.
ACC's done.
It
Big
may
12's
be
done.
very soon. That's
Yeah.
that's all there is.
That's it.
Anyway,
And then there's
thanks
second
for letting
tier.
me on, guys, and thanks for having some fun. And I'll catch you guys next
You
week.
know what? I've got to be there
Yes.
in
See you, Mark.
7 hours.
Take care, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
So,
Mark,
Oh,
it's been a
yeah,
pleasure.
yeah.
Yeah,
There you go.
guys, we're gonna go about another 5 minutes. We're gonna end it
All right.
at
I can hang that
9:30.
long. No, it's only 9:30. It's
And,
12:30
yeah.
here. Jesus. It's 12:30.
Yeah, I know. Hey, I could not. If I were you, I could
Oh.
not make it till 12:30. I'm
yeah,
an
I mean,
early to bed kind of
He
person.
drinks so much
Usually,
150 proof whiskey. I'm surprised he's still awake.
Usually 3 in the morning, but I'm usually rolling to bed
He's
on
a smart
Saturday.
man.
Oh gosh,
Don't even
I
start
can
that.
imagine that.
Here's the thing. I'm tailgating at the Ravens Commanders game tomorrow. It's 8
Oh,
o'clock
nice.
in the morning. So I'm like,
Oh,
you know what?
nice.
I got my kid. I got a free day out. So like, it doesn't matter. I don't have to worry about so I can just wake up, go to the tailgate, sober up, drink again. We're all good. We're all good.
Whoa. Time out. Troy had us up, me and Gandy.
Yeah.
He had us up till 3 o'clock in the morning, Ohio time.
Oh.
Yeah,
2 weeks
that was
ago.
when Laura went to bed, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I'm still
Yes.
awake for
Well,
like
it was-
I believe it was
another
voluntary,
half hour.
though. I don't think it was something that was mandatory. I think we volunteered to stay up.
I think once we were on, it was like, you
Well,
just got to stay.
Rob, it
We've
sounded like
had
it was a
some-
good. It sounded like it was a good night. That's
Oh,
what it
yeah,
yeah.
it was a great night.
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah, there you
We've had some pretty late after hours. We're still live though, so
Oh yeah.
Yeah, is anybody, are you, after the live, is anybody hanging out?
I think we're just gonna end it when we end it. Rick, if somebody else wants to pick up a live stream and you all jump on there, that's cool.
Or it'll be
Brian.
I'm not gonna close it. I'm not gonna. They can hang out back here after we
Yeah,
get
we'll-
off too.
We'll end the live stream. Laura and I,
Scream.
live stream.
Live scream.
Live
That's what it was
scream.
tonight.
We're
It was a
screaming.
scream.
Laura and I are gonna bail, but we'll leave it up if you guys want to hang out.
Well, Lauren, I
Well,
want to
if
thank
you
you
leave,
for having
Kim.
me on. Thank you guys for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Good seeing you, Todd.
Yeah,
Todd,
Todd,
Thank you.
this was so much fun.
Yeah,
Thank you
so-
for being
so much
here.
fun. Really
Looking forward to
appreciate it.
it was cool.
There you go. All right. Yeah, Wednesday be fun. So
And Todd, did you get my email?
I did. I sent you something back. Hopefully you got it.
Okay, yeah,
Did you
I didn't know.
There you go. I sent you back. Just send me your. I sent you an email, so just let me know.
I sent you my
where-
address back. What I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I haven't checked that, but yes, thank you. Perfect. I'll get it out to you. We'll hook up.
Okay,
I was
thank
going
you.
to do Russell's
Appreciate it, man.
Reserve 15 with with Troy. Troy and Todd, if you want to do a 15.
I've got it. What do you want to do? What do you want to do?
I'll go grab the 15 and we'll do a pour with you real quick
Oh,
I've got the 15.
in,
but
in the last couple minutes.
Come on,
Let me-
Todd.
let me-
all right, I'll get it. I'll get it.
I'll be right back.
Well, I guess we're gonna go a couple minutes longer.
I'll
I mean, we got to drink some good whiskey, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to give myself a pour.
I was so close to. Yeah, I was so close to clicking that end stream, and then Dave comes in and he's like, "Oh, let's drink some good whiskey." And now I
goes
guess
your
we're drinking some more
reputation of
whiskey.
being
always
quick
do with
draw.
that shade.
You losing that quick draw reputation right now.
My mouse was on the button, and then there it goes. You know.
On the button.
I'm going to take off, though. I'll
I
see
hear
y'all
Troy
guys.
yelling from the other room. He's like, "You're not
Nice meeting
mad."
you, Mr. Richard J.
Yeah, it's nice to meet
Thank you,
y'all.
buddy.
We'll do
Yeah,
it again
thanks for
sometime,
being
okay?
here. Yeah. Have a good night.
See you, buddy.
Take care.
Who am I doing this?
Yeah,
This is a bad mistake, but it's a good mistake, right?
Yeah, you're not
We're
driving
gonna
a
we're gonna
boat
have some
tonight,
of it.
Todd.
I just want like a tiny little
A
pour.
little splash.
We'll just
Like,
sit here and
little
watch.
splash.
half an
A little
ounce or
splash.
something.
No
Yeah.
boat riding tonight.
You can have a
that
little
is true.
splash. I'll have a little bit bigger of a splash.
Who's drinking
Raging
with me?
Cajun says y'all just showing
yours?
off now.
Dave, where's yours? Dave,
Okay.
I thought you were getting Russell's
I got
15.
some.
Dave, you put
He's
it.
got a port
It's on
already.
ice though.
Dave, what are you putting
You
on
put
ice for?
Russell's 15 on ice?
He puts everything on ice. That's how he drinks it.
There's
what?
nothing wrong with
You know what?
ice.
Good for you. That's how you like it. It's perfect. It's what you like. It doesn't matter.
There you go.
Are me and Gandy
It's
the
what
only
it
ones that
is.
have
I'm
Russell's
sorry.
15?
God, it's so good. Cheers, everybody. Hey, here's to a great night.
Cheers.
Thank you all.
Hey,
Yeah.
Cheers.
love you
Not
guys.
ready? Here
Love
you
you
go.
too.
Friday night or Saturday
setting
nights at
out.
the Bakers. This is it.
Hell yeah. God damn.
Oh my
Holy
God.
shit.
Oh,
Well,
It
that's
is
a good way
good.
to end the night.
That is,
That's
you know
fantastic.
what? Whose idea was that? That was perfect. I didn't need it, but that was perfect.
Way to go, Dave.
Bourbon of the
thanks,
year.
Dave.
That is
I'll,
bourbon of the year.
I'll
Here.
just drink my poor man's Russell's pick here.
I'm sorry.
You know what? Russell's picks are fantastic as
Any
well.
Russell's
I'm
is
drinking
good.
Weymouth.
Brian's like, mine's not movie star quality. I'm sorry. It's not.
I got
Mine's
Russell
like a B-list Russell's, but
Is it a
Oh,
Camp
God.
Nelson Russell's?
He's like, not even that.
Have you had a
Is it a
sample of it yet, Brian?
wait, it is.
There you go. You
See,
got a
Andy?
good
Well, there
one.
you go.
Camp
There-
Nelson, Rickhouse E, floor 4.
There you go.
That'll work.
Well, there you go.
That'll
You
work.
got a great one.
There you go.
There we go. So I'm in the club now, Gandy. How's it feel down there with the plebs?
Randy Tiller showing up late. Thinks all Russells are pretty good. I couldn't
Yeah,
agree
he's-
more.
He's been
Absolutely.
here a little bit, here and there. He said stuff earlier.
He's been checking in and out.
Yeah. I mean,
Brian,
he may
have
have
you
been here the
had
whole
the-
time.
Have you had the 15 yet? Have you had a
I
sample?
have. Brian Fisher, I was over at Brian's last
Oh,
week,
good.
and he let me have some, yeah.
Good.
So that
Days.
guy,
What's up, David?
he's got an
You,
amazing...
you were over with the Colonel?
Yes.
The Colonel.
Love you, David.
And like he's awesome. Like anything that he's got on the shelf, he's like, "You want some?" It's like, "Yes." Like
Yeah,
he'll pour
he's
you anything.
so
It's great. It's
Yeah.
really awesome.
They're good people. I like them a
Yes, he got this crazy ass Nulu pick that's jackfruit finished.
Jackfruit.
lot. Oh wow.
Jackfruit?
I don't
That's a
know
new
about
one.
that.
Wild.
Dude,
It tasted like banana bread. It was crazy.
never heard
Like
that.
Who in the hell knows
banana
what
bread that
jackfruit
was made
tastes
with like slightly unripe
Todd
bananas.
is a rock
but, like, in
star.
a good
Great
way.
show.
It
Yeah,
was
Right,
fantastic.
that's why you do it. Yeah. Todd, I want to bend your ear just a little bit before we jump off here, before you get off.
Yeah, buddy.
I mean,
I'll
now,
stay.
I guess now's good. Hey, the times that I watched your show a few times, you may think back, I turned y'all on to some Joe Bonamassa. Y'all were playing a bunch of
Yes.
music, and I told
Oh,
you, listen to Joe
yes.
Bonamassa.
Yes.
Have you
So,
followed up on Joe?
yes. So he came to the Lyric Opera House,
Oh, yeah.
which
yeah.
is here. Okay. And so my brother works there and got me tickets to see him.
Oh nice.
man,
Absolutely. I don't know a lot of his music, but he's amazing. He's absolutely amazing. And the place was
Yep.
sold out. It was sold out 2
Yep.
nights.
He's loud too. You got to
He
wear.
is absolutely amazing. I
Yep.
mean, huge. Yeah. So well done. Yes. I mean,
Hey,
I should have known him and I don't. And amazing. Amazing.
He plays with
Todd,
his
another,
house. basically.
another question.
Well, go ahead, Troy.
Another question we had written down that we were going to ask you, and we
Sure.
never got to it, was you guys always do, like, you play copyrighted music during your live
Yep.
stream.
We sure do.
How do you get away with that?
We don't. So we don't monetize our streams at all. I mean,
Okay.
so there's no ads at all, and it gets hit every time, and they'll pull it down. Whatever. I don't give a shit. After the fact, I don't care. I mean, we make clip so it gets some songs you can't like it shuts it down for good, but we don't care. We don't care. After
Yeah,
the fact,
like-
Do you ever have it like black out your stream or
that used to happen years ago. It hasn't happened in a while. So like we used to go,
Oh,
and
okay.
we would play like videos, and that really we would get blacked out right away. And so we
okay,
stopped
must be
doing-
videos are more
videos must be more. So we
easier
just do.
for that,
we just
yeah.
do. We have a roadcaster. We just hook if it works. We we hook up our phone and do Amazon Music and just play music. That's the now,
Yeah.
and it never shuts us down. Doesn't shut us down. After the fact, it shuts us down. But after the fact, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, after the fact, who
Right.
cares?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care.
I just like I've seen so many people like play something and just get blacked out on their live.
No, we
But
don't.
they were videos, so
It was
must
videos,
have been
probably.
that must have been why.
Probably
Yeah.
videos. We don't do videos. So yeah,
Sean has more than once just gotten like shut down.
was he playing videos?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you
He
go.
used
It's
to play
videos. Always
videos all the
videos.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just play music.
Videos. So we
And
just
then
play music.
we saw Mark
Yep.
get
Yeah.
shut down
Yep.
for like a
Mark-
Frank Sinatra
Mark
video
Northwest
or
Bourbon,
something.
Frank
yeah.
Sinatra got shut
Yeah.
down.
Oh, no kidding.
It'll shut you down. So no more.
It was
videos.
on like Frank's birthday or something. He was playing some stuff.
That sucks. I don't get
That's
that.
crazy.
It's whatever. We don't. Yeah, we don't want to get shut down. That's the one thing we don't want to do. So we would say hold on, and we would stop it, and we would always come back. But yeah, so we get tons of not strikes, but they put off flag after our
all those
show goes
alerts.
off.
Yeah,
We get
Yeah.
it's not gonna be- whatever. So fine, do whatever you want. I don't care.
Your video can't be played in 4 countries.
Yeah,
and-
Belarus and Russia. It can't be Belarus and Russia.
It's always Eastern European.
Yeah, it's totally Eastern European. So whatever, that's fine. We don't have a big.
Wow.
We have no following out there, so that's good. It's all good. We don't have much of a following here, so it doesn't matter.
Hey, well, Todd, here's the other thing about Joe, man. He don't follow the strict rules as far as the
No.
music industry.
Yeah,
He
we got to
has
play
his
some Joe
own-
Bonamassa.
he does
I
his
was
own
blown
thing,
away.
man.
I don't think. Yeah, you're right. You know what? Me and Andy didn't know much about him. I've heard of him, and like my brother
Oh.
works there. He's like, "Come, you got to see him. He's amazing." The second
He was
night,
a child
He's a-
prodigy. He was
yes.
phenomenal.
I mean, but I don't think many people know about how great he is. And you're right. You know, it's. I was blown freaking away. A big fan now.
Yep.
So thank you for that.
I have a question for Troy and Laura.
Yes, sir.
Someone in the chat, maybe it was Joe B in the chat, had said, "Is there a Jack Daniel's 12 batch 3 coming out this year?" Or
I
had
saw
heard
that earlier.
15.
Yeah, I saw that.
I thought Jack
I don't
Daniels
know.
was coming out with a 15 year this year.
Oh
but-
Jesus.
I am not very good about keeping up on stuff, so
So-
that would be Troy.
So I did see a TTB label for a Jack 15. I've not heard anything about it. So maybe it was just a placeholder.
Okay.
Oh God, that's good.
But I haven't heard of the 12
It's a holiday
batch 3.
surprise.
But these 12s are just fantastic, man. They're just.
Yeah, very good.
I should have
You
put
already,
them in your
you already
blend, and
finished
I
your
didn't.
Russells and now you're on the Jack.
He's going hard in the
You're-
paint tonight.
You're a madman, Dave. You're out of control.
I know, but I do
Dave.
ice, you know.
Dave,
There's
when
ice
you
in
when
there.
you Dave, when you get our Corbin Cash one, you cannot put ice on it. I'm just joking. I'm just.
Oh, he will. He will.
it is for sure going
Well,
on ice.
He's gonna like proof it down to like 110.
I know. I'm just joking. I'm joking.
When
And
I
he's
get
gonna be
that-
like, I get all these amazing flavors on it.
That's true.
When I
that's
get
true.
that
That's funny.
case that you're sending me,
There you go. Stephen Scone. Stephen Scone said Jack Daniels is dropping
14
year, and it will be cask strength.
oh wow,
Oh.
Well, let's go. Yeah.
Well, that sounds
That'll
like I
be
need to be
nice.
waiting in line
Sign
somewhere.
me up.
Laura will be there
What's-
somewhere.
What's the price of that
Nope,
going to be?
Troy
is the
will be.
question. What's
Troy
the
will
price
be
of that
getting
gonna
it for me.
You know,
Is that
Jack
going to be
Daniels
like one of these at
does
Like
better
$100.
prices than
They've been
anybody.
pretty good with prices. Yeah.
Jack's LEs have been pretty reasonable.
They do
But
better with
14,
pricing than
but
anyone.
wait, but 14. What is that age statement, Brian?
this one? Oh, I don't
Yeah.
know. I was going to say,
Yeah.
like, will that be like this, but 14 years old? I mean,
I guess. Yeah.
that
So
would
like,
be
what is-
incredible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. The
Well,
price is going to be
MSRP
crazy.
on the
Well, how
12's
how
not
much
that
does a
much.
12? Yeah, 12's like
12 is
Less
at
than
89,
100,
Less
wasn't
than
it?
100.
Is it cash strength?
no.
No.
Yeah, that's
No.
the price. I'm saying it's
It's like 108 proof or whatever.
Right. So it's cash
Yeah.
strength and 14. So do the math on that.
And there's
Yeah,
no,
that's
there's
that's
no,
insane.
Yeah.
I
there's
bet
no
it's
age
still
statement on
like
these.
120 or less.
No,
Yeah.
I bet not. I bet not. I bet
150.
not.
You don't think so?
At 14
No,
years,
at cash-
it's the,
at cash
the
strength?
water's going to evaporate. The
They're-
alcohol is going to
Their
concentrate.
prices are so good compared to other brands that it's
I get
just
it.
like
I can't. If it's. I hope it. Put it this way. I hope it is, but I doubt it will be.
I mean,
14 years
like
cash
a-
strength?
I mean, we'll pay whatever it's going to cost.
I want
But
to. I want to see 14-year Coy Hill.
Yeah, there you
there an
go.
approximate
yeah.
age on this?
Yeah,
like,
that's what it
what are
is.
these? What are the ages on these? Like, they don't age state it, but like
I don't
people
know.
will say
Oh,
it's like this to this. Does anybody know?
Is there not like a bottle date on the neck?
Oh, so I have a bottling date of 6/28/23.
You don't know when it was barrel date though.
That's not
No
when it was
barrel date though.
Yeah,
Okay.
no. I don't
I
know.
have
That's
no
a good
idea
question.
how old those are
I
supposed to
assume
be.
What are you holding up there, Rick?
Oh,
Looks
It's
like a
a,
Jack box.
Is that the Heroes?
well, it scans in on only drowns as a Heroes, but it's not. I don't think it's a personal collection. Chris Fletcher, Master Distiller. It's
Oh,
100,
okay.
127.6 proof.
Oh, nice.
Mm.
Oh,
I mean, Chris
I got
Fletcher,
this
he's
one
probably
on
got
the
a pretty
planet.
good palate.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
That's decent.
I tell you what, we've got some Ian Sturzman single barrels that are pretty awesome too.
Oh, I bet so. He's a great guy, by the way. Amazing guy.
We loved your show with him.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
He's so
that was
fun.
fabulous.
He was fun. He's a super nice guy. Super nice guy in person too.
And
Yeah.
you're making
Hey,
fun
Todd.
of him for being in Cincinnati. Thank you.
Well,
they're
you know
saying-
what? He invited us to go on his boat, so I'm going to go on his boat and have fun in Cincinnati. That's what I'm going to do.
Don't drive it, though, Todd.
No, I will not drive it. I promise. I don't think he'll
You
let
know-
me, by the way.
He held up that bottle of the Rossville Union
Yes.
single barrel, and then
Yep.
like the next day I went to Benny's here
It was
in
there?
Rockford, and they had it there, and it was a Benny's store pick, and it was like
Oh.
$49 on
Did you
sale.
buy it?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, there you go.
Dave bought 6 of them.
I would have too. I tell you what. This is. He,
I like
he
the new
poured this
label
for
on
me.
that.
This is the
Oh, it's
10-year.
awesome.
This is a 10-year 95.5 MGP Rossville.
Yeah.
It is so effing good. I wish I could have get this barrel. This is the one we turned down. We turned this down, and me and Dusty Dan were like, "This is the best one," and the group said the other one was better. It's great, but this is gold right here. I absolutely love this.
I got to get you a pour of the Echo's Wisdom pick. It's a
Okay.
short barrel,
Short barrel.
95.5, 12-year MGP rye
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
give me
at cask strength.
Oh, come on, give it to me.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I'm gonna hook you up with some of that.
Brian, thank you, brother. I would love that. I'll take all that 95.5 MGP.
Yeah. You know what else, though? Benny,
What's that
they
Jack
had
Daniels
2 of
with
them.
Yeah.
They had 2 of them. Oh,
Oh, there you go. Yeah, Rick.
I
Selection
can't
that
tell what
like
it is.
the-
You'll have to tell me what Jack Daniels is it?
013. Selection
Okay.
013. Twice barrel Tennessee straight rye.
oh, the twice barrel, yeah.
Oh, that's the twice barreled rye. That's the new. It's probably
Oh,
going to be a
God.
shelfer pretty soon, right?
I got it at Buster's in Memphis the other day.
Oh, yeah.
It's really good. Really good pour. Oh,
Yep.
Yep.
here's one I talked about, I think maybe last Saturday night a little bit, that I got same day I got that Jack Daniels. Comes in the little black bag, reminiscent to Crown, but it's a filibuster. It's a triple cast, straight bourbon whiskey finished in Scotch barrels, and evidently it
Scotch
was
barrels.
a peated. Yeah, it was a peated Scotch because you get a real smoky flavor on this. I really like it, and it was like it. Only Drown says $80, but it was like $55 store pick at Great Wines on Poplar Avenue in Memphis.
Nice.
So I'm kind of proud of
Nice.
that model.
Very nice.
Yep.
Yep. When I was at the Benny's there, I was telling you, I got that 95.5 rye, Rossville Union. They had another one that was weird. It was 51%
Yes,
rye and
that's-
49% malted barley.
Oh, Martha Barley.
Yeah, and
Hi,
I didn't
Laura.
get it because I'm more of a
Laura says
95.5.
goodbye, guys.
Yeah, I'm
See
getting
you,
there
Laura.
to you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
So
Yeah.
I think we're gonna
Yeah.
call it, guys.
All
Sounds
right.
good.
All right.
Yep.
We
Yeah.
appreciate Todd. Thanks for
Hey.
spending the night with us.
Yeah, good seeing you, Todd.
Hey, dude, guys, it's great
Brian,
seeing you guys.
Gandy, Rick, Dave, Rob. Love hanging out with you guys. Everyone
It's
in
been
the
fun.
chat.
Yeah, thank you,
It's
Chad.
been a gr-
yeah.
It's,
Thank you.
John
it's been a
Kranz.
great night.
Who's the ball guy?
Good to
breaking
meet you,
stuff.
Todd.
Laura's breaking stuff there.
See you.
But yeah,
Laura.
Cut her off.
we're gonna call it a night. Love y'all.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
we'll
it's
see you.
great
We'll see you next
guys.
Saturday.
Great Saturday.
Absolutely.
Sounds great.
Night,
man.
everyone.
Take
Thanks
care.
a lot.
Hey guys.
Have a good night.